multiple players. Redux did have a really good performance, but this is why we wanted to highlight Nismo heading into the day. So I think this will be really fun with those two. Haven, I feel like for Winthrop University, there has been the upsets of upsets going on for this one. And it's something that was actually the 13-11 victory for Winthrop University when they played in that upper final. So I think if we get to this point, it'll just be a great series ahead. But apparently the others can hear, I just can't hear anything. So I was told through text to give the word to Roy. So Roy, I can't hear you, but just have fun, mate.
Sorry guys, we are having technical difficulties with our communications, but we are back. So in terms of the map pool, we're here in the map select. Lotus has been chosen by Winthrop University, a map that they have actually been struggling on just a little bit in terms of their performances on it. They've picked it, they've not been able to convert it. It's been Sierra's absolute nightmare seeing them pick it. She even asked Ali about it in the interview yesterday, and even then, it still did not reflect well. But to see them pull it out, they must be confident in their solutions. They must have found some sort of answer on that first map. Of course, they're going to begin in the defense side, as it is a pretty difficult side choice. Of course, they're going to begin in the defense side, as it is a pretty difficult side choice. Of course, they're going to begin in the defense side, as it is a pretty difficult side choice. Of course,
I hate how this task manager always moving.
Not exactly the result they'd be looking for. Going into the next matches upcoming. But very much intro to your thoughts on all of this stuff in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed.
And what else we got, chat? Mine is not loading. You guys. What else we got, chat? Mine is not loading. You guys is like not up on the West Coast yet. What else has happened? EG is definitely getting kicked out in 2027. Public engagements per post. EG is definitely getting Sentinels leading by far. Public engagements. Hubert Academy's third. Holy shit. Out of all the orgs, Hubert Academy is still third? Hubert Academy's third. Holy shit. Out of all the orgs, oh, this is America's, but still. EG's number 11, and Leviathan and 2G are below them. Hold control with that task manager and hold, I see. 2G are below them. Hold control with that task manager. I don't know what we should do for this call. How do I get this call going? I don't know what we should do for this. These orgs are bad at getting good social media people that are good with interactions. I think, honestly, some orgs are bad at getting good social media people that are good with interactions. Some orgs have hired, like, people that are non-endemic to the gaming community, and they don't really know what it's in the gaming community. I think a lot of it is like following the current meme trends in the gaming community. I mean, I don't even know what EG, like EG just does like completely different shit. It just, I feel like EG is trying to compete. Everything they do is just like
all right.
Completely different.
Here we go. All right. Here you go, Cheese Nanish. Here we go. All right. Here you go, Cheese Nanish. Here we go. Now they're having a tech pause. I wonder if they're having a Discord problem as well, since they go. Now they're having a tech pause. I wonder if they're having a Discord problem as well. Can you hear me? Now they're having a tech pause. I wonder if they're having a Discord problem as well. Can you hear me? Now they're having a tech pause. Wait. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Wait. Yeah, I can hear you. Are you there? I see your face on the Discord. Yeah, I can hear you. Are you there? Are you there? I see your face on the Discord. Yeah, I can hear you. Are you there? I'll only hear you through your channel. I can hear you. You can't hear me? Through your channel. I can hear you. You can't hear me? I can hear you. You can't hear me? I was figuring it was the same issue. You can't hear me? All right, hang on. My mic? I was figuring it was the same issue. You can't hear me? All right, hang on. All right, let me ask Alex. I was figuring it was the same issue. You can't hear me? All right, let me ask Alex. I was figuring it was the same issue. You can't hear me? All right, let me ask Alex. I was figuring it was the same issue. You can't hear me? Let's see. Let's see. Is Discord still down?
Well, it just came back up. We're in a call, but
Is Discord still down? Is Discord still down? What was that? That would be funny. What was that? Mine is working. Tarek, give me your ID. I'll talk to Rob. That would be funny. What was that? Mine is working. Tarek, give me your ID. I'll talk to Rob. That would be funny. You can hear me, but double. Still, even though I turn the sound down. You can hear me, but double. Still, even though I turn the sound down. You can hear me, but double. Still, even though I turn the sound down. Maybe the tech pause in the match is for the Discord. Maybe the tech pause in the match is for the Discord. Maybe the tech pause in the match is for the Discord. It's coming in double. I have no solution to that. It's coming in double. I have no. You hear me with an echo? It's coming in double. You hear me with an echo? It's coming in double. You hear me with an echo? It's consistent. Everybody can hear me double. Twice as much. I like it. It's consistent. Everybody can hear me double. Twice as much. I like it. It's consistent. Everybody can hear me double. Twice as much. I like it. It's consistent. Everybody can hear me double. Twice as much. I like it. Twice as much. I like it. It repeats like 3 seconds. Do not understand like why that would be. Do not understand why that would be. Do not understand why that would be. Let's see. Where else? Sen Rob is in the chat. Let's see. I am. Where else? Sen Rob is in the chat. Let's see. I am. Where else? Sen Rob is in the chat. Rob is in the chat and live. You can hear me on the stream. You just got to turn on my channel and turn on the audio. Mute your YouTube. You can hear me on the stream. You just got to turn. How about now? I muted my YouTube stream window. How about that? Did that work? Exactly. Exactly. I have the YouTube stream dashboard open with it unmuted. No more double. Yeah, I fixed it. Alex is in the chat. So, yeah, Tarek, that's how you have to listen to each other. How come I can hear you, though? That's what's weird. No, I can hear you. That's what's bizarre. I hear you on my headphones. Tarek, are you... Tarek, turn on my YouTube channel. I can hear you in my headphones somehow. I don't understand why. I hear you in my headset on Discord. That's funny. Google Meet? All right. What's the worst that could happen? Okay. All right, let me try.
Is our mics working in there?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me
I'm
in here,
hanging
Rob?
up on the Discord. Going.
I can't
into
hear you in the
Google Meet.
call. I hear. No, I can't.
Wait. Oh. How about now? Can you hear me now?
No,
Derek, you can't hear me
I
in the
only
Google
hear you on
Meet?
your stream.
You can't hear me on the Google Meet? I'm in. I'll turn on my camera even. I don't know what's happening.
No, I don't know why.
You're flashing.
It's got to be your mic input. You might have to change your mic input.
All right, let me go back to my chat. Alex is monitoring me from afar. Let's see what he says. Where's Alex to tell me what to do? Hang on. Huh. Why is that not working? Wow, there's a lot of
You have to give mic
things flew
access.
through here. Still not working?
No, I can't hear you in the call. I hear you on your stream though.
My stream says
just
they can hear
delayed.
you. They can hear Tarek. They can hear you. I can hear you. Why is it you can't
Wait, let's
hear me?
let's try Discord again, Rob.
All right. But wait, can my chat can hear me? I can hear you. It's so confusing. All right. Let's get out of there. Oh. Hello? Hello? Still no? Something must be wrong with my mic with you. Something must be wrong with my mic with you. All right. Huh. But hang on. All right. Yeah. Exactly. Let me do exactly. That is what it is. All right. Voice and video. Dun dun dun. Output. Dun 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 dun. Wait. You are correct. Oh, that is what it is. All right. How about now?
There we go. Yes, there it is.
That is what it is. That's always that bizarre thing on Discord where you have to go back in and change it.
Yes, sometimes it changes like the default device on its own.
All right. We're set.
Nice.
Did the match start? I closed that window while all this was happening.
No, there's a tech issue there too.
They might have.
So-
Don't they need Discord also to communicate with everybody?
Are the pros using Discord or TeamSpeak? Yeah, I don't know. But hey, they waited for us.
They did wait for us to sort this out. Of course, now I have no streams. Let's fix that.
They use TeamSpeak, the pros. Yeah, that makes sense. It would be surprised if they were using Discord. I think TeamSpeak is a little bit faster for the mic input. The tech is for us. That would be sweet, but I don't know if that's true.
The tech is for us. Exactly. All right, let's take that down a notch. All right, now, wait, how do I get that back on the other screen? Let's do this. Start over.
TeamSpeak you can host local, so without internet and way faster. Yeah, but I don't think they're on LAN, so but still, yeah, I think TeamSpeak is a little faster.
Okay.
Mumble for VCT. Nah.
Let's try this again.
Ask how he feels about Sentinels championship on Marvel. Yeah, they popped off. They just won
popped off.
the big
By the
one,
way,
right?
Well, because like in the last tournament, we played 100 Thieves in the winners final, and they smashed us.
Yeah.
And then we lost to FlyQuest in the lower final. This time we swept FlyQuest in the winners final and then smashed them in the grand final. So we went 7-0 between the winners final and the grand final. So that was pretty sweet.
Then that was the big event that they just won, right?
So it's a funny thing because Shroud was debating this on his own stream, which is what was more important, winning the one with the bigger prize money or winning the one that had more teams in it? Like this is the one that basically everyone anyone could put a team together and play through the through the tournament mode on the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the team went on a crazy run the last 4 matches. They dropped 1 map.
Damn, they figured out the meta, huh?
They figured out the meta, and the other key change was Crimzo, who's our coach, actually subbed in and played tank, and he popped off also. And it helped him basically because he became the IGL, so that you get the double benefit of having your coach
As a player.
So you have your coach as the IGL, so that kind of worked out.
Damn, the coach stepping in. The coach was a part of the entire run?
The coach played the whole final 4 matches.
Holy, so why did someone step out again?
Oh, they made a switch because they felt like there was one role that hadn't played great in the prior.
Oh, so the coach is like a 6th man almost at that point.
The coach was like
or
the 6th man,
rather.
or 7th man, exactly.
Yeah. Damn, what the heck? That's an interesting dynamic.
So, but yeah, so we popped off, and then it was funny because I'll give it to Nate Shot. Whenever he's like really down and beaten up, he goes very political.
What was his response?
He always makes a very grandiose political comment. So this time, because there's definitely that controversy of the fact that we have a female player. And so she was getting beat up pretty hard the prior week when we lost to FlyQuest. But she stepped up this time. So when I was goofing on Nate Shot and 100 Thieves, he went to big praise for Aramori and how well she played.
Oh, that's nice of him.
So it makes it harder to keep trolling him when he goes to all he goes
when he
all
actually
nice.
folded, when he folded, yeah.
If you look under our post where we have the championship on the Sen Rivals Twitter, you'll see Nade Shot's post where he gives her a big shout out.
Let me see here.
It's back above. He's just one of the comments on one of the earlier posts because it's when we actually win. Yeah. So it's probably that one. Let's see.
This one.
Let me find it.
Let me see Nate Shot's Twitter, and I'll just find it that way.
Oh yeah, just go into his replies. Although he's spamming replies out there.
He is replying a lot.
It would have been on Sunday. Wow, he's replying a lot.
Did I miss it?
What day are you on?
I'm on the 8th. So more.
Oh yeah, no, you hadn't missed it. It was on the 6th.
Oh, here it is. Congrats, massive achievement for her individually, and probably one of the most biggest ones I can think of women for as a whole in esports. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's a pretty special moment in my congratulations. Wow, wholesome Nate Shot came out to play, huh?
So Nate Shot, when I was memeing him because the prior week when they crushed us was a week when all their other teams lost. And it said his rivals team was saving his mental. So when I retweeted that and said, how is mental now?
Okay.
He responded by going super ambassadorial. He went all political on me.
Yeah, he went corporate.
But the other key thing is when the 100 Thieves fans were trolling me about them beating us in that first tournament, I did point out that in the very first Valorant tournament we played against 100 Thieves, they beat us both times.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we beat them 13 out of the next 15 times.
Wow. Yeah, that's nuts.
So that is kind of what happened in Rivals. They got the first 2. Now we'll see what happens next.
Oh, my God.
So,
interesting. What's this? Let me see.
By the way, I love how he's complimenting the female player that's in our org. So I love how everybody's giving him credit for complimenting the person who we signed.
Yeah.
That's the funny
part. How is this mental now? 2 very different CEO reactions to Sentinels beating 100 Thieves in Marvel Rivals.
Well, she's on our team. What am I supposed to say? Yeah, she's amazing.
I think people don't know the lore. People don't know the lore in these comments here. But it's all fun and games. Now say something nice about G2. Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. That'll be a tough one. Oh, let's go to Qbert Academy and see what they've been cooking.
Let's
Did
go
you
to
see
Qbert
Qbert Academy's number 3 in engagement for
How funny is
America's?
that? How
Yeah,
funny
it's
is
pretty
that?
insane.
But it is like they have like a sense of humor there, and right, because that's always the challenge of how do you. And also the other thing that really helped, right, is the cross promotion with Kaplan like carrying Qbert around at all the matches.
Yeah, it's become a trend of Qbert just hanging out in the area. He's honestly kind of a hero.
It is like when I walked through the venue on Friday, where I had like the Qbert back in store. Yeah, everybody in the venue was very excited to see Qbert was back.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, but that's when you were taking a little bit of heat about the fact that we won easily because you weren't there.
Yeah, in the studio.
Yeah, you weren't in the studio, so we did have a
And then
very clean
then I
win.
tried to ratio you, and it didn't work.
One of the funnier moments of all time, I thought.
That is insane, actually.
There were
Wait, let me
people
see-
in
let me
your
see now
chat.
days later.
There
Wait, no, I'm still lost. Wow.
There
Well,
were-
no, they were ganging up on me and my own people.
That's what I'm saying. Your own people were on there saying, "Don't let Derek win. He's in his chat telling everyone to go vote for him."
Yeah, we're down and out in that one. I take the loss there. It's okay.
People, that's because people were just so compelled. It was such a compelling comment.
Yeah.
I have a strat for Toronto that I'm cooking.
Okay, what's that about?
I'm almost there. I haven't got it quite finalized yet, but there's something I'll pitch you if we're in Toronto.
Okay. Okay,
But-
I'm down.
Sometime in the next 2 weeks.
Are we doing the hockey jerseys whether we qualify or not?
So, all right. So now you just led me right into what I was about to talk about.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. Sorry.
So here's what we're looking to do. Okay, we haven't figured it out yet because we're looking for a venue, but I'll leak this right now on chat. Okay.
Okay.
But we are working with Red Bull to try and find a venue close to the location where we can have a either meet and greet or watch party, depending on if Sentinels is actually in Toronto or if we're just there as fans.
Ooh, that would be awesome. Live
But to
watch party.
host an event there. And so either it's a Sentinels watch party as we're playing for the championship, or our players are there doing a meet and greet and hosting the watch party.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick because I think a lot of people like I don't know if it's already specified for how meet and greets will work at the event.
No, you can't do a meet and greet until your team's out of the event. So therefore, this is a way that if we're not playing, because like in Bangkok, we just did a meet and greet like the day after we got knocked out, and like 500 people showed up at like 2 hours notice. And I was like, you know what? A lot of people weren't able to get tickets for Toronto. So it was like, you know what? Maybe we just create a little mini event in Toronto where we can do we can do a meet and greet, and then maybe have you do a drive-by.
Yeah.
But if Sentinels is playing in the final, maybe you have to stream from the watch party instead of the venue.
I think if that's the case, for sure. I think
So-
that'd be. I think if we were able to get the production going, where
Yeah.
like,
So I am in the lab. I am ratting out my idea here. But so Red Bull is working with us to try and pull it together.
Mhm.
So we're looking for a venue right now where we could get like 400 or 500 people and with some streaming space as well.
yeah, that'd be sweet. I mean, I think you might have saw it as well, but a lot of people got kind of shafted.
It was crazy when you saw that. It was like a Taylor Swift concert ticket, and also people being very frustrated where they tried to get the tickets and couldn't get them.
Yeah, they're being resold for like 5x. It's like
Yeah.
$1,000 for.
And
Yeah,
so-
the scalpers got everything.
So anyway, so that's what we were thinking about doing. So that's what we're looking for right now is a venue. And then if we do that, then yeah, we would make the hockey jerseys. So if you're a Sentinels fan in Canada, it doesn't matter to you if we're in that tournament or not. You'll always have your Sentinels hockey jersey. So that's what that is what we are executing right now.
We would only host the event there if we qualified, though.
No, we would actually host the event regardless. And if
as like a Sentinels watch party get together.
Yeah, we would basically have the players go and host the meet and greet and watch party.
Oh, I see.
So therefore, the fans at least could go get have a meet and greet with the players.
Yeah,
and our Canadian fans could get, because like there's never been an event in Canada, so none of the fans have ever been able to meet any of the players. So this way, we'd have an event in Toronto, whether we were there or not. That's what we're looking at doing.
That's a fun idea. I think the sooner we can get it out to the people so they know, the better it is, I guess. But I think
we're trying to get it locked down. We're trying to get the venue locked down by the end of the month, so that we could get everything organized.
Yeah. Okay. Nice chat. You heard it here first. That was quite the. We kind of got it out of you, Rob. But that's
well,
gonna be awesome.
It all came from if we're playing, you'll be hosting the watch party, so the fans won't think you're a curse.
That's true. They'll be in a different place from me, or I'll be in a different place from them. Yeah.
So, but like I said, having the hockey jersey, because we do have the design. We're waiting for the sample to come in right now, but we will definitely have a hockey jersey.
Hockey jersey is going to be awesome.
And so, because it's
chat. What do you guys think about hockey jersey? Like because I don't think it's been done for esports teams before.
I think Optic actually did one last year in a very limited run.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but
not. It hasn't been done maybe more than once.
Oh yeah, but if you're a Canadian fan, I'm pretty confident you would love the hockey jersey element.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
So, all right, here we go. The match is on.
Here we go. Good timing. What's your time at? 132, 131.
Perfect.
30.
How is that possible? We're even.
What are the odds?
Best map, but Winthrop have struggled, and already it's a fast flood in onto the C site.
So there's
look at Night goal.
By the way, I was about to say the key thing. Once we get to the end of this round, we'll talk about some role swaps going on.
Oh yeah, Knights is on Duelist.
And Redux right now is playing Omen.
Interesting.
That I think, part of it is, Knights was like Duelist, and I think for Redux, since currently we have no particular spot of just being as flexible as possible. Right, because he's still got. Right, it's not like we're sitting here waiting with a spot for him versus getting him to be as diverse, as flexible as possible, because you have no idea what's going to happen as we go forward.
You're saying for Redux to try it out?
No, I'm saying Redux for 17-year-old is kind of bizarrely mature, and so he felt like Knights was much better off on Duelist. And so having Knights move back to Duelist, but also for him to develop another agent pool.
Yeah, it's like one for the team, to be honest, because giving up Duelist role, I would say you got to kind of drop your ego for that one a little bit.
So that is that's the key.
Starting off quick, aggressive pace to this game. Holy, so aggressive pace.
Wait a second.
Knights is a very good duelist. They're saying in the chat. Yeah. Well, that's what he was rocking on the other team, right? Former Envy. Yeah. I think he was playing
he was on Rankers.
Or Rankers, yeah.
And he was the duelist, so yeah.
And I'm guessing he was duelist in the 2-0 win they just had.
Yes.
Winthrop University's moves. I've highlighted
the first map we actually didn't play a duelist. I think he
There
might
was
have
no
played
duelist?
Viper. There was no duelist.
Oh, wow.
What the hell is a Cubert? A Cubert is a sarcastic red square creature.
Hubert is a species of his own.
Was he on Clove?
I
guess
He was Clove.
I can remember if he played Viper or Clove.
And now Hubert Academy, they're 3
But,
up against 4.
Yeah, he played Yoru, and Redux played Omen on the second map. All right, here we go. We better win this. Uh-oh. All right.
Very low HP.
Quick clear him here. There you go. Some damage, though.
Clear him. That was key.
Of the blow from it. 3v3 for the retake. Once again on the C site, 10 seconds to go. Winthrop, good job of walling things out, and you really can never tell where Moobs is going to end up. That kid just has a knack for finding the right time to flank every single round.
Nice. Easy.
No chance of getting anything done if somebody's looking your direction with this gun diff, so Kubert should have an easy cleanup for the remainder of this round. I think T-Dog is a little low, so you'd like to hold on to this gun and this extra body, but might just have to part with it if
What?
Infiltrator's peak is better.
What just happened?
Quickly get shut down though.
That was a shot.
I snuck in with an extra kill
not a
there.
fantastic round for Kubert. It really just came down to those initial conflicts that happened over onto A, over on C as well. Just poking through a lot of utility being tossed out on the A side, something very characteristic of this Lotus map. But just
T-Dog almost has his ult.
being on the unfortunately receiving end of a lot of
Yeah.
those bullets that Winthrop University were just shooting out across. I think
Little
there were
bonus
3
here.
defenders just trying to spray this person down. The gamble stack worked out perfectly for them, and as a result, Kubert Academy not looking super hot moving into this next round. Only 2 weapons available for that bonus, but of course, this is going to be Winthrop now. Full rifles across the board, and yeah, a lot of control being fought over that A side on the outside. Well, Knight's going to be moving over here. Now will be potentially a couple ultimate
B side is empty.
having that overdrive ready. It does feel like Kubert are once again looking to potentially flood in onto the C.
Moves once again laying in wait here, and Winthrop pretty keen to it at this point, so they'll try and play a little proactively on top of that, understanding that Moves is going to have to back away regardless. Huge util dump on him, including those
Full
stealth
retake
moves
from
before
them,
back
okay.
into the hall. But it's not a fast take.
Oh,
Knights is not gonna
careful,
dive
Knights.
on top of him with his slightly lesser gun. He'll just creep up, and now will make his entry as the
Braided though.
can make theirs.
Oh.
Are together here?
Waterfall, and Winthrop have
Not quite.
overwhelming control of that with Infiltrator
Nice.
at the
Ooh,
helm.
Scuba.
On the slide,
There's the breach hole. No, it didn't go off, did it?
Thunder
No.
gets shut down early by Flare.
Wait, did he?
Oh, it did go off, but it didn't do the effect.
went
That's
off, it didn't
weird.
hit
He lost.
anybody.
Yes, he didn't get he lost the orbs.
Wrong way against one of the better clutchers for Winthrop's side as well. It's Ali smoking himself.
Sticking
on.
it.
How good is this opening today,
up.
my guy? Jumping in, first
Uh-oh.
shot down.
No! What?
You actually get both of them?
How do you both die there?
No, they. I'm not gonna lie. They jumped into the smoke at separate times. It felt like they needed to jump in like together, right,
Yes.
Chad? In hindsight,
They needed to jump in together and not
Yeah,
next to
jumping
each
together.
other. And not next to each other.
I think just more patience is what they needed. Damn.
Well, they were kind of right, though, because he had got half and a little bit more.
So like they got like worried.
So they were worried that right here, see, like he was, but here, how did Scuba miss that? That was the one. Scuba
that one
didn't.
was-
Scuba didn't whip on that.
Man, that one's got to be tough here, but already Scuba caught in a very unfortunate
Wait, the
position.
device going for that pick is interesting.
Fantastic job right now of
Rob wins that for sure. Yeah.
By the way, I love when fans give me a hard time for criticizing mistakes of professional players. Like,
Yeah.
they're professional players. They're not
They're
supposed to make
paid
those
to get the
mistakes.
kill.
Yeah.
Is gonna get once again very antsy in the back lines.
Have you seen the ninja meme about him talking about the in football, the guy who's supposed to hit the field goal? Like, how does he miss it? He's paid to hit it.
Yes. Exactly.
But he got, I guess it's along those lines.
See, I'm gonna say in the world of like the things you can miss, the percentage chance there was
Or like a free throw in basketball.
yeah, free throw in basketball for better or worse. Sure. Can somebody stop him from sticking
No.
this? Nope.
No.
But even a free throw in basketball, the best people only make 8 out of
It was an
10.
interesting idea coming in from Kubert Academy there. You see
Yeah, like 8 out of 10 is like a good stat to have.
far deep into the site,
And so
Like
that's a
above
great
average, yeah.
percentage is 8 out of 10. So
Yeah.
you will miss some.
and are expecting to be able to take that space and hold forwards. But
Oh, by the way, so I was
they mentioned
typing in
that
your chat about the whole Arsenal Real Madrid. How
Oh,
funny
yeah.
is it that Arsenal and Real Madrid were playing each other? And Arsenal, this would be a classic Arsenal move because they're in a position now where they can't lose, right? Like taking a 3-0 lead, right? All they have to do is play conservative, control the game, and they should just be able to advance.
Yeah.
And somehow they'll find a way to lose 4-0 to Real Madrid. You watch. Real Madrid just has
Oh, it's-
magic
it's
in
the
the
BO3?
Champions League. It's a home and home, so you play one match
Oh, I
at
see.
home and one match, and so
So Real Madrid has to beat them 4-0.
Real Madrid either has to beat him 4-0 or has to go to overtime if it's 3-0 or 4-1.
I see.
Targeted choices moves on that lower health, but Infiltrator
and it would be Arsenal to choke it away if there was a
So
two.
I'm saying it would be classic, on brand for both teams if Real Madrid somehow stole that from Arsenal.
A little bit of noise made. A lot more by Winthrop this round as they'll get the lead.
It's just
Away goals matter more, but not anymore apparently.
No,
Like, as
away
soon
goals
as
don't
we
matter
see Cuber
anymore.
get into the position,
Now it's just
I'm like, all right,
aggregate.
let's put that spike
2
down.
matches,
Winthrop are already
aggregate
jumping
score.
on them. And sure, we saw, maybe Infiltrator did pop out the classic there for a second, but really it was just moves playing Overwatch from up top.
They're not
Being able to
Liverpool.
just make sure that nothing could really get through. Sorry, I said up top, but it was just a wraparound. It was
All right.
Flair actually who was making
Time
sure
to
that
get our
everything
act
was more
together
or
here.
less organized. And
Yeah, here's the guard. Here's the
After
guard.
letting that
Back on
diffuse
these
happen
retakes,
at
Cuber,
2-0.
They don't have an opportunity really to get themselves set up. It seems like as soon as they get the spike down, they're already under a complete ambush from Winthrop.
Now it's that Hunter's Fury that'll play the aggressor for Infiltrator's sake up a courtyard, and what a surprise, it'll convince Cubert Academy to head back over to C, where moves is
Oh, nice catch.
Ollie as well, but Redux has the read on the TP and will quickly silence that. A lot of options now. for
Or
Cubert
Visol.
Academy.
Maybe we go. Oh, he's gonna do stay here.
They'll still commit to the C.
No.
Knights and moves is
Okay,
already taken
traded.
that place. Again, quick to the punch every time they work. Steel guard now on the
Nice.
trade.
Wow,
Redux
nice shot.
Continues to frag as he'll make his way on with that controller
All
while
right.
he's taken up.
Finally, the spike should go down. Only 2v4 here, make it 2v3.
The Rockets
It's gonna be
took out
Salvo's finding a
TW.
lot of value here. Where Infiltrator now swinging around from Waterfall.
Erno up first to open up Infiltrator. Aggressive.
Nismo. Nismo's always good for
Nismo
it.
shuts it down.
Nismo.
That was your one window, and Flair, tough call to make here, but no real
Oh,
choice.
you cursed him.
And actually,
No, I kind of did, right?
with that operator
He's
on the
saving
way,
though. It's fine. He's
the
saving
only bit of
though.
coping that Winthrop can do this
He
time around
took
is
one- he
to
took
win the
Nismo out on
lead
his
this
way
time
out the
around and
door.
tie us back up at 3.
Yeah, great job from Cubert Academy. They're able to find super important picks very early on their way in. Moves being the one, once again, that I am always going to be focusing on here. But Cubert just kind of storm in onto the site. This time they've got adequate
Sorry,
time
give me
to
one
get
sec, bro.
themselves set up.
By the way,
It feels
Tarek,
like
oh,
a
you're leaving?
possible
You're
situation for
walking away.
Winthrop.
Oh, we lost Tarek.
Really, we're hoping to keep a couple of their members alive so that they could stall things out, really play down the clock a little bit longer, so then they can.
I'm back.
get
What was
their
that?
counts retake
I was
ready
gonna
to
say
go.
the one thing
Cubert just a
I
little bit
missed
more
half
aggressive
of
that time.
was
Redux
the
really
whole
leading the squad
post-game
on
Rossi
and
interview.
making sure that
Oh, it was the best thing ever. You
Well,
missed out on the.
see what I didn't
realize.
realize. At first I thought he went way off the rails. I didn't realize they did kind of set him up.
In which part?
Well, because they kept showing Cloud9 highlights.
Like, oh yeah. Well, to be fair, that was the last match the team had played. I forget.
Yes,
It was,
I appreciate
yeah.
that they had played them the week before, but they just had won. But at the same time, you commented on those guys looked like they had just won playoffs. And they had just
the way
beat
the way
Furia.
Yeah. I did say that. Because it felt like the vibes of the couch.
Yes. The vibes of the couch, like where they just qualified for playoffs. It was pretty funny.
It was. I think they should do more of that. The players were unhinged a
The
bit.
players were completely they were unhinged there.
But it was also only because we had the setup in the back.
Yes,
Like,
because we had no fans. So
Yeah,
therefore,
but
they moved the whole thing into the kitchen.
I almost feel like that's a better setup.
Yeah, definitely. The
Like,
post
it
game
felt more
ended up being
laid back.
better. The post game ended up being better.
Even like the casting felt a little bit more loose, which I think was enjoyable. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And now the gate is wide open for this A site for Cubert Academy to rush through, and they will spare no gap in the opportunity to take over this site. They may not get to that often this time.
Oh,
around with how well Winthrop's
nice
been holding it down.
util.
Thunder,
He saw him. Nice.
gets to rush
Slide.
pretty much
Oh, that's
over
okay.
free. Infiltrator, though,
He
with that
didn't expect a
shorty
second.
will make me eat my words, and Knights has kill feed for a moment here. Popping up
What?
the
Oh my
Infiltrator.
God! For a second.
Operator classic jump
They're
kick
saving, they're
from 2
saving.
feet away. Unfortunately,
Nice. That was
done this time
great
around.
util
Academy
by
should have
Cubert.
guaranteed
You
round.
thought Redux was gonna die there?
Yeah, well, for a second.
And actually, we do see
For a
Winthrop
second.
backing off. Gonna just hold on to the guns. It's a little bit interesting given the fact that LA only does have that Guardian, but the economy is going to be starting to get a little bit weaker. And At this point, it's a good time to talk about good old-fashioned map control. Because what we were noticing from these defensive rounds from Winthrop University is we see that heavy util dump outside of A mound. Cubert Academy have they want nothing to do with that A site, and so that forces them to funnel either into C, which will be running into a lot of that Cypher utility and up against moves, or they'll funnel into B. And at that point, it is a lot quicker for that retake to happen with the members from that A site ready to flood in, and then
Who's Sentinels play on? I actually don't even know when they play. Let me see here.
Sentinels, we play loud on Saturday, I think.
Yeah, it is Saturday second game.
Who's the first game?
First game on Saturday is Furia Cloud9.
And Cubert Academy, you know these guys are
and then tomorrow Friday is 100 Thieves 2G and then G2 Lev.
So a little bit of a
100 Thieves 2G is kind of spicy. I don't know why. There's a world.
G2 Lev.
Wait.
All right, how many rounds do you think Lev will win against G2?
Yeah, Cubert is well aware that the traps they executed last
I
round
think
don't
total
necessarily have to be done with ults. It's just a lot
13.
easier that way. So
Oh, I was
14.
going to say over under 10. You went 13.
Yeah, I go over
I'll take
10.
under 13.
They'll be able to execute
Under 13?
on this courtyard.
I'm going with under
Yeah.
13. That's
Yeah, Lev's feeling hot after Furia win, but they're gonna get humbled by G2. Wait, Spike is playing for 2G? I saw them on the roster here.
No,
but,
somebody had his jersey on.
but no,
Isn't
I saw
Spike
that
the
as
one who was
well.
17?
Yeah, but I'm wondering if he just turned 18 because on VLR he's on the roster for the
Yeah,
match.
but I feel like from before when they said when he turned 18, it was later.
Yeah, I thought it was later too.
Will try and teleport away.
Oh, he did teleport away. Damn.
At this point with
Yeah.
University, they're
It's a
very
free
aware
site if we
this
speed
could
up.
be an A-side attack, and so all the reinforcements are going to be coming through as soon as they
Oh.
make sure.
Yeah, his birthday's in June. Never mind, that's fake info.
Now a TP from Redux to get freely onto the site before the door fully procs just to make sure
30 seconds left.
you got that immediate
Holy.
front line cleared away. And is it
What?
worth it? We'll find out.
A running gun?
Doing
Can we
enough with
shoot the
Stinger
blind guy?
from
Nope.
behind. He's doing
Damn.
more than more
Damn.
damage. And Winthrop will take
Oh
over
my
yet
goodness,
again.
how did they win
That's
every
what
one of
we were talking
those?
about before.
Scuba?
Scuba?
On the
1v4?
outskirts, he's the only one
1v5?
Okay.
with anything this time around.
Damn, Infiltrator had a round with the Stinger.
I
Zoom
remember
in.
years ago, I was on a school field trip, and the class had just crossed the street. You know, there was
In the drama video you watched, Lev was losing to Envy 3-15 in a scrim. Ooh,
And then
that's
my
tough.
teacher
What
looked
was
at me
that?
and said, "You know what
Apparently
happens when you
there's
lose
scrim
in
bucks
big
about Lev
Rivals
losing
scrim
to Envy
coming through from Cubert Academy.
15-3.
Ditching the side of fact that grade 8 was traumatized that day. Basically, Cubert took their time at actually moving in onto that A site.
Dapper
They
pause.
were doing their due diligence. They were clearing out all of these individual corners, and yet Winthrop University, as soon as they realized what was going on that A site, they pounced on it. They were there and ready.
Yeah,
to
we don't really have any
fight.
ults
Now,
ready
Cubert
either.
Academy, so slow at making their way in.
Yeah, we've-
And honestly, I say slow, but
Rob
they're
is
just
a
doing
rabid
everything.
rab
It's
watcher.
just
That's
the
basically
speed
what I
of
do in the
Winthrop
morning.
University
I
was
park
just
my
taking
car.
over
I
that
put in
site
my
and making sure to
Starbucks
take those
order,
fights.
park my
Infiltrator
car,
obviously kinda
walk
letting
across
them
the
feel
street,
with
grab
the
my
Stinger in
Starbucks,
hand.
come
The
up,
Stinger
turn
is
on
fantastic
tactical
for
rab.
those close-range quarters.
It's
But
like
you
the
can tell
perfect
Cubert
length
Academy
to
was
eat my
not
breakfast at my
expecting them
desk.
to be so
That's like
quick
the
Oh,
perfect
moving in
10-minute
onto the site.
It's like
Starbucks.
watching the news.
Yeah, it's like watching the
It's like
news. My
watching the news.
10-minute tactical rab video while I eat my Starbucks breakfast.
Winthrop continuing to find just creative ways to trip
That's
up that
awesome.
blistering speed that Cubert's trying to go for, and that TP from Ollie was one of them. Just a forced util dump.
I might have to
Blister
incorporate
retake
that
for
too,
a
maybe. I think it's a good way to be keep up to date, right?
At that point.
Yeah, because like you were all going, what was up with that French thing this morning, which he had shown.
Yeah. I might start doing that as like
Because it's like
part
10
of my
minutes.
intro.
It's like the perfect length.
Yeah.
There to answer this time around. The Cypher util's been set up on A site for the most part this time around.
And it also keeps you updated on what's
Window
happening
shot
in
regardless is
Europe and
start
APAC.
the early defensive util
Yeah,
dump and
I'm
then
gonna
the
incorporate
sidelines
that. That's a good idea.
Try and get their ducks in a row early on to retake this A site that Hubert will now set their sights.
Our guy Durka lost today.
Who was it to? Vitality?
No,
Or
Heretics.
no, or not Vitality. Sorry, a Heretic.
Heretics.
It's 2-1, right? Yeah.
Get that information out. Nah.
Wonder if Durka's in the chat today, as he can recover from his loss by watching this.
Another opportunity
Yeah, it was
here
2-0.
where Hubert have had adequate time to get themselves set up.
Aggro salvo into the baby door to try to stave off Ali, but Infiltrator's already inside, so Winthrop, again, the fight happens
All right,
on their
Scuba.
terms
Scuba.
more often than
That
not when
sure
it comes
did.
to the defense right now. Moves another early aggro peak, so now it's just the presence.
Come on, get that.
And you've got some cyber
That guy's low.
can work with, as well as that
Paranoia.
to guarantee
We're so cornered.
very little time left on this fight. You've got to
Oh,
wrap things up
oh,
soon.
Oh,
what
nice,
happened
nice.
there? Knights!
Damn.
Nice.
Shots. Good shots.
Get it together to grab that lead back 5-4.
Damn, speaking of things.
Think
from
of
like
Tactical
Valorant,
Rab as Valorant comp Reddit in video form. Yeah, no, I'm going to 100% start watching that.
That is
daily.
what it is.
We're doing, you know, we'll go
you know, so,
everywhere.
hey, those things could be linked if you think about it. But
Keyword Academy does not play in the office. They play from home.
Kind of played out there because for a second it really looked like Winthrop University should have had the advantage there. They're playing close together. And
Knights had his pop
goes
off.
on a crazy phantom spree to really just stall
Run there.
things
That
out.
was big.
You're right.
That was
Yeah,
a
that
big
was
round to
definitely-
win
You
there.
can tell that Winthrop were definitely feeling the pressure after having to wait.
They're on a
that
little
fight.
half buy, or is it a force? Looks like a force, maybe.
Making sure that they maintained their ground on the actual site. And this time around, we're seeing that aggro pressure from Winthrop, recontrolling that A site. And so Hubert, once again, are going to be going over to C. But at this point in the map, we've seen a lot more between these two squads. So this one might not be as cut and dry as Winthrop are expecting.
Yeah, we've seen these stories before, really speedrunning the flowchart, which means you get creative. Scuba in the smoke, and Infiltrator still susses him out. But a trade on the front line makes it still a little touch and go. Winthrop actually will end up getting stalled a little more because of it, so got that extra space on site, except for moves. Guess what? He's creeping up on you. Backline still taken care of, though. Redux continuing to frag out despite the
Oh,
smoke.
what?
Oh, moves. What have you
It's
got
in
up
the
against?
side.
Gotta be massive on the stinger. Two
Hey,
back.
oh,
Equalize yet again, and
that was
prevent
kind
the
of
start from
painful.
being planted. Now Ali back up. Knights preventative, though. It's gotta be
Boom.
Anyways, here. Good job. Oh my god. Moves
That
almost
was-
pulled a fast one on us.
That was kind of painful.
Yeah, and honestly, for a second there, I believed, okay? I thought for sure Moves somehow was going to pull off a miracle, and honestly, looking like he was just wearing the invisibility cloak or something, completely undetected, walking around the site, an imposter among us, and yet Hubert just were simply not aware of the presence of this Cypher and is able to walk away with two very important kills. Also, two stalling out the spike. The course, the rest of Hubert Academy, they spin their head on a swivel and take a look around at the actual site and make sure that everything is clear. So, like you said, a nice, easy round win. As Hubert Academy, this time they're taking a lot of space here onto this A site. Uh-oh, distraction
What is
technique not quite
happening?
working out.
What the hell? What is happening?
Very much a hodgepodge that Infiltrator just relishes.
Just the full thrifty
They might
eco
ready to give him his
disaster.
angle back if he had to say in it, but
Yeah.
too dangerous at the moment. We'll just crowd
That
around
was
Rubble
crazy
and
the
wait
way
for
this
Hubert
round
to make their
started.
inevitable shift in decision. Back over to C site we go. I'm so glad that we can avoid all the small talk that happened in the first couple rounds here and just get to the
Oh, look at him
the
scooping
meat of
up
the
guns.
bones.
It's not going to be an eco anymore.
Tripwire activated for Nismo. Hey,
2v4
guys,
here?
did you know?
Will they expect this guy to be in?
Oh,
Early
whoa.
peek.
Knock.
Can't land
Oh,
the shot.
shit,
Wow.
son. Yeah,
Still
nice shot.
effective 3v2 Infiltrator
But
continues to be quite low as well. And despite ticking away has been one of the
Scuba's one off ult, but I don't think he'll be able to get it.
Yeah, we will get
Or they have tail ult.
they have
I wonder if he
to-
uses it.
Keep in mind too,
Oh, yeah,
this
they
was
do.
actually a save run
Damn.
coming in from Winthrop. The fact that they've gotten this much value already.
No, he's not using it.
Got to get this first one.
No, he got scanned.
Oh,
He
damn.
got
That
scanned.
was,
Damn. That was winnable, actually, but
but that just went crazy at the beginning.
So they will
yeah, in
once
the
again
A
let them
fight,
back. And I mean, unfortunately, that was just so
We just
chaotic
it
at
was
the
the
very
classic
beginning
case, right, where
that
they were all
sort
where
of had
we
to claw back
walked.
from the jump. And normally Hubert would not be as prepared for that. I wonder if this last round on the attack, they will completely question their aggression they set towards the field.
Yeah, honestly, it just once again came down to that early fight.
Ow.
Yeah, right here. This is the pivotal
Oh.
moment. The fact that
That-
Knights
what?
was
Infiltrator,
taken down
what in the
immediately
world?
and
He had a round,
Infiltrator
yeah,
was
he's
so
kinda
deep in
flying
front of
around.
Hubert was the reason why that round did not work out for Hubert. Infiltrator has been so annoying to deal with. In Hubert Academy, once again, there's still a one-round lead here, but what should have been a pretty easy round for them just immediately disappears, and so they change up their strategy yet again. This time just leaving Scuba to be that vanguard onto this A site, while the rest of the members are playing a little bit slower. And Winthrop University looking for a little bit more information. Stealth bot
So
will
here we
go
go.
in and at least see one person here, but it's not exactly the best.
He's gonna breach ult
for
this?
Hubert either.
Uh-oh.
C Knights only
Oh, he's waiting for
have
info.
T-Dog only with the stinger. The overdrive's active.
Nice.
And it's going.
Oh,
First on to
he ulted
Ollie's
the other
skull.
guy.
Nasi would be the next target. And
What do we have?
seems like
Visal.
already been poked at.
This judge here is
Nice use of the
strong.
rest of that overdrive
I hope I
to
didn't jinx him.
position, which he
Whoa,
now
God.
you did not jinx him.
Saved.
Now he has his pick of the litter with what he can do. He'll extend a little more and grab that right
Nice
goal.
Visal.
Cooper gets the plant, but Nasi
Oh,
The
no,
other two.
Scuba
He got the other
died.
two.
on the
Did-
steps the whole way
Yeah.
through and has an early cut on top of
Oh,
Has
wait.
to nail this next
Oh,
scale, but
come
he
on.
does on the Redux.
All right,
Nismo
all right,
next
Nismo.
point.
Ooh,
And the
Nismo.
story's too late. Now the Armageddon onto the site. Flare good for the one on top of it. An
Wait.
infiltrator has all the time and
Oh,
space.
no.
How did everyone die?
What the hell happened?
Flare
Actually, how did everyone die?
What
It was
did
3v2. It was
How did
3v2.
everybody, how did everybody die?
I don't know how they lost that. I think maybe we overpeaked a little bit.
Or did the Armageddon
The
force them
tail
out into the
pushed
open?
out. Yeah. Nismo got stunned in the tail molly. 6-6 on defense. Lotus is really good. That's true. It's true.
But
I'm
there
gonna
were a
be fast.
couple of
Couple
duels
rounds
there
we should've won.
should've won.
Really interested to see how this round is going to be
Yeah.
coming out.
I'll be back one
especially
sec.
We've got the Vise up against the Cypher difference, right? Obviously, moves, generally speaking, always going to be playing that Cypher. But it's a little bit of a question mark for Scuba on the Vise. I haven't really
Okay,
seen
that one
enough
he got.
to make a
Oh,
judgment
was
call
that
on
right
whether or
there.
not that is going to be a big difference maker. But I think the utility kit that Vise is bringing runs counter to the Neon extremely well, especially that sheer going in can just isolate the duelist and then things kind of go wrong from there. And there's no Yoru really to bait that out either. So this is going to be a really interesting defense coming through.
Kinda
here.
need to win the
We
pistol
see a
here.
stack from Cubert Academy. They're playing patiently this time, waiting for Winthrop University to fall right into their trap.
We really just want to scrap. These teams live for it, and they're willing to dip for it. 1 for 1 on top of the stun. You got a TP away, but this
Oh.
gap is still open for a man like Knights. He will not poke the bear too much, though. Stay humble, because they know they got their work cut out for them on this C site that moves. Surprise, surprise.
Whoa, I forgot there's no
That's
halftime
still
break.
going to.
We're already live.
The halftime is not a halftime. They just
So
switch
far deep.
and go.
It's just going to be a where, but actually gets taken
Nismo.
out by Nismo. So at this point, it is going to be the go
Oh,
signal for Winthrop
we needed that.
University.
Nasi's having a game.
So far forwards.
Just
I-
continuing to
alright.
creep in those
Shoot him!
like
Oh my
water
God.
sidewalk.
Shoot him.
Every time
Uh-oh.
Holy.
that air starts to poke in the holes, the second
Damn.
that there's a Winthrop member available, they will just fill in the
Scuba
blanks.
1v2. It's there's a world, but
World, he's
it'd be
got to get this
difficult.
first
Here in
one.
theory, throw some shock darts in there, man. Go for it.
Seems like he has a read on the setup.
Now you can give it
Oh my
away.
God, Nasi had around.
Nasi's got it covered.
Oh, that was
All
tough.
through, in fact.
Damn.
Covering for moves on top of the first kill and
We
double
kinda
down
needed
on
to
the
win that
waterfall. He's
pistol.
grabbing it, but he covered everything that time around.
Yeah, it makes it a little complicated.
They're the ones who this time
Yeah,
take the
because
aggression
Lotus
forward.
is
Moves
attack-sided, and if
obviously
the other
gets
team wins the
down
pistol,
pretty
then they
early
just
on,
start
despite the fact
snowballing
that
with their
Clay made so
ults.
much space for the
It's
team.
true. That
We
is
gotta
true.
steal
Space was
we gotta steal a
instrumental
Thrifty.
at
Did they
making
win
sure that
2
Winthrop
Thrifties or
University
1 on
had
that?
backup plan ready to
Felt
go.
like 2.
As soon as we see Infiltrator just kind of get spammed down to oblivion by
'Cause,
all this utility, the pivot
It was the
immediately
one
comes. Is
on
already
on
the
A
site, so they
site
know they
that
can
started
save
off
the
rough, and then there's another one I
utility
feel.
plan. And already we're seeing just
Why are we
Infiltrator
watching
so far
challengers?
deep onto
What
this
else
A
do you want to
site.
watch?
Cubert
It's a
Academy is
warm-up
gonna be
for
moving their
Tarek. You get some
defenses around
strats. So
the
he
I'm getting
executes
I'm
unranked.
getting my reacts ready for the weekend.
It's a warm-up.
Also,
Yeah.
we're watching Cubert Academy, our favorite.
It's a warm-up for tomorrow.
And gladly
Wait, who's the
exercising
first
their
match
freedom,
tomorrow?
not really giving a care about how
The first match tomorrow is 100 Thieves 2G,
They'll pile drive 'em either way.
which is kind of a banger. And then it's Lev versus V2.
Oh, come on. All right. So be it. One of those. That's just one of those ecos where it's just efficient at least.
Yeah.
I don't mind if you all just die fast. We can move to the next round.
So yeah, nice and clean. Cubert deciding to speed run that fight as well. How often do you think we go to the A courtyard first for these like full blown brawls, man? Does it continue, or do we start slowing down a little bit, maybe playing through the walls, just throwing some salvos in?
I'm gonna be honest. You can't spell Lotus without that A site brawl. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I swear every single team, like it's just such a default thing that you've seen. Even before Tejo got into the mix, everyone was just brawling outside of A. Usually it was like paint shells and then have a little bit of an aftershock.
You never know with 100 Thieves who's going to show up. That's the key. It could be a banger. They could roll them. You just don't know.
Yeah. Well, 2G coming off a win too, right? So
As moves once again
They just
trying to
threw
No,
out someone, I believe.
they
The rest
beat
of the
Loud and then
squad
they lost to
already
Crew, but they took a
on
map
A,
off of
potentially
Crew.
gonna bait
Oh,
them.
yeah.
We're rooting for a
Right.
Cubert.
At least good for one onto
But
Ali.
they did take a map
Steadily
off
backs up
Crews. They
big stuff
definitely
for the rest of the
improved the
squad
last
as
2
well,
weeks
about the members
Yeah.
that have
since their roster shuffle.
Moves continuing to maintain some defenders over here on the C site, thanks to the Arc Rose getting procced. So Winthrop will use that to gain some extra passive control of the courtyard. Like a ballroom dance, these two teams, each round designating a leader to
Some
All right,
big
Nismo,
kill
make
here.
me
side
proud.
that takes control early on and how to respond and
Well, they're actually going B.
through the baby door, Winthrop University.
Oh, yes.
Wow, good util.
Covering the
Nice
spawn.
job.
Uh-oh.
Pretty quickly if
Oh,
Winthrop's not careful.
Traded?
Flare,
What is
unfortunately,
happening?
cannot be outlawed.
This is one of those times where the
Oh.
observer is just gone.
God, oh, God, oh.
Oh.
Keep two standing for the advantage, and suddenly Winthrop take away the third and a half.
So you know my second biggest
It felt like
complaint
there
on
was
the
just a little bit
observing.
more hesitation coming in from Qbert there.
Trying to switch to the player POV of the guy getting the kill.
Yeah, that they're always trying to find it, and sometimes therefore you just miss 4 in a row versus just staying where you are. Like, sometimes it's just impossible.
And it just all
Yeah.
falls
And they
apart.
try anyway.
It's this is not
Like, don't you feel like they are trying on
at this
every
point.
kill to
Nismo, I
be
did
in
have
the
to say
POV of the
this
shooter?
was a sick kill, but unfortunately,
Sometimes they overdo it.
wasn't
Right,
enough
like this
to
one
make
right
sure
here,
that
'cause it was
things
just
could
mayhem.
work out here.
Just
And,
keep it going,
Winthrop
yeah.
Rescued from Qbert Academy on that round. Winthrop University
Yeah, they
have
are
all the
correct.
rifles that they need, and Qbert
If we
are
don't
going to
win
be on a
this,
little
if we
bit of
don't
a
somehow
scale.
steal
We're not
this
getting the
eco,
barnyard brawl outside of A side, but it is going to be fast aggression coming in.
And they're actually
from
speeding up
C
towards A.
As they take that mound control, but moves just
Oh,
so aware.
he's got
The
it.
game sense is just unreal. Looking for those
Oh.
shots, can't quite secure it, but will be able to escape most importantly.
He's just rage baiting that C stack, trying to just.
Oh my God.
I thought Scuba was gonna get him.
Yeah, he's blind. He had a chance.
Oh well. All right, now we need the real miracle.
Kyle is gonna
They're just trying to go for
turn tail and
3 maps for the content.
meet back up over here with
This is their map pick, to be fair, but I wouldn't count them out just yet.
With a little
You wouldn't?
less of an advantage.
No,
here
I think we have a
to
chance.
University. It seems like that's where we're headed this time around.
Although it looks quite grim, I think we have a chance still.
Right now,
I think Dapper calls a pause after this round, maybe.
potential pick. Get closer to a couple of those ultimates.
Yeah, I would say this is a good
Struggle
round of
a little bit
pause
left
after
over
this
here,
one.
and honestly, it's really going to be Nismo who might be able to get one. Be the infiltrator with the shorty in hand. They
Oh,
just
oh, the
dance
timing.
upside this. A bit of timing might come
Oh my
through.
God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The crazy part is Redux said to him.
Nothing worse than when you're standing there with your iPad out.
Finding themselves now at double digits
Okay.
already. And, are
Basically,
flipping the script
if they don't win this round, they
on
should
how
just
we
say
expected this
GG and
Lotus
move to the
go.
next map.
Lotus is a pain
Yeah.
for Winthrop University. Between just not
Icebox
having the best
next.
win percentage on
Interesting.
this,
I wonder what Nice
losing
plays there.
the map against Prosperity,
Well, they said yesterday we
Winthrop
played
University, they
Icebox,
really need this win, and it could
and he played a
really
different
impact
agent.
how
So
they
we'll
Was
see
that the
what
Zero
happens.
Duelist comp?
to play Lotus.
What was that?
Yeah, this
Was that
is
the
a
Zero
great
Duelist
confidence
comp?
booster for the
Yeah.
team at the right time here in that Swiss stage where, you know, there's nowhere to go from up for this still prospective 3 seed. Qbert once again going to try and push that narrative down the yard now that they have the guns back. Winthrop finally going to slow down.
By the way,
and not
somehow
really
I didn't realize we hadn't won a
advance
2-0 this year.
We'll see what Nasi throws at the problem here.
Talking about Sen?
Into the
Yeah,
first lane, so
Sen Main hadn't won a 2-0 this year.
Haven't we been losing the first maps and then winning in 3?
Yeah,
Armageddon,
Yeah.
just to make sure no one else can get on
I
top
guess
of
against
it.
MIBR in the lower final, we won in 4, where we were ahead 2-0.
The only one in fact, with that
We
sheer
almost
output,
won
was
in
able to
3
hold
on that
long
one.
enough for Ali to TP as
Yeah.
well, and
But
now
we
it's a
hadn't won a
full
2-0.
two-person brawl on site.
Nice.
Luckily, though, Qbert have enough resources
Last
to
guy.
get
All right,
down
all right.
to a complete
We know where he
halt.
is.
Redux
Yeah.
now with 3 for the round.
There we go. All right,
Good job.
here we go. Now we snowball.
Cleaning things
Here
up
we
for
go.
Nasi
Here we
at
go.
the
Here we go.
So the streak ending here in the half, Qbert winning their first defensive round here, and I mean, it looked, you know, as clean as you can get. Looked pretty full of denial the whole way through.
Yeah, and On top of that, too, I mean, we see a very early.
I didn't give up. I said if we
kind of
lost that
tossed in
round,
just to
I was giving
force
up.
people away, and I actually think that that was a really smart move to kind of corral the rest of Winthrop University to try and push into one of these other sites. Immediately just going into B, and somehow Moves able to stay alive despite the fact that the shear goes up, separating Moves from the rest of the squad. But it just kind of came down to a deathmatch at the end there, with Redux, who else, being really good for it. So excellent job from Cubert Academy. And already Infiltrator facing a lot of difficulties. It's really hard to see when you're walking over to C.
Drone. Break that. Okay.
Really willing to
He's
fight
ult.
this out.
Yo! He almost got T-Dog by accident.
Fury going to attempt to clear the board here, but it won't be
Now this is a 1v1 here.
push from Infiltrator just yet.
Wait, show me T-Dog.
And of course,
No!
Oh,
Alert
show me
must now
T-Dog.
switch
He's
over to the other tabs, so Moves
dead.
creeping up.
Observer just doesn't want to show
Has, in
it.
fact, nailed that first kill down. Could enter with an overdrive raw if you wanted to. Hubert's still spread pretty thin as well. But in with the drone, they'll be able to enter very safely and fully clear out this site.
Okay.
Just excellent take coming in there. Of course, Moves just adding pressure onto the A side as well. Make
This would
sure
kind of take a
that
miracle.
Cubert Academy on this
This
retake
would take a
after
miracle.
watching
I'm on
their
your side with
back.
this one.
So they do get
There's also a
themselves
lurker.
4v5 retake.
Maybe if we get the lurk kill here on Nismo.
It's online, but
Or-
No!
I
I won't say anything, I
That's just
guess.
going to reveal all of their locations.
Damn.
Quick reposition here from Hubert, but they'll sense that not enough time or opportunities to make something of it, and going forward in the
Full
match, could say the
save.
same. 2 rounds
Okay.
from Winthrop taking this first one.
Yeah, we didn't want to win Lotus.
Decisively after this attack half, in theory, but still, these pinpoint moments that Hubert is able to slow down Winthrop the same way that, you know, the opposite happened on the previous half. It is proving to deal the same critical blows to those attacks.
And they have
that
the
they did on that
Tejo ult.
defense. So there's every ounce of potential for this to suddenly go Hubert's way.
I want to see a
especially with
neon
ults
v
in tow.
neon
You
ult
just have
battle.
to find those right moments to
Fingers
really
on fingers, let's
trap
see it.
Winthrop. And issue is every time that these moments are coming up, it's Infiltrator removes most of the time coming up.
All right,
on top.
let's see how this works. I think we lost
It's
his
like
map.
those, like, individual gun battles.
To be honest.
You just see Infiltrator or Moves walk in there, and somehow they're able to just win out one fight and escape completely unharmed. It's what's really allowing Winthrop University to be able to have these clean site takes. And this time around, it's a lot more hesitant. Pumping the brakes a little bit more. Winthrop University just playing it very far back, leaving Cubert Academy to kind of guess what could happen. Ultimate-wise, still, Flare does have that Armageddon online. It's a good bail me out strategy. If Winthrop University get this round, the economy of Cubert's not going to be looking too great.
What is T-Dog doing?
E-Dog pretty flooded
Oh my
here,
God, he
but
got
Knights
saved.
with that cover fire can take that
Oh,
Infiltrator
never
on
mind.
the
That's
early entry.
okay.
At least we got
Oh
one.
my God! What the hell?
Brute force their way
What
to
the
victory.
hell?
So we're back to the neutral with the 4v4, 50 seconds to go. Cubert making that early rotation to A site as Winthrop starts to duck away from it with all
Make me proud, Scuba.
away with that smoke, and he's actually going to choke up on that door.
Right back. Knights!
Knights, and he
Oh!
grabs that kill too.
Damn.
Still a trade on the other side, as Scuba has managed to grab his and is now creeping back up from C. So
30 seconds left.
WU still on a bit of a time crunch here. 25 seconds to go. Potential sandwich inbound. Ollie questioning the TP here. Where do you go? Looks like to the back site, indeed. On front of the boxes to make sure the whole place is clear. It is.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh
Right
my
inside the
God!
smoke. Redux drop down.
Wait
Early
a
reaction time
second.
to take
I'm scared.
the
Oh,
Nazi.
wait
I'm
a
scared.
second.
On top of the fight.
It's never over till it's over.
We'll just paranoia the
Wait a
players.
second.
If he wins this, I go bald.
Grin out this fight.
Goodness gracious! I'm not doing that again. That's
Wow.
not worth it. It's just too dangerous.
Oh, he did get one.
He did get one. Yes.
Emphasize how important it was.
I don't know. You just never know. What if that guy whiffs somehow?
Moves.
And then
You
there
can
goes
see
my
As
hair.
soon as things were not looking too great onto that A side, Winthrop University, they start putting the car in reverse and start to back out of that site. And they start.
If we make the finals of Toronto, we should have all the players
As
bald.
Scuba finds that pick onto Moves,
That would be
University,
crazy.
Not a lot of time in their favor. Now they have to force into that A site, and that's where things just all went wrong. Just crazy. Just missed that there actually, but it worked out perfectly. Like, I can't stress how important that was to really force Winthrop University to move in onto that A site, where Cubert Academy just looked a little bit more comfortable. They had the numbers, and
All
they had
right,
the
let's
utility
see if we can
advantage,
win
and
this
it
one.
worked out so nicely for them.
Yeah, Tarek, I don't know if that would be that motivating to say to the players, you got to be bald if you make it.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
Moves
you're
give it
right.
Another go. This time, the B entrance.
Maybe, yeah.
Hubert.
Yeah, I don't think it goes that way.
I think it'd be the other way around. If you don't qualify,
If you don't qualify, you're going bald.
Point in time, and the sheer will force moves to
Wait, I
change.
like that. I like that.
Will get responded to very
All right, T-Dog, come on, one time.
aggressively.
One time, T-Dog,
So
one
it's
time.
T-Dog!
on the 8 push.
Oh,
Oh, come
back-to-back
on,
duels
brother.
there. That's kind of the
On
end.
drop as well
The save?
to make sure that
I
this
think
is
we
fully
have to,
cleared
don't we? Or do we
allow
have
for the
money?
spike to go down. You don't know how many
You have some money.
are waiting to
But-
pile on to this.
Oh,
Yeah,
come on, brother.
Players ready for it
We've
anyway.
isoled too.
Sun on top, doesn't matter when you've got Shorty, Nismo, 30
God.
HP.
All right, it's 12-8. It's only 0-4 technically.
Damage once again may have already been done. Scuba, so much is on him, and moves
Yeah,
has the
moves.
gun back up in
Moves.
time. Timing. He is not a victim of this
Nismo
round,
is saving.
and thus Nismo. Tough conversation must be had. Do we hold on to this lone Vandal in the eyes of a game point?
All right,
Or
here
do
we
we
go.
go
He's
for the
got to win
1v4
this
clutch
duel.
chat? Let's see. The
Oh,
ultimate
no.
clip. Let's go. Here we go against Owen.
What the flying shorty?
Ah, yes, I love my
Shorty.
clip with a long-range shorty, huh? Can't wait for this one to go viral. But honestly, too, like, I think it was just a really good understanding of the overall macro coming in on this map from Winthrop University, understanding, hey, their economy, it's not looking so hot right now. Maybe we hit them with the Armageddon, and it's going to be fun times for us. And yeah, we see those ultimates come through, and you know, Cubert Academy, they try to respond with a couple of ultimates of their own. We see Scuba pop the Steel Garden, but it just simply isn't enough given the fact that Winthrop University have already just swarmed in onto the site and taken advantage of everything. So very clean coming in from Winthrop. Cubert are going to be calling this timeout, but finally it feels like there's a little bit of hope. Winthrop University might be able to get this win on Lotus. They're just one round away from being able to do it.
The space making has really just been the crux of this attack so far from Winthrop University. Like you said, the gun diff doesn't really shine too much of a light on the fight when Winthrop already
Is this a
have
pause by us?
so much of the space
Yes.
that the fight is taking
Okay.
place on to just play keep away.
Yeah, we need magic from Dapper
just
because
continue taking these off angles and crossfires.
the players got nothing right now.
Snowballing these advantages at a lightning pace. Beauty of attack on this map that they only need one more round of, and they could once again set their eyes on the courtyard. But Cubert spread just about as evenly as can be this time around. Of course, you've got Nismo cooped up.
Cubert
inside
likes
the
the
big door
content.
again now that you don't
Like,
have
it's
to
Yeah.
like Sentinels not
get
winning
that
in two.
stop, so you can get aggressive on this courtyard, which looks like Knights is gonna.
Little brother is just like older brother.
Yeah, it is early aggression. Keep in mind as well, Knights does have the overdrive online.
But it also is exciting when you come
Fragging
back
out
from
2-0,
8-12.
electrifying your
12-8
opponents.
comeback.
What was the comeback we made on the very first Cubert match of all time? What was that comeback?
Oh, yeah, it was on
It
this map,
crazy.
11-3.
It was 11-3.
Was it 11-3?
As soon as that
Yeah, that's what I
information
remember.
is given, it's
And I think it was on this
13,
map,
11.
but it was from attack though.
Yes, it was
ready
from
to
attack.
pounce on them. Just hang out
And that's when we were convinced Lotus is attack sided.
Knights doing a great job of stalling out, shooting that drone nice and early to make sure that they still had.
Here we go. Here comes the party.
And now the rolling thunder coming from Tito.
Shoot him!
Oh, what?
He kills the
That
guy
was
above.
Wait.
Nice.
How did he miss the first one and get the second two?
Yep, it just doesn't make sense.
Okay,
Some
here we
things
go.
really don't make sense. If Nasi wins the swap, thank God.
Nismo! All right, here we go.
It's only 0-3, guys.
Good reaction time, and second, that great calling that, you know, while Knights was still kept up with that trap wire and the smoke on the A door, they still had a good idea that Winthrop was going to use that time limit on the smoke to go for that C push without, you know, too much of a defensive pile being there. But they were so much more ready for it than they expected. And with Redux shooting down that stealth drone, all cylinders were firing at that point for the defense.
And I really got to give a shout out for T-Dog using that ultimate as well as the fault line in this round to really just stun up the entirety of Winthrop University -1. We saw T-Dog, unfortunately, use the ultimate and not get a lot of value, but definitely made up for it that round, keeping Cubert Academy in this.
Get out of there. Everyone just get out of there.
Three-round
Just-
difference
oh,
here.
Just
Hail.
run.
Coming out, though, is gonna make things
Wait,
very
they saw you.
awkward.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Uh,
I hate this. I hate what we just did. Oh my God.
On top
Okay, we need to get one right here.
Tried to silence them.
Felt
We
like
need to
we were
steal
on
one.
different pages a little bit.
And
We need
now
to
it's
steal
Hubert
one.
whose mouths may have to be shut for 5+ minutes.
Yeah,
Between
okay,
mouths
okay.
that they will have to clutch up, but Scuba, nice peek taken to at least get one back around. Ollie maintaining that spawn check, but the stun
Oh,
necessitates
I hate
the
that.
again, and so
Like
we're
the
spreading
bullet
out
was in the
game.
air as the
Spike
Omen
continues
TP'd.
to tick away. Nasi on the
Oh,
field.
how did he?
Wow.
Wait, Scuba,
Next to the spike,
Scuba.
grabs the two back.
Let's win the 1v4. Oh, let's win the 1v4, Scuba. Oh, he's gonna step away and die.
Dang.
Spike, it's so over here. Moves
Oh.
as the
Wow, there's a chance for a
That would have been
second.
funny. The guy didn't kill him with the first
Yeah.
shot. He had a
We'll
moment.
grab a 13-9
Damn.
victory
That's
here
okay.
on Lotus. Immediate turnaround
Ah.
from what was
You
considered
know,
one of their
like I
few
said,
weak points going
doing it for
into
the
this
content.
stage. Marks, this team looks pretty damn good.
Oh, what I didn't say
Maximizing
is,
their time.
what
Yeah.
I didn't say, Tarek, is actually Dapper coached the first split, partly because the person we had hired as a head coach, as I had said many times, went and got a real job. So Dapper stepped in to be the head coach. So Dapper is now going to go back to streaming and playing. Real job, real job. And so,
Wait, are you watching my stream? You hear me?
I'm watching your stream.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't hear you. I just saw you put up the air quotes.
Wait, did you? Oh, wait. Oh, I see.
I saw the air quotes.
Okay, you didn't hear it, but you
I didn't
literally
hear it, but I
nailed-
knew what you were
lit-
saying. Because every
That's-
time I say
that's-
real
that's
job,
quick.
you
That's
find
quick. That's quick.
you take that. You take that as an insult when I say
No,
got a
no, no,
real
I
job.
don't. I think you're right. I think you're right in that sense, but it's just.
But anyway, so Dapper's
yeah.
returned back to being a non-coach, and then we actually, the person who came in as the assistant coach is now coaching. So
Wait.
Style is his name.
Styles our new coach.
Yes.
So
And
Dapper's where's
Dapper
Dapper
is going back to being a player streamer.
Is he gonna try to compete, or we don't know?
I don't know what he's gonna do, but he's yeah. But basically, he stepped in because we were like, wait a second, we don't have a coach. We start in 3 days. So Dapper stepped in to become the head coach.
I see.
And so, because coaching is definitely a much different grind than playing, right? It's like you gotta watch, you got homework to do instead of playing the game.
Now, what do we know about Style Valorant? You guys know him? My first hearing about it personally, but
So he
That's
was
all
the
it-
assistant coach for Dapper at the end of during the playoffs, and now he's the coach.
I see. Tarek is the reason guacamole is now free at Chipotle. Okay, this is a whole story. I'm not gonna read that.
What does that mean?
I don't
Are you
know.
a big guacamole eater?
I mean, not that the chat knows, but I mean, I do indulge.
They seem to know.
Supreme Court calls it Tarek versus. I don't know. I'm not reading all that.
There's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
One appetizer and 2 entrees.
What else is going on? Is there any other Valorant news that we aren't aware of, or anything spicy? Chat or
Anything
Rob?
Spicy and invalid.
Or it can just be in the regular world too. Oh,
Oh, by
Luka
the way,
dropped
the one
31
thing
in
I
the
keep-
first half. I'm sure you know that.
What's that?
Luka got 31 in the first half of the game yesterday.
Yes, Luca went back to Dallas to show that guy. It's like, oh, you didn't want me? Let me show you what I'll do.
Did you see the clip of him crying?
I saw he was very emotional. I didn't see him actually crying. I just saw when he left the game. Basically, the Lakers, so teams will do this sometime where they set up a moment so the player can leave the game and get the crowd like an ovation.
Yeah.
So, like, there was a timeout, and instead of the Lakers subbing him out, they left him in, and then he committed a foul. So then they subbed him out so he could get an ovation with like a minute and a half to go in the game when they were up by 15 or something. But the Mavericks fans are very respectful of Luka. They know he didn't ask to be traded. Like,
Yeah.
they're like angry. They're like, why don't you play for us anymore?
Yeah, it's a tough situation. It's so insane.
And the player that the Mavericks got, Anthony Davis, did not have a particularly good game. So it wasn't really it wasn't a good look for their GM.
Oh, pressure got to him for sure.
Like Luka just went nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Lakers actually go into the playoffs with some momentum.
Who do they play first, or is that determined?
It is so undetermined. It's wild how close it is with like.
Is seeding important?
There's only 2 or 3 games to go, and seeding is important.
Because that determines who you play, right?
Yeah. Because
I
like if the
see.
playoffs started today, the Lakers would play Memphis, but they're
Which is a good matchup.
But like, yes, but all of the teams from 3rd through 8th are within like 2 games of each other. So that would be the best case for the Lakers to play Memphis round 1 would be amazing. And then potentially Houston round 2. That would be the Lakers' best case scenario. And yeah, the Nuggets fired their coach with 4 games left in the season.
What?
The Nuggets, who were in 3rd or 4th place at the time, fired their coach. It was pretty wild.
That's pretty big drama, I would say.
That's what counts, right?
Yeah. You guys know that.
Because he's been there for a while, or no?
Yeah, he was 2 years ago. They won the championship, and he was the coach.
That must be something personal. That's got to be something there.
It looked great. I'm actually a huge fan of their double.
So it was pretty wild.
I think it suits their style. It lets them
Nuggets had a really weird season. Jokic, who's like
Jokic, yeah, Jokic. It was probably just Jokic was like, it's not gonna work.
It had to be Jokic was just like, I don't want this guy coaching me anymore, because otherwise.
Well, he picked the wrong guy to beef with.
Exactly. You can't beef with the
any
guy.
other player.
Yes, you cannot beef with the 2-time MVP.
I mean, actually though, you should pick your battles. I feel like in that right of like, I don't know. I guess the coach had a.
And the other thing, as chat said, is the GM and the coach were beefing also.
Much impact with a lot of those paranoias, the zoning that he's
The owner told Jokic he was firing the coach. Yeah, I don't think you're going to fire the coach without having some conversation with Jokic first. Because also there's only 4 games left. Like, you could just wait till the season's over to fire him.
Yeah.
Like, something happened. Like, that was pretty wild.
So assistant coach just steps up, or are they getting a new guy?
Yeah, the assistant coach just steps in. It's pretty wild.
I saw Jokic hit 60 points on another game.
Yeah, their team's defense is really falling apart this year.
That's insane. Jokic is just so out of shape, but he's so good. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's what everybody was saying about Luka. They're like, look at Jokic.
Yeah, him too. Him too.
He's not ripped. He's no Tarek. He's not hitting the gym.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on out there. I guess, hey, as long as you can get the ball in the hoop and you understand how to play the game, that's all that matters.
I heard your inspirational speech this week.
Which one?
Where you were telling somebody the way to get yourself healthy was just start. Just get like 5 minutes, 15 minutes, just get started.
Did people clip that?
I saw it somewhere. Was it on your chat on the weekend? Or was it on your stream on the weekend?
Maybe, yeah. I try to be motivational sometimes. It
was very inspiring.
And I do believe in it. So.
But it is like the key life advice, right? Is if you need to accomplish something big, you can't take on the big thing. You got to just go baby steps to get started.
Baby steps to the top, and then you're gonna have setbacks, and then you just got to keep not let that one setback stop you from continue going. Yeah.
So that is the key. But
we talked about how we weren't like the biggest fans necessarily.
Rob, what advice would you give someone in their 20s?
Someone in their 20s to do what?
Yeah.
About.
Well, would a better question be, what advice would you give back to yourself when you were in your 20s? How about that? Or
to listen more.
To listen more?
Yeah, I think the one thing people in their 20s sometimes, right? They don't know enough to know what they don't know. How about that?
They don't know enough to know what they don't know. Holy inception.
Huh?
Like, yeah. And TLDR is listen more.
Yeah, listen more. That was my one big advice.
That is absolutely
I like it.
no joke whatsoever. And normally,
well, your chat said Rob was probably doing lines of coke in his 20s.
Like, he used to do a lot of duelists and then forced into the Sentinels with the team.
Oh my god.
That's wild.
Definitely for this first map, Roy, it was a little bit rough in comparison.
The less noise you make, the more you hear.
Yeah,
There you go. There you go. That's the way to say it.
He always levels up to the competition. It doesn't matter.
Oh
who
my
he's playing
goodness.
against, whether he's playing the bottom tier teams, whether he's playing the best teams in the league. He's always putting.
Oh, hey Tarek, here's a piece of pop culture sports information for you.
Okay.
You ready?
But this
Yeah.
is a whole different ball
The
game,
most
right? We're talking about,
prestigious
finding
tournament
timing,
in golf
you'll gap in
started
a very
today.
util-heavy meta.
Mhm.
Everyone
The
kind of
Masters.
has an idea of how to deal with the duelist, right?
Mhm.
Like,
And the
Nice
two
seems to
people
struggle
who are
to
the
find his
favorites
impact, and it really did feel like
are
he
Scotty
maybe
Scheffler and Rory
slightly
McIlroy, who are like
felt a
tied
little
for
bit
second.
forced and are obligated to make
Mhm.
a lot of like individual
Did you know
plays and
how many
just
rounds in a
let
golf
it off.
tournament?
And it really did feel like Winthrop University
Ooh,
was
Terry
finding
does
a
not know the
nice
answer,
level
chat.
for
How many
it.
rounds in a golf tournament?
I'll just guess 8. I have no idea.
Four. But anyway, the Masters. It is like the it is
It's
the
like the
tournament.
Super Bowl of golf,
Yes.
and the two best players are tied for second. You said.
After the first round.
Great shooter. We've seen him even
Definitely.
taking a lot of space here on Lotus as well. He was doing
Somebody
his job to
surprising
the
is in
tip of the spear,
first.
but it still
Golf
takes
is like
a
watching
huge
paint
adjustment
dry.
to
I hear it's
have
always. I hear it's one of those
triple
sports
role
that
swap coming
it's.
in for the team and
Yeah,
adjusting
watching
to
is not the equivalent of playing.
role from what he was
No,
doing
at all.
definitely not.
being on that Sentinel. And obviously, you're talking about how comfortable
Chat
You
doesn't
watch?
like
Is there a
talking
channel
about
you
golf.
watch for these sports news, Rob? Like the tactical Rob style?
that are forming there, but
For
the synergy with
sports,
these
I'm
roles
gonna
No.
say weirdly,
has
Twitter
to
is
challenge
actually
it.
as good a source as anything for sports.
I mean, it's just
Just follow the
so
Twitter
start,
sports
you know,
category and
Because,
just take a
like,
look.
so they'll get a little bit time.
Right? Because it is about just getting spammed with headlines.
All these role swaps,
Yeah.
get a little bit of time to cook,
So,
but I love talking
anyway,
about kind
just a
of
piece of
bit newer
trivia.
in terms of
You know,
our
because by the way, chat,
career.
Tarek does have
Hopefully
some
every
cash, so he needs to
time
learn how to
we'll
play
get more
golf.
and more coming out from
Do.
him. So let's talk about the next
Yoni's
one,
been
because
Yoni likes
Lotus,
playing
at
golf.
the
He's
end of the
been
day, it
trying to
was
get me to
Winthrop
go, so hopefully I can go
University's
soon and
now for
give it
Cuba
a whirl.
Academy, this is where we get to see
So
Sounds
somebody
like
in the
fun.
chat has thrown out
And for
Bryson
ice balls,
DeChambeau,
this
who's
is
in sixth
something that we've
place.
gotten to see
Bryson
actually
DeChambeau is like the. Did you ever see the movie Happy Gilmore, Tarek?
Yeah,
necessarily
I
have.
involved in
So he's like
more
the
of the
he is the
duelist,
Happy
but
Gilmore
boy,
of
I'm
the
so excited
PGA.
to see what they've gotten. It
Who was
seems
the
like
what's the guy's name?
Bryson
Yeah, I
DeChambeau.
think there's no duelist composition on Icebox.
Wasn't he
Probably
actually
the
at the
style of
Trump
duels, 'cause there's
victory
really
party, I
within their
think?
strongest roles, the most rehearsed roles.
I feel
Gary
like he
does
was
play
actually at
Bowman,
the
but
Trump
Bowman
victory
is
party.
basically a duelist. Like, let us be
On
real. He
election
has
night,
the most
Bryson
duels out of all
DeChambeau,
the
like
controls,
Trump
right?
called him out from the
You
back
have
room
the
where he was
elevation, you
obviously
Oh my
chugging a
God.
beer.
Ways to just reposition, find your plays, play your one and dones, and get out. Like,
Did you see the safe clip?
duelist. And on a map like
No,
Icebox,
what happened with
you get
safe?
so much value
Oof.
from the one-way,
Chad, do we
so
show
much
Rob the
value
safe
from
clip?
TP plays, right, with
Was he
all
on your chat or?
this composition
He was not in my chat. It didn't happen. I'm gonna
No,
link
but
it
I'm
to you on
saying
Discord.
where did he? Where did this clip come from?
It's from VCT. He said it to his teammates.
Oh, after they lost today or after they lost last week?
I think it was on their comeback. He was trying to give some motivational words to his teammates and encourage them to make a comeback. You want me to play it on my stream or link it to you?
Link it to me, I guess. It seems
Okay, I'll link it to you.
controversial.
Controversial, depending on who's watching. Maybe I don't even know. I'll watch your reaction to it.
For them, and they ended that half like I think it was 7-5. So or am I mathing right? Am I mathing? Yeah, it is 7-5. Okay. You know, I can count. I can
It's,
count. All
yes,
good guys.
let's
All
go.
good guys.
And my
I'm
mom
counting the squares
is
on
gonna
DLR right now.
give us a
But
look.
yeah, it was a 7-5 half
Yep.
with all
Wait,
the
hang on.
situations. And
Alright.
we've
Wing positions,
added
the
to that is
forms.
insane,
Yeah, it's
and
nice.
7-5,
something that
and my
Winthrop are
mom
have to
is
keep in
gonna
mind as they
give us a
are
look.
really gonna have to lock down this first place, something that this
well,
team
there you go.
was
Yeah, aiming for the
so
7-5, I
them
guess.
on purpose. So I do
What
love how
the-
Winthrop
That one should have been muted.
is
Wing positions, the forms. Yeah, it's nice.
7-5, and my mom is gonna give us a look.
Just for a little bit, right? It is still Icebox.
What?
What?
Now,
That might
did
be
any
the
photos of
best
Safe's mom
play
start
game
circulating?
inside Lotus. Like, Lotus
No,
is
some
relatively
I don't.
Icebox
I
attack,
don't
you only really have
I
to
hope
stop.
not. Oh my
It is
god.
really awkward.
I'll show you guys the
One
clip
A,
just
you're
on chat if you
so,
didn't
like,
see it.
I feel like Winthrop University
That
are
happened
on
today.
all
Well, I'm also.
Was that today?
defense is so much
Yeah, it must have been today's.
Because they
match
played
then.
today. I wasn't sure if it was the Heretics match or the Fnatic match.
I'm equally as surprised that the VCT went ahead and played that, right?
Did they play it? Well, I assume it was live, right? Because they
Yeah,
do
it
those
must
like
have been a
listen-ins.
replay.
Oh, it was on the replay? That
Like,
is pretty
yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Like, you think maybe they just didn't hear what he said?
No, they must have heard what he said, but I guess they're on a different show over there.
That is pretty wild. It is Europe.
It is
They have
region to
different,
region
you know.
different, yeah.
They,
It is.
they have different standards in Europe.
I don't know, but every region has their own style of production, and I guess EU just rocks out. I don't know.
That is
That's
wild times.
isolated on those islands. And I'm really
Okay, I'll play the clip one more time for you
Didn't
guys.
seem,
Last
no,
time.
it wasn't live because in fact Sliggy is talking while it's
I know
happening,
it's a
or
little
like
controversial. Icebox is one of my favorite.
you have it
maps,
off of
to
Sliggy's
watch
stream.
as well.
Sliggy is like
So
now
I'm just
he's part of the
stoked to
meme.
have it back in the map pool for today.
Wait, they did get to the 7-5 after he said that? Like that was the
Oh,
motivation?
they did? Wait,
That's
did
a-
they? Yeah, that's the question. Did they get to the 7-5? Yeah. Okay. Wait. Sorry. I'll play it for you guys. Here,
Joe
here, here.
Abyss, at least we have people sometimes falling off the map and it's funny. Like Icebox, it's like, you know what's happening every round? The same wall, the same orb, just yeah, it's a lot. But we're already on a little tech pause as we're getting the game.
Does anyone know if they
ready.
7-5'd?
Another moment or so. But since we didn't get an opportunity in our pre-show, thought that we
They
would
did
pull that
7-5.
That's wild.
Does anyone know if he delivered? Okay, just kidding. Sorry, that was too far.
We're just one away from being
That's the wildest thing to say.
I think we're sitting nice right now, Sierra. That's all I'm saying. Listen, I will never underestimate the people that have to finish their matches and then go submit their homework before the deadline's over. Like, those guys got a different level of work ethic. I'm here for it. Winthrop University, they've won my heart.
Okay, that, you know what, fair. That's totally fair. I'm still thinking back to that that one interview that Moobs did, and he was just like, "Yeah, we're on spring break right now. Like, we're gonna go grab like some brewskis after this." Like, that
I'm
was
surprised
mad
Tactical Rob
aura.
didn't
That was mad
run through that
aura, I'm
one.
not gonna
Well, that
lie.
was today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. We'll have it tomorrow. So he does like yesterday's recap, right?
Because he's in, I think he's
Yeah.
in
He'll
England.
probably show.
So he goes
He'll-
early.
He'll probably show up for tomorrow's video.
Now, considering the role swaps, you were talking about how Redux does look good on that controller, but then it's also like, okay, I think Sentinel, it does make sense for how Scuba does like to play, but his controller was just so iconic
good.
that you would not have thought that that role swap would have come through for this team. But I'm curious to see if, like, with more time, if the cooking will occur. But I don't know. It's low-key hard to be a Qbert predictor today. I'm not gonna lie.
And yet there's 3 of you. But hey, Qbert Academy, they have a stacked roster. They've definitely shown some good things on Icebox, and they got a good side. Let's head over to the agent select again. Qbert Academy, a bit more of a known quantity going into this, whereas Winthrop University, well, who knows? We could be throwing darts at a dartboard. You know, sometimes they don't even know going into something what they decide to play. And
The double do. I told you.
Wait, whoa.
Oh,
Okay.
There you go.
They
There's
have-
that team comp I told
Yeah.
Even just double duelists though.
Yeah,
Moobs,
they have
Reina,
double
Blair
duelists. We
on
have
the
no
KJ.
duelist.
So he's just like
Quite
continuing
interesting.
to show us the flexibility that he mentioned that he could pull out for this team. And
Yeah.
honestly, I high key actually like the moves on the Reina. I feel like he's been popping off on those lurks. I'm expecting him to still slot into maybe some sort of lurk role potential here, just to have that flexibility and like swap that here and there with Blair as they look to like work this map on the attacking side. And Moobs is just, you have to keep an eye out on him, especially now that he's on the Reina. He's found so much value with those flanks previously.
And I think
Rob, I'm gonna heat something up. I'll be back in 1 minute.
that we need to kind of consider.
All right.
is You talked a lot about the retakes, the Qbert Academy, you know, the trademark retakes that they have. Yeah, that's a thing. But when you have 2 duelists, people don't overvalue their lives. Like, this team is going to be willing to just like imprint themselves on your game plan and kind of push and be proactive in these pulse plans. And whenever they get on site, they're going to continue like pressing space and kind of disrupting your flow of retakes. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that. But that being said, guys, I am seeing a slight glaring concern with the Winthrop University side, because the side of Sentinels, they have so much plant denial utility. If Winthrop end up falling into the trap of going B and trying to plant on B, it's never going to happen. You have the Mosh, you have the Nano Swarms, you have the Fragment, you have the Viper Molly. Like, there's just so much to work with to deny that B plant, that if Winthrop University falls into that trap, it might be awkward. So my prediction is we're going to be seeing Winthrop University headed towards that A site a lot on their attack side.
And even if they do decide to lean towards B, like here and there, it's going to be that mid flank that's super important. I'm going to be expecting those plays where you see that Viper wall up, you call for that drop down to fight into backside there as well, just to deny as much space as possible to Qbert Academy if they even want a shot at getting that plan down. But I do love your prediction about that A site lean. I think that the mid control is going to be huge here, as it usually is on Icebox, right? But I'm just going to be constantly having my eyes on moves for looking to thread the needle for these backstabs.
Oh, it's going to be fun. Always love a double duelist coming on out and a potential lurking Reina. Dan Dryad is somewhere kicking her feet like, let's go. So let's get into it. It'll be exciting to see nonetheless.
Yeah, this is
gonna
wild.
Be a 2-0 over the
What is it? The
non-duelist? Yeah, this is what we played yesterday, and we did win.
On their pick. Icebox is ready, and so are your
captains. Yeah.
Let's head on over back to Marks and Tenray.
Let's see. I'm curious too.
It's giving Jaws. That's the vibe I'm getting from this Reina pick. Moobs is just ready to stalk whoever he wants. He feels so blasphemously confident, and I adore it. Frankly, Marks, I think it's a great way to try to wall break this Qbert Academy defense that looked pretty dang solid on Icebox just recently against Burger Bulls.
I can hear the dun 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 starting to build up as Moobs is going to be obviously navigating that map exactly like Ash said, threading that needle as we've seen Moobs do on previous maps. And I tend to agree. I really think that this Reina pick makes sense, assuming that Moobs is going to be that lurking presence that Qbert Academy just have to be so aware of it. But two very different ideas coming into this one. One saying, we'll take map space, we've got a lot of utility to do it. And the other being like, we'll take map space, we've got a lot of bodies to throw at. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two especially clash off against each other.
All right, let's see it.
Because the compositions, well, are favored for
Scuba.
if you are Winthrop University, and for Qbert on that defense as well. And I really want to
I have 3 here, promising, reaggressing into their 4.
There's a lot of chances to just deny space. So that's going to be something to keep in mind.
Nice.
To find a rut against this defense, especially if they decide to get aggressive first.
Oh.
All right, nasty. Redux, what do you got for us? We need a hero right here, Redux out of you.
They're on the A site. They've got the 4v2 effectively. Ollie quite low though. But this screen, they'll at least be able to cut the board up, and
He's got a snipe Ollie.
these two players individually kind of work their stuff. There's Redux with 1. Waiting for that next poke as soon as Knights brings up the rear. Here he comes, and there he goes. Ollie the next to fall. Nasi, immediate reaction on a Redux.
Flank, they know though.
Get the foot to the floor, pedal to the metal, and make his way up this site. Trying to find a proper line to get both of them.
Oh, Knights. Come on. Give us 1, bro.
10 seconds.
Time is low. Time is so low. He has to have it. No time. Unless?
Oh, he's going to be a second late. No, he's
off. He's off. Nice try. Did they buy 5 sheriffs? Yeah.
1 second too late. Maybe that
Who did they buy 5 sheriffs?
Things out, and Qbert Academy are not able to get that defuse there. But still, I mean, we're already seeing these compositions really butt heads against each other. Winthrop University just kind of steamrolling their way in, despite the fact that Qbert Academy had already done so much to try and deny the space, and they thought that they could get a timing and the pounce onto them, and Winthrop University were just simply ready for it. So they're going to be the ones buying up quite a bit. Nasi actually has a Phantom coming into this one this time, and that is going to be quite a bit of pressure to apply.
So that's why I have the timer, Tara, because I knew he was going to be 1 second short. I didn't have to sweat it. It was just kind of like, oh, well.
I always describe that as life advice. Any stress you can manage to get out of your way is probably for the better.
Exactly. What do I need to sweat that? Real Sen fans know. Exactly, chat.
And now it's Qbert that's got to do their homework, waiting for this second duelist to make himself known. Winthrop gonna take their sweet time doing that. Noise on the A site though, with the shots on the turret. Still no rush though. Willing to go for the bare knuckle brawl if it needs to come to that.
The entirety of Qbert Academy are now set up. Ali finding that first pick on Anismo as well, and yeah,
Paranoia. Scuba.
Double swing on the pistols. This will do some good damage, but everybody from Winthrop's able to watch it. So they will clear the board again.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
So Knights, we'll see what he can do on this drop down, but everybody's pretty set in their ways, and Ollie's got the outlaw. That'll be 2 for him this round. So, I mean, this A execution looking quite solid so far when Qbert are willing to fight on top of it. Obviously, when the guns are the other way, we'll see if they try to re-enter that conversation again. But proactivity, not necessarily the answer every time from Qbert. Like you said, we can lean back into those trap plays a lot more with all of these mollies. Just go for setback after setback, and I don't know, maybe try and time him out a little bit, force him over to mid, maybe try and coerce that lurk.
It's just
How do you rate Icebox, Tarek? It's not one of your favorite maps, is it?
As one of my, I like Icebox to play it, but I think in pro play it's a bit saturated because it becomes like an A simulator.
Like this, just constant 5v5 retake.
Yes, constant 5v5 retake, and a lot of the times, I don't know. In the previous games, we've been seeing teams just go A. Because like holding this A bomb set is very hard. So you have to either be swarming or aggressive early.
Now Hunter's Fury from Nasi to try to cut into this A side as well. But with no real prior intel, it's a bit
It was pretty wild that he already had his
so old
and then whiff with it.
Yeah. That's quite a lurk. Oh my god, he re-peeked. Okay, that guy overplayed his hand. That's nice.
Alright.
They don't know where they're going. They're actually going A. Oh, moves heard them rotate as well.
They didn't hear you say they always go A because they immediately went A. What's happening?
Oh.
Wait, what happened
Nice.
there? All right,
I don't think Redux knew there was a possibility of that.
Cuts the head off the Hydra.
Yeah, 2v2. They do have 2 shocks.
The spike is down. Keep in mind.
His dart's coming up.
That recon dart ready to go. 2 shock darts still
I guess the nice thing for us is we have the Viper wall. So we can tap bomb and pop the wall.
No utility left. Is going to try and take that fight.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we go, Nismo.
Half.
He's got plenty of time. Oh! Oh, he pulled off too. He got the half, pulled off.
He did. He made the right play. He made the right play. Just lost the fight. Stop it. I'm got my food.
Feels suppressed from doing at the moment.
Did Winthrop have the send spray there? Is that what happened?
Like Hubert Academy, it feels like they're just a little bit confused as to where the spike is going, what is really going on. They completely yield that A site, allowing for moves to move up and get a cheeky little kill. And you know what? The rest, it just makes it so much more difficult. They got to get themselves back onto that A site, get ready to defend. They just simply made the wrong call on where Winthrop University were going to attack. And now things are not looking good. They've got just pistols on the board right now, building up to a couple of ultimates, but not quite there. Meanwhile, Winthrop University, it's a little bit slower this time, but you can tell they're like, hey, this A site, it's worked 3 times in a row. Surely it's going to work again, as already Infiltrator finds Redux.
And staying nice and close and personal, so we can let that push go at the
This guy's going crazy right now.
Still suppressed, so can't dash in, but we'll just make do with the shots. Toxic
But given what you said, when you're on an eco, shouldn't all 5 of you just be A?
Might as well roll dice, right? You good?
Because what percentage of the time is the team going A?
Yeah, well, that's true as well. Yeah. This match is 100% so far.
We'll see. Now, scurry on back right into the waiting arms. A flare. So we'll keep pressing that A issue until it's figured out by Hubert.
Wait,
It's really
Baker got benched?
Because one of the things we highlighted on the
Who got benched?
as well as I was anticipating to see in this matchup was that, oh, moves, taking
Wait,
space,
no.
oh, moves with the lurk, oh, moves.
Wait,
On
what
the other
happened?
Not
side
about.
of the map.
No, he didn't. It's
And that's simply
misinformation.
just not
That's
the
bait.
case in a lot of
Never
these
mind.
rounds. We're actually seeing that the Reyna is playing right ahead of the squad, trying to take a little bit more of that attention, as Infiltrator is the one just swinging off of those leers. An excellent example on that last round. But generally speaking, they're just relying on the utility coming in from Flare to check.
All right,
whether
it's
or not
kinda
they're
now or never.
coming from behind, and then we'll promptly deal with it. This time around, it's just been
Now they're waiting for our push, and we do have full A. They're gonna fake B and go A.
Find enough kills and
Did Guma Yushi get benched? Is that what happened?
Yeah, Guma got benched for the smash.
Yeah, they've
Chat?
been kind of going back and forth on that. I think there was something a month ago where the CEO reactivated Guma.
But unfortunately, doesn't secure the kill. And so now Winthrop University are aware that the off is on the other side, and looks like we're finally getting that potential switch up as they decide to pressure in towards.
Oh, they're going B.
And Hubert crept up.
They actually are, wow.
Tried to
We have 3A. I don't even blame them for having 3A, because
getting Nasi down
yeah,
to
it's
17, and yeah,
tough.
that op shot getting Infiltrator down to 26 as well. Worse for wear. against the potential stray down, so they'd like to have the better end of it. Heading on to that B site now, Infiltrator ducking through the smoke.
All right, come on,
Knights,
Knights, get one.
On top of the dash and gets nothing done with it, but on top
All
of
right.
Nice.
Viper Molly, who was immediately aggressed, so he'll get traded away. Meanwhile, Knights, from
Yeah, cool.
which was getting watched this whole time so that Winthrop couldn't infiltrate through that.
Oh.
No.
Waiting just a little bit longer than I think most
Nice
people
flash.
comfortable with,
Beautiful
but
flash.
Get the job done. Nismo trading that back out, but time waning here for Winthrop University on the plant. 7 seconds to go. They've got to get back to the front line. Flair trying to play bodyguard, but
No time, we
shut
win.
back down, and they have no time.
Good job. Everyone at the top.
There we go.
Hubert, they were able to eat away at this enough.
Yeah, it felt like Cubert Academy that time, we're just kind of chiseling down the offense from Winthrop University. Slowly weaken them down, slowly space them out a little bit more, and then just decide to cut them in half when they needed to. We're seeing Redux as well be able to get a couple more shots with that operator, making it come online just a little bit stronger here. But it might have just been a little bit of an overcook from Winthrop University. As soon as they kind of give out their positions, a lot of this utility that we see from Cubert Academy is excellent for kind of playing for those 1vx.
What? Is that live?
No, Redux.
That is
This
live.
that first shot, and Ali's able to take that Omen out. So that's that operator.
Ugh.
Very expensive sniper rifle. That's
Somebody else
already
get
down
the.
onto
Somebody
the
else
ground
pick up the op.
as, Winthrop go to good old reliable moving in on A.
Looks like Scuba, but I don't know if he will.
It's going to force Scuba to get a little more actionable on that passivity in that same spot.
We have not too much for retake.
Lockdown, everybody on Cubert has an excuse to not be on the A side at the moment, as Winthrop will make their case loud and clear. Moobs finally getting that front line going himself instead of Infiltrator, who is rounding up back this time.
So be it.
Moobs will grab the first.
Yeah.
Both duelists now down.
It's looking tough at the moment, but
that was Knights getting both of those kills, but
Spike planted.
rest of the crossfires pretty clean. Scuba, world of work ahead of him. Nice first shot into the high-low. Flare above Ollie. First entry is good. So 5-1 now on the attack for Winthrop University, continuing to make this A site look like mincemeat.
And they've got a lot of ultimates coming into this next one as well. Of course, I'm looking at that Hunter's Fury as well as the Viper's Pit. We know that the Hunter's Fury probably just gonna come
Call
out
him for
in
the timeout here.
response to the lockdown if Scuba decides to put that one down. But yeah, this just
Might be
feels
time.
really controlled by Winthrop University. Cubert Academy haven't
really been able to push them.
like opportunities.
Nope, not
to
yet.
kinda swing the rounds back. It's only when they're able to kind of isolate those duels, isolate those weird, awkward fights, where if they come out on top of them, then it tends to work out. Infiltrator already popping the knives here. It's aggressive from Winthrop.
Waiting
Oh.
on the flash, and still Nismo wins
Okay.
it out. That's a great start for him. Still winning out that fight even after Winthrop was able to time it out a little bit. Gets out scot-free. Beautiful flash coming from him. Winthrop, unfettered. Still walk onto this A site.
Oh,
On the screen,
come
and Nazi
on.
gets two.
No.
Oh,
Collapse, are you kidding me? And there's your
Damn.
one cry for help.
You
going
get the
for Cubert
first
Academy.
two, and
Gun
then
advantage
boom.
now.
3 bullets on them too.
Gonna pierce right through again. Gotta play it a snail's pace,
Okay,
and it starts
KJ
with
ult.
this lockdown.
They have Sova ult though. I don't know.
X10 past the Viper's pit, that'll get set up to counteract.
Oh, they're
Now
ulting it.
Fury as well. Just
Did he hit it?
to keep things safe.
They got the KJ ult.
Cubert's actually gotten on here and at least dealt with Flare. Now the wingman sent on with the spike.
Half.
Use your resources on that with the
Uh-oh.
shock darts, but Spike is still half procced, and there's a good decent shot.
Plenty of time.
Oh, there it is. Good
Plenty
job.
of time.
And you can't.
Yeah.
Plenty of time for a thrifty.
Finally a steal. I'm waiting for it.
And Winthrop University that time, as soon as the spike goes down, you can tell it just looks a little bit discombobulated. The Hunter's Fury comes through. I think Flare might have gotten caught in the midst of all of it, just getting pinged up by their own friendly Hunter's Fury, but it just felt like absolute chaos here. In what should have been a bit of an easier round for Cubert Academy, Nasi being able to find that double kill, honestly just even things out, and then at that point it was a bit of a scramble. So Cubert Academy take advantage of that. Most importantly, they get quite a few high impact ultimates out of Winthrop University. Meaning that Cubert Academy, they've got the ultimate advantage here. They also do have the
Yeah,
gun
Winthrop
advantage
used the
here. We're seeing
Sovold and the
Inferior
Viper ult.
only have an outlaw.
They must do a lot,
Do
yeah.
we have a half buy there?
Across the board for
'Cause
Cubert
it
Academy.
wasn't
So
officially
sure,
a thrifty.
It's still going to do a lot of damage, but it isn't going to be enough to secure any of those kills. And yeah, we're seeing a bit of an adaptation. Winthrop University, they say we've done enough of A. Let's move over to this B side, potentially contested. It didn't work out too well for them on that last round that they tried to pressure B. Let's see how it goes this time.
Well, it's moves really asking for the fight at the moment up yellow, and Flair, who's been relegated to this lurker a little more often on the attack, who's going to take up that responsibility again up the A creep. See if anybody from Cubert wants to get a scuffle going.
Timing! My goodness.
Damn.
Clear, and he'll win his fight. Ollie also against Scuba after that creep up from mid was successful, and Winthrop have once again found the cracks at the perfect time. 5v3, and these guys are just about everywhere, but Nismo, his escapade, can at least re-clear that midline. Move's gone. Ollie having to commit to this stick. A lot of mollies thrown his way. He's still standing though. Running away now. One-way smoke to try and play keep away all this time. Flair though creeping around back from the kitchen. Is it gonna be in time though?
Nice. Nice.
What just happened?
It's all on Flair.
Saw him, no?
Yes.
Oh my god. Holy shit. What a retake. That was our best retake all game or all series.
Crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, just
Didn't they get the first two?
Yeah, they did.
How they played off of their utility. Just
That was a 5v3.
Set up the smokes properly. Just play it very classic and
All
move
right,
in there.
here
And
we go.
Honestly, Winthrop University's kits don't really have anything to, you know, counter that. You know, play for the longer time period.
Wait,
A
now
lot
we
of
call
how they
timeout?
play, it's a lot
Wait,
more
what?
forward thinking,
Wait,
and unfortunately,
wait,
just
this is
that
new
side
tech?
Correct? This is new tech.
by it. So excellent job
Chat.
coming from Cubert Academy. And
Calling timeout after
they're
2 round
starting
wins
to
in a row?
stabilize themselves. There's only 3
And
round-
two rounds in a row that we shouldn't have won.
Separating these
One
two
was an
teams.
eco and one was a
Cubert,
throw.
I mean, you know, they're
I guess
starting to get
that,
their ducks
looking
in
at
a
it
row.
from
They're
that
understanding how
POV,
to counter this composition,
maybe it makes
find the
sense.
holes where necessary, and we're not seeing a lot of those highlight clips
To
anymore
like
from
try to
Winthrop
actually
University,
tell them what they
which
should do
really
now.
Position should only allow for those types of things to happen.
It's very interesting seeing a team like Winthrop develop where so much of the weaknesses that they were able to prod Cubert for, you know, previously, along with the other teams that they, you know, made some headway against on their way to their 3rd place finish in that previous bracket, was the fact that they were able to, you know, out-mechanic and out-shoot at the perfect moments and execute these trap plays on top of it. You see now, especially with Ollie playing on the team, you can see him trying to set up a couple more dominoes in that row before they knock them all down, go for, you know, a lot cleaner set plays, a lot cleaner trap plays. And it's definitely going to work out in the long term, but in the course of that, Cubert Academy, which is much more used to that, and of course still prone to getting these insane frags thrown at them from these players on Winthrop, they're able to collapse on that 2nd or 3rd domino falling, and Winthrop hasn't been ready for it a couple times at this point here on Icebox.
We have an op on Redux. He's playing B. 3 on A. Okay.
Over here on the A site, more often than not.
Careful, guys.
KJ Util's finally here to try to react to it. We'll see if this stack from Cubert is good enough.
Oh my god.
Down.
Oh my god.
Not yet shown, but it's getting pretty damn
Oh.
close. Everyone just
Above!
Oh no.
You got 2 again. Nice.
Alright, traded him back.
Now waltzes right into the nano
3v3.
He will take his last breath. 3v3, and everybody's got to take a breath from it.
A little bit of gunk in your eyes and the gecko from the gecko, and you can't see what's going on right into the nano swarm. But it's so interesting because previously we've seen the confidence from Winthrop University being that motivating factor. You know what? We can just go in there and we're going to frag out and everyone's going to have a good time. But this time around, they have to use a lot of their utility instead
A shot.
to try and get some of that
Redux.
space. And you can see that the confidence
The-
is slowly
the
slipping away
opping
from them.
omen.
And those are
Yeah.
the moments that Cubert Academy
Whites.
are going to be ready to just counter utility.
play.
Make sure that they're ready in these awkward angles and find a couple of kills.
All
And
right.
as soon as that confidence starts to get lost from Winthrop University, not only are they down in their potential utility to clear things through, but also in manpower. It's going to be the spike down. It's going to be 3v2 now onto this retake. Ali just playing up top, but dodges the paranoia.
And gets back up on top. I don't know if Cubert's ready for this, but Flair is actually the first to frag out anyway. And now, protected by that toxic screen. Now they're back from Ollie, and all of a sudden it's a 2v1.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Can't do a thing. You can just walk right through the
That just did not go well.
Again. It's just a little too slow. And now Winthrop, the ones to spring the trap on that A site that they will once again win.
At Hubert Academy, I mean, you take a look. Oh, we're going up against a Viper. Oh, we're going up against a Killjoy. Surely they're going to be back off site. There's no way that they're going to be hanging out and playing so close by. No, that's not the case at all. Completely catching the members by surprise. See that first kill come through, and then Ali with a wraparound is able to get that second. And, you know, it's just so difficult because
I would say Icebox is attack sided, so if we can get like 5, then it might be nice.
As the Redux this time will be taking moves out.
Oh.
We see a different look from this offense. They're going mid here as a T-Dog. Oh, spotted someone out? Yeah, okay, you got it.
Oh.
Should be okay here. Infiltrate.
Always a second guy.
The bait.
Another perfect tip for Tat. It'll bring us back to even footing, 3v3. Great opening frag there, though, from Qbert on top of Nismo's flash. Redux, some beautiful shots to be able to find the end of Moobs' health pool there.
Oh my god! We forgot about this guy?
Oh, no! What? How did he get 2 there?
Oh, please.
No!
Oh my god. No freaking way.
Unbelievable.
What's happening out here?
One after another, like lemmings there.
Okay, that wasn't our best
Flatten yourself up and
sequence.
Quite frankly, it just came down to Infiltrator being very on the ball. I thought that was an excellent first pickoff there. And sure, Nasi does actually avoid the thrash. A little bit surprised there, but Infiltrator just uses Nasi as bait. And then, of course, just, you know, holding so closely. The rest of the team are completely moved themselves around, unmoved by the wingman going through. Infiltrator finding that ace. And that is going to be the injection of momentum that Winthrop wanted to make sure that they continue to feel dominant here. Qbert now forced only on 2 pistols. They do have the Viper's as well as the null command available, but I don't think you use them this round. You want to hold them into your pocket for the next one to try and continue your economy forwards and potentially swing around with those high impact ults.
Yeah, keep it respectful. These duelists for Winthrop sure won't. Hunter's Fury, as soon as Moves confirms Knight's position, he'll just wait for him to get flushed out by that Hunter's Fury, and while we're at it, we'll go ahead and chip away.
This one's,
on the site.
yeah.
Qbert's already here to fight.
Not our best day. We need a,
yeah.
we need to win this pistol on
but unfortunately,
the first attack round.
That's what it looks like.
Back at you. Paranoia toss one direction to at least give them one opening to work with, and it's enough to grab a couple picks on the board. 2v3.
What is happening?
Redux?
How did Redux win both of those?
Or else you've given him a little more window.
That made
Try.
no sense.
Flare luckily able to
Nice try, nice try.
And Winthrop makes it 8-3.
In what should have been a very easy round, suddenly everyone was sweating for a second because we see that Redux somehow, just with a sheriff in hand, able to find a couple of heads.
I don't know if Knights has the chance to Viper ult this whole game, actually.
Yeah, he's had that ult for a long time.
I feel like it might have been the play for him to just rip it early.
Otherwise, well, both me and your Preds are going to be going.
Wait, yeah, did we lose out from the timeout? I think we did. Oh no. I think we lost out after the timeout.
Yes, we have. We called the timeout at 5-3.
It sucks.
Redux pretty good at finding that first kill at the start of the round, but after that, it's just Winthrop University really controlling the pace of the round.
Redux with the spam kill. Oh no, he got the up kill. They were showing the spam, and he got the up kill.
Yeah, from up top. Yep.
Gotta really get used to seeing him.
There's the Viper ult.
Did he just pop the Viper ult?
The icebox, of course.
Right here. Get out of my way.
And I gotta say, like, with these composition shifts, everyone highlights Redux on Qbert Academy, but I was a really big Scuba fan, especially on that Omen. And I have to question whether or not the swap of Scuba onto the Sentinel instead is kind of hindering the amount of fragging power that Scuba had in him, because I mean, we've seen that Omen just kind of light things up individually. And
no way!
Perfect response time from Infiltrator, despite Knights' terrific do-si doing around his Viper's pit.
Oops. They're at the Viper's pit.
It's all right.
No, we're all looking the wrong way.
Oh god, what's happened? Today's an off day for sure.
Wow.
Today's definitely an off day.
By mouth is
They're so
Okay.
confident right now.
9-3
No, they
curse.
should. Yeah, 9-3 curse. But right now, someone should kick their PC and try to break their momentum, like tech pause. We need a PC kick because they're too hot.
That Viper ult. Hold it for 12
He
rounds.
wins. He waited all game just to get right click with the jet knives. Oh my god.
Redux has been the one who is usually getting first kills in this round, and yet still Cubert Academy can't really convert it into any round wins. We're even looking at the kills right now on this scoreboard, and Knights leading Sentinels Cubert Academy with 10 kills, and on the other side, Nasi has 17. It is just unbelievable numbers being put up by Winthrop, but this is going to be the real test. 9-3 now, Winthrop on the defense. This comp is very interesting to play defense with. Let's see how this one plays out as Cubert Academy. It's going to be very heavy util, very heavy zoning in order to find some of this attacking power.
And I can already hear that Jaws music starting up again. His moves is the first person to start trekking up that A flank. But again, Hubert, very quick to the punch. They're going to pop this. And Ollie already gone. Very close in front of it, actually.
Good start.
But understand
Now the halts, but there's a Reyna flank. There's a Reyna flank.
From moves.
Oh, he caught his elbow. Nice.
Nice.
5v3.
Now, the canvas is completely clear for them. They can head back over to A site. They got the time to. Winthrop has to change course before Cubert even makes a call on the attack. Oh, but they won't. They'll double back. They'll recall it. They say, no, we gotta stick to the guns.
What is he looking at?
This isn't what they commit to, because it is. Hubert extends, takes over yellow, and sends little guy on over with the spike in tow. Now Winthrop gets on top of it. Oh, just a little too late to try and shoot him down, and at least try and extend this fight a little longer. But Hubert has overwhelming control from here on the pistol round. They've got every bit of the territory. And
Okay.
There we go. A start.
That's how the 9-3 curse starts. You win the pistol.
9-4 for Hubert now.
Yeah, an excellent pistol round, and this is something that I think we're going to be seeing a lot of on the attack for Cubert Academy. It's going to be a lot of zoning, a lot of control, and then very.
So that's the key on the attack side in maps. If you win that
clear,
first pistol, then you
cut
can
the site
start
in
to
half,
snowball your
take
ults
out
and
space. We've got a lot of smokes
get a
to work off
chokehold
of,
on the
and a lot of flashes to work
half,
off of.
so
This way we can make sure that when we see those members
now we have
of
hope.
Winthrop University, it's just clean, easy kills. There's going to be
A chance, and that's all we needed.
Yeah, we just wanted a little bit of hope so we have a good sweat for the next 15 minutes.
Have a numbers advantage anymore, and they can't get that train rolling as easily without those guarantees. And so it's going to be a lot more difficult on this defensive half for Winthrop to be able to find the same value they were on the attack. But still very early rounds. Shoulder spotted out by Scuba. As yeah, it's going to be the spike down.
There you go, the fast B hit. We got B twice.
Here. We'll see how much of a fight he's prepared for. He's got the
Scuba! Come on, baby.
Oh,
all right, I guess we'll take one.
Is that really what you're wanting?
It's not ideal, but one is better than none.
Well, he did lose to the guy who actually had a gun.
So Nasi, the only point of contact.
Looks like they're going for spike death, going for exits.
20 seconds.
Winthrop doesn't seem like they'll fight too heavy into this, though. They know their time's quite cooked, and they'd rather just get their orbs, get their creds, not hand Hubert anything extra for what they know will be an arduous half in still an unfinished game.
What is happening?
Oh my god, Infiltrator can't be stopped as
what
he stopped.
What is happening?
Damn, that was pretty. Yeah, they did some damage. That's not ideal again, but.
But now does T-Dog have his ult? No, he's a one-off.
One-off. They can go B and get it probably.
That could be dangerous. And Cubert Academy just not wise to it, just assuming, yeah, they're probably just going to die to the spike. Keep it simple, silly.
There we go.
And instead, Infiltrator in the back line, the man who got the ace previously, make sure
4 guns and a Gecko ult and a hope and a dream.
Now the economy for Cubert Academy is going to be looking a little bit dicey.
They bonused us. Why can't we do it back?
They're going to try and match tit for tat. Go for
3 on B, by the way.
Exactly the best. And T-Dog gets quite a bit of information.
Nice dagger.
Ali shoots down the
got 2 of them.
off the bat, but still, they should be aware of what's lurking.
Just gotta be careful here a little bit, guys. A little careful.
Whoa,
nice.
What? How
Here we
did
go,
we
baby.
get 3 there?
Here we go, baby.
We got 3 and a gun.
Once again, rush down this lane to get an early advantage on the site itself. A little bit of homework they have to deal with these nano swarms. So
let's just back it up and play post plant here. Don't give him any early picks.
Or
Back
that,
out of
like
there,
that.
damn it!
You mean like that? You mean like that? Damn it. They kind of exactly didn't listen to you.
Oh, okay, there we go. It's a trade. Now it's 2v1 post. When he taps spike, we peek
Yeah,
together.
just wait. Yeah, just wait on him.
Same kind of conversation has to be
Now!
Together! All right.
Beautiful. It's like they hear us.
Keeping it tight though, as Kubert will take their 6th.
They could feel your coaching.
I can feel my energy, my copium from a distance.
Are really showing their face here. We see Winthrop University.
There's only one person who's old on this team.
Popping off, finding so much
Some of your chat going, how can be academy if there's a 40-year-old?
It's college kids versus college kids, but then there's Nismo that has a kid.
No, it's college kids versus high school kids.
Oh, yeah,
Plus his
true.
dad.
Plus the dad, yeah. We've got quite the mix, quite the spread in the server.
Like, we have 2 high school kids and a father.
I mean, Nismo's just a dad all day. He's a dad to his teammates. He's a dad to his child.
Oh, no. Come on.
Oh, God, moves.
That's the kind of moment you're looking for is moves. We'll see if he can farm another one as Ollie pokes his out again too, just to play distraction, and it's working pretty darn well.
Wait, have we gone B every time?
This, but Knights has circled again.
Yeah.
Wow. There we go.
What the hell?
Okay.
Must have some ults coming up, right? We have Gecko ult?
He's got the Gecko ult. It's kind of like the last time when we had the Viper ult. I think he's had the Gecko ult from like round 2.
Yeah. Okay, I hope he uses it this round.
Yeah. At some point, if you keep on holding on to that gas pedal, your engine's going to shut off. Let me tell you that much.
Nismo is a dad and a restaurant owner.
Like, you can
See, Nismo needs to run that same special. Get free drinks if you say Nismo with the restaurant.
That's wait, no one
has taken me up on it yet.
Okay, I'm gonna have to end this
You have
streak.
to go, yeah.
I'm gonna have to end this streak once and for all.
You just go and get the free drinks.
Scramble from Winthrop University on that defense. And so Kubert Academy, like, cursed believers out there, watch out, because it's looking like that might.
Here we go. This is the round right here.
Don't want to call it just quite yet.
This is a big one.
University, this defense
Infiltrator has an AWP on B. Thankfully, we're avoiding him.
To pick up a single round in this half yet.
First trip to A.
Strung together 5 in a row. This time are stretching their strategic legs and going to be moving over to this A site, something we haven't seen too much of yet. But the Thrash.
Oh, they are creeping over here.
That's going to be excellent entry.
And Winthrop's going to need to, yeah.
Nice. Oh, come on. Damn it.
With that Empress active, we'll be
you kidding me?
fully kitted up for the remainder.
Yeah, this Viper wall.
Go the way I thought it was going to go.
This attack feels a little more stunted from Kubert Academy. Feels like Winthrop may be able to get a solid grip on this.
Okay, Redux right back.
Redux is crept up, found
Gotta get the
first
next
angle
one.
on the screens, and is now ready to smoke back out to heaven.
No, don't do it. Don't go out there. Oh, damn it.
In what world did you think you Blair, now secondary, and Winthrop can begin their secondary collapse onto the remainder of this Kubert squad, which is once again
Knights going on a long jog around the map. No,
Yeah,
20
this is like a
seconds. He can't
cave.
get there, can he? No.
15. But that is how you respond to this properly as Winthrop is nailing those shots. The moments that Kubert show themselves ISO'd, and those are microsecond long windows.
Did he use? Oh, and he used the Gecko ult.
Double digits for the favorites.
Yeah. Oh wait, he almost got the orb.
Oh, the clock ran out right when he was getting the orb.
Yeah.
No, not going to be able to get that one. Simply just not enough time there. And yeah, once again, when I talk
All right,
about
Scoob is
how
one off his
Kubert
ult. Knights is
Academy
one off his
using the
ult.
smokes to section off different areas and then clear those methodically.
Nismo
We didn't really
has
see that
his.
time
All right,
around.
this is
They
the
just
round to
decided
win.
walk in onto the site, maybe
Win this
feel
round or
themselves a
go
little
home.
bit. And Winthrop makes sure to keep them humble. Nasi specifically, still the top kill person in the leaderboard, has 20 kills on the board right now, and just goes in and completely shuts down any push that was going to happen. Winthrop University, like on that defense, they just kind of dipped in, found their kills, dipped out, and Kubert Academy were left more or less scratching their heads. So I might have cursed it, I might have jinxed it, but Winthrop do find their first in the round and are looking to potentially get 3 more. And they could clear up the series as, things are not looking good for Ali.
Got one.
Active Hunter's Fury though from Nasi, that's still going to slow down where.
Oh my God, this Nest player moves.
Moves now
Oh, he's out.
up, and he'll once again get an early frag. Again, the one
fighting.
weakness that Kubert has on this attack, and it's starting to show.
Nice.
Knights now creeping up himself, able to
Good
catch Blair
pick.
watching the window.
Yes, E-Dog.
We
Come
got
on,
moves
baby.
that time.
Back to B. Go back to B, guys.
We
Go back to B.
finally
Run
got
it.
Moves.
Yes, we did. Run B now. Good.
They've got the Viper
Oh, that's
spot all
perfect.
the way up onto that B side, and Winthrop University.
Now
we
is
saw
Knight's gonna
3
get
of
there,
them onto
pop
A,
the
so they have to
Viper
try and
pit.
reinforce
Should pop
it,
the Viper
making
roll
sure
for our
that
plant.
the
Yeah, I think he's gonna pop it for him to get up there and plant it. He should pop it in about 2 seconds now.
So good. T-Dog has been very effective.
Pop the
at
Viper roll
making sure
now?
Just to use Wingman, get the spike down pretty consistently without putting
Surely?
themselves into harm's way. And still the flashes have been so well
not
coordinated
popping
with
it?
the rest of the team. And so yeah.
Well, why
Not quite
not?
sure
That
why
spike
not.
Down. Infiltrator still has this operator.
Chat, should he pop the Viper roll?
Hubert poised
What did
to
chat
get
think?
another round.
Seems like it was a good place to
Almost
pop it,
belligerently
but
brave
hey.
Yeah.
And Redux already on the outskirts, so yellow here to try and hold it down, but Infiltrator given a lifeline after that.
They win
recon.
anyway? Well, not necessarily.
There's a
but-
lot of just mayhem. Ooh, he got away.
Redux now TP's back over.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
Triple swing, good job. I mean, okay, look, I know they won the round, and it's better if they get to save it, but it felt like a little bit of greed, but I guess they just ultimately decided they were better off without it.
But it does seem like the moment where you want to pop it to force the defense.
Yeah,
So
'cause
you can-
also they have an op, right? And it's like, the Viper roll will be strong versus an op.
Because Hubert Academy, like every single time they kind of go into one of these fights
All right,
here with a
here we
couple
go.
of exceptions, there's like 2 or 3 of them just peeking around the corner, and that way they make sure that even if we see Winthrop University find a pick, they're instantly ready for the trade. I talked a lot about their utility, but it's also too just the ape strong
They also
together
have the
mentality
Killjoy
that's
ult,
really been
and they
helping
do not
Hubert
have a
make
soul
sure to
belt,
equalize the round,
and they have
or at
no
least
weapons.
find a lot of kills
There we
and
go,
just
we
shut
got the
people
first
down.
blood.
Look, Move's already down thanks to Scuba, and that's just such an opening that like they more or less
Now
got
watch,
gifted
we'll
the arena
use the
for
Viper
free.
roll on the eco
Really trying to
instead.
double down that issue.
Oh my god.
Infiltrator was trying
Okay,
to
we
maybe
better not
see
use it at
the
this
window
point.
with that Sheriff in play on this half-hearted buy
Oh.
that Winthrop had for themselves.
Good molly.
Get away with one from the maps. But
Good job.
this side is
Nice.
unquestionably
Clean,
Hubert's
clean,
absolute
clean.
doubt. Ali
I guess what did happen on the last round is we did kill the
have
op.
a Sheriff. Got a shotgun. We'll see if he can throw his body anywhere fun. We'll actually pick up a Sheriff here, so at least get something done.
Get something
Potentially?
done. Wait, he did get something
Nice.
done. I was
He's
trolling the
early after all.
caster for saying he was going to get something done.
Against the shot.
All right, here we go.
Had some questions, but we make it work.
By the way, again, Knights likes to hang on to that Viper's pit.
Nice is holding on to it, yeah.
Again.
He's gonna wait till 12-11.
Or sorry, it's the down up down. Yeah, just once again.
Oh, all right, here we
Yeah,
go.
high, low, low.
We made it a match.
But once again, just great stuff coming out here. I have to say, like at this point, Winthrop University, I want to see them take a little bit more aggression. They can't just kind of send the Reyna out on its own, try and find a couple of kills. We need to see a little bit more of that combo utility. Enable your duelists to find those.
We have
early
4
picks.
ults, they
I
only
think
have
if
1.
They do decide to push the issue, take a little bit more space, play a little bit more aggressive. They could be rewarded.
Redux.
But simply, it's just a one person
Good
at
job.
a time. Pushing out and taking that space.
Here we go,
which
we're
is when
sprinting
Hubert
B.
Academy are just going to be able to win every single duel. So, excellent job
Oh.
already, and it should be a pretty easy spike down. And already they're getting all the Killjoy mollies out. Flair going to use the lockdown as well. So this is a lot of tools already expended.
Oh.
No
Did
shot.
they get
We
the
got spike
plant
down. We got
down?
spike down. Yeah.
Get that kill.
Oh.
No,
Damn, you
what
guys had no
was
idea.
that? No.
Okay, Nismo. He's on. He's
Nismo
on.
is Defusing.
Nismo.
Damn it.
Wow, Nismo lit him up.
2v2. Now we're going KJL. All right, go.
It's actually
kill somebody.
1v1. One detained.
Is it 1v1? Oh, right.
Yeah, well, he's detained
Oh,
right now.
1v2.
Oh. Time. It's half. Oh, it's
Still
half.
plenty of time.
It's halved.
Not that much time, actually. Oh, yeah, Scuba!
Let's go. Let's go. You hear that, Nop?
Yeah, map 3.
By the way, we still haven't used.
Right now. Hubert
We
Academy
still haven't
in
used the
recovery
Viper's
here.
pit.
Winthrop University will finally use their time out
Looks.
after getting beaten round after round.
Did you get like a
7 rounds
stuffed
in this
version?
half.
He
Only
didn't
able
move
to
at all
find
when you
one on
stuck
their
him up
own,
by
but
the camera.
Still, once again, like
No, that was a screenshot. That was just a picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a
making sure
picture.
you're playing aggressive but playing together. That's what I want to see from this composition. At this point, it almost feels like they're just like a pug team running at the offense, trying to find those timings, trying to find those moments. And when we see it's a little bit more of like an even gunfight. That's when Winthrop University are able to come out on top, but you can't be just relying on guys like Infiltrator to just come out on top of like a 1v3 duel at this point, because Cupid Academy, like I said, they have all their members looking in the same direction with that power of friendship, ready to just punish any single person that they spring upon. And just the pure numbers advantage for Cupid Academy with some smart placed util has made all of the difference on this attacking half. Winthrop University are just, once again, relying on those individual frags to carry them across the finish line. But right now, if that's simply not working, we got to
replay the whole half. Holy shit!
Exactly. Tech pause.
Appears you have a little more
Oh,
time
see,
to-
they went with
How
your strat.
convenient.
They
How
went with your
convenient.
strat. You're unplugged
Yeah.
the computer strat.
Why waste the tactical? I'm just gonna hold the power button on my PC. Oh, I crashed.
And how he's been continuing to be the one to step out and be aggressive, which not only shows how much responsibility they're willing to hand to Knights, becoming that primary controller should he not come through, but Redux having so much control over these set plays and having these guaranteed peaks on top of stuff like T-Dog's Dizzy like we saw in that previous round. Just executed so perfectly that it really is impossible for Redux to fail on an approach like that. Winthrop, unfortunately, would love to press a lot of these attacks, would love to do more than just send one guy in and you know, hide him away in a cupboard. But unfortunately, when there's these like absolute 100% kill opportunities that Qbert has, thanks to Redux just immediately getting that far up the lane and being able to entry off of that guaranteed a blind, it's a really tough back and forth that Winthrop has to play with the respect they give this attack. And when they're actually able to spring things, again, one of the many weaknesses that this composition has, where it's just your opportunities are so slim to make a connection that'll actually carry you all the way to a round win, apart from, you know, just an
Is that their
opening
first
frag
time out?
that won't lead to a trade back.
And
Well, this is a tech here, right?
That was I thought they had called timeout. Did they call timeout and then went tech pause, or it went straight to tech pause?
Redux's first bloods, especially
Because I don't feel like they had called a
It's gotta be
timeout.
Crazy,
Yeah, I don't know if they have.
The operator was just simply always hitting. And so that was something that, you know, if you're Winthrop University, okay, we know Redux is coming online.
It is the one problem when you're online and there's a tech pause. You have no idea what it is or how long it can take.
And
Especially online, yeah.
we're all on your side when you
Yeah, at least when they're in the venue, they can be like, oh, somebody just spilled water on their keyboard.
You can tell that Winthrop University are really struggling to figure out how they want to play some of this. And it's just Qbert Academy now riding off the high right now of getting so many rounds in a row and looking really pristine. And I do think a lot of that is just coming down to pure practice from Qbert Academy. Like, a lot of the swings, a lot of the utility is very well coordinated when they want to enter.
All right, here we go. We're back.
Onto the site. The reason why Redux is able to take so much of that lane space is simply because, you know, the other team is, or sorry, your teammates are doing a good job at smoking out the right areas, flashing things, scouting things out. It looks very rehearsed from Qbert Academy, and it's just weeding out the
There's
singular
that. Good luck,
from
Viper
Winthrop
spit.
on this defense. And
Yeah, hold on to it, huh?
a little bit of carry
Yeah,
syndrome
hold
right
on to
now.
it for good
Still
luck.
trying to
Don't
take
use
these
it.
advanced
Don't pop it.
forward fights. Does not have really any support, and the only
Oh
vandal,
my God.
on the team gets spotted
Just
out
checking,
immediately,
I
but
guess.
still is gonna be double dipping.
Boom.
That's an ambitious repush.
That was
Nice
good though.
finish.
Because
Yeah.
did he have a gun?
He had a gun.
And I couldn't
All right,
agree more.
Redux, do it
I
again.
think Qbert are in a state where, you know, coming off of the playoffs, no one was really, you know, trying to clap back at them for any sort of like freezes or like deer in headlights moments. Or,
Okay,
like, their game sense
basically
wasn't
the
trash. It really
Viper
was
is
just, like,
here. Oh, the Viper
chokes
picked up the
and
gun.
not being fully like sheen when it came to your set
Uh-oh.
plays.
The
And
Viper
your
did pick up the gun.
executions, and you can tell in the offseason they have been just polishing and polishing and polishing.
There
This
we go.
looks
Thank you,
So
Viper.
refined, so clean, so far from Qbert on this attack. Now, once again, make that approach up the lane now that all of the util has been conversated.
Are we gonna go here? There's 30 seconds left.
As well, so T-Dog's little guy gets in a little bit for free here. No, spray back down. Winthrop's here to respond.
We thinking about planning anytime soon?
Still a spawn watch with
I'm a
Nismo
little
as well,
nervous
so
here.
It is kind of a half-hearted fight.
Okay,
but
Scuba
does
killed
not
everyone.
care.
Oh, Scuba does that.
Still, we need to plan here.
And that should be all. No, Scuba's gonna
Guys?
be
Are we gonna plan?
There we go.
10 seconds to plan.
All
They just killed them all
Scuba,
anyway.
We just wanted Scuba to get an ace.
Yeah.
Did Scuba get 4? Is that what happened?
Like I was watching the mini map. Oh, here comes Cupid
That was
Academy
wild.
walking over onto the B site. This is gonna be a great. And yeah, instead I'm watching Scuba just walk forwards. Not usually the Killjoy, even in this comp, to be the one who's taking the space there. Usually you use the Killjoy to set up stuff on the flank, make sure you can't get the. Nope, yeah, Scuba's just walking in right now, and Scuba just taking so much far forward space. But once again, Winthrop University, like. They're relying on those hero plays. They're relying on one singular member to be able to find a lot of value and just not expecting, you know, Scuba, the Killjoy, right up in your face.
Well, by them, yeah.
Away with so much. So Hubert now at 11. 2 rounds from sending us to map number 3.
Good luck, Viper Spit. Don't pop it.
Save it. Save it for the next map.
Good luck, Viper Spit. We haven't lost. Oh no, that was brutal.
Trade?
Tough start.
I might have to use that Viper roll this round if we can.
Ping. Beautiful recon from Nasi.
They lose T-Dog. And I've talked about the impact that Gecko has been really bringing to the fray. You know, bringing out all the zoo to the battlefield is always a good option, but it's just a lot of utility that was really helpful at helping Hubert move in. They still have the numbers advantage here. Infiltrator is popping the knives. Let's see if they want to try and stop them from planting. It looks like
Again with
Infiltrator
that.
is going to try and take a timing. Ali up top.
No flash to enter now. Nismo already used his.
Do we have time to go
He
B?
said T-Dog already.
We do have time.
30 seconds left.
Well, we better.
So lacking confidence on this A entry. They'll go for what they can be shrouded for. We'll see if Winthrop can
Oh
leg it over
wow, look
in
at that.
time
The
to
mini
be
map
able to
looks
respond to this, 'cause
hysterical.
again,
Where 9
part
people
about
are
this
sprinting
composition
across
is
the map.
Even when you guess everything perfectly, even when you're 1 man ahead, it's still going to be such a monumental exercise to be able to do this. The snake bite does not land on
Damn
the
it.
plant, so you've got to
Okay,
sprint
Scooby, you got to
through
get this
as
one.
much as you can. Immediately
Oh,
get counter, no moves, able to watch, and Winthrop is in
thought he
fact
had
here in
that.
time. The response team
Knights.
gets their entry in
Knights
spades.
were the
Knights, save that Viper roll. You save it.
Your infiltrator, even respectful, making sure he doesn't get a bad
It's
shot.
okay. I mean,
The
no,
good
yeah,
luck
that's all right. I
Viper
guess that'll go.
Spit.
Lobby yet again. Make a wish, Marks. Winthrop University.
11-11. We've come all this way.
If they can have a defensive round like that 2 more times.
Yeah, and once again, like
There's
I
Scuba
think this
2
was
off his
a lot
own.
more dialed in. You know, we got the leashes on, we can pull them back in a little bit, and we didn't see those opportunities where Winthrop University were just kind of throwing their lives away with like one person moving forwards and immediately getting got.
They've
and then
got the
Hubert Academy can just
Soul.
walk
They're about
over
to get their
them.
Viper
Of course,
Spit.
starting
That's the
out
only
with
takes him. The guy's gonna go get the orb and immediately pop his Viper Spit.
Yeah, the other Viper you're saying?
Their Viper, yeah, their Viper
Yeah.
went off his ult. That was kind of brutal that when Nismo got pinged there.
Span running back, yeah.
When playing together, are able to properly counter and properly retake that site. So great job coming in from them to time
Nice
it.
shot.
Still walks away with the first blood on the moves.
Oh, Infiltrator's getting frisky with it.
All right, here we go. 1v4. He's getting aggressive with his 1v4 here. And he got it.
Wow.
All right, but we traded him. We traded him.
15 shots from both players.
Traded out by Nismo far earlier than he had bargained for, and so it's still advantage Hubert, and it's about to be worse. So
T-Dog?
Okay, he cannot shoot that time around against Ali, and
Yeah, it's gonna be a 4v3 on site.
Here we
Maybe
go.
we should Viper roll?
We're gonna Viper roll. Good luck, Viper roll.
Guys? There it is! Oh no, we didn't plant.
Wingman got
That's massive.
tweaked.
Viper's pick gonna get committed to this as well from Hubert, and it's basically all or
Scary.
nothing at this stage.
They're baiting out the ult. That was a nice tap by Nismo. They're going back to B. They realize there's like 3 here. Yeah, they're high. Yeah, they're booking it.
We're gonna leave that
This is an
Viper Spit.
interesting strategy, but once again,
We left the Viper's ult.
utility here remain in
We used it.
control.
We used it, but we left it.
We used it. We were in it
Have
for
an idea
5
on
seconds.
this rotation around, so it's going to be a mad dash here.
Come on, come on, come on, T-Dog. Come on, T-Dog.
My God.
Really needed to get that. All
Big
right.
kill, Knights.
Nice. All right, here we go.
Able to choke that out, and it's still such an adventure.
Nice shot.
Scuba.
Scuba's been on it.
Toxic screen with so few resources.
Now he
No
does have
lines,
his Viper
now just
Spit.
Ali left.
It's close. Guys?
Uh-oh,
Guys?
guys. Can we wait? Can we not
Oh my God.
go 1v1?
Scuba now in front of this orb.
Oh
Thank
God,
you,
why
Scuba.
was that scary for a second? Holy
crawl
shit.
to 12 here on
I got
Xbox.
scary.
Here we go.
Gonads of Cuber of just being like, they're all over here. What if we just like left, huh? Yeah, let's do that. Such a obviously the right call in hindsight, but it's just like, wow, you got the Viper's Pit down. You invested so much onto this A site. But oh yeah, that's right. Our composition is built around a lot of rechargeable utility. We can just rotate over and everything will be fine. And yeah, they completely just kerfuffle Winthrop University, not aware of what to do. And then we see that fragmenting in the retake come through.
Did the caster just say kerfuffle?
One round away.
Kerfuffle?
That was a,
Kerfuffle?
That was an unusual call.
Winthrop University, it's been a rough
Kerfuffle.
second half for them. Only 2 rounds rescued. And this is once again
All right.
Robert's map pick here.
But we don't have, we're doomed.
No.
He doesn't have his good luck Viper
Starts us
spit.
off on the right foot.
And they do.
Check from Knights.
Yeah. No way we win this round.
No backup plan for Cubert. Have to prepare for this
Scuba
flank launch
has
where it's already sent
his.
Scuba long ways over to spawn. Are we gonna have a little fight or flight against
Where's
Nasi
Scuba?
here up mid? Well, the Owls
Where's Scuba going?
Zangadam, spawn.
Infiltrator is close and personal with this approach on the lane, which is why Cubert really hate going any further on it. So they will in fact back out again, and then not relying on Scuba to play mid patrol, potentially get them over to A site, unless they reconsider. Just as Winthrop's leaving, timing could be on their side if they make the right call.
And this is finally one of those rounds where it doesn't seem like Cubert have infinite time to do whatever they
30
want.
seconds left.
Down to 30 seconds, they have to commit onto
He
this site.
doesn't have
Most
his.
importantly, Infiltrator's still alive from Winthrop University. We're
Yeah,
seeing the
there we
lockdown
go.
get
Pop the
drafted.
KJ ult, but
Yeah, Viper's Pit gonna come
didn't
out
really
response.
do anything. All right, here we go. Get in there.
There's a Viper
For
ult.
Winthrop, though. So I wonder if they're just gonna try and stick.
Oh!
Nismo spraying through the smoke.
Wait, Nismo got a kill and we got the plant down somehow.
Flank though, flank,
Mania.
flank. Guys, flank.
Oh.
Here we go.
T-Dog. Yes.
Nice kill.
Whoa, whoa. Did you hear the caster say that?
Whoa,
might
whoa,
be all
caster
she wrote?
jinxing,
We're
caster
doomed.
jinxing.
We're
Caster
doomed. Oh, he got one. He got
jinxing.
2 with 1 bullet because of that. Full caster
T-Dog 1v2.
curse. T-Dog in a 1v2, and the guy's just sticking it. Oh,
Bang!
down, pull off. Do not re-engage. Do not re-engage.
Do not peek! Do not peek!
Okay,
Peek!
Wait. Yes!
That's my dog right there. That's my dog right there. I knew they were playing with our emotions. 9-3 curse, by the way, chat. 9-3 curse. Never give up. That should be a lesson well learned. That should be a lesson well learned for all you guys. Never give up. Eventually, it's gonna work out.
Once again, I think it really came down to
Damn.
that compositional difference and Winthrop not really having a well-rehearsed plan on their defense, but it just felt like
3.5
so many of
seconds.
those rounds
That was
were just
key.
Expertly executed by Cubert Academy. They always found the right timing.
That was
always
wild.
found the
T-Dog.
isolation.
That was awesome,
So many
yeah.
first bloods, and this time able to
T-Dog
convert
closed it
into
out for us.
actual rounds. Just honestly, a great job at Cubert. Just staying calm, realizing that they are not out of it yet, keeping their head in the game, and forcing out now this map number 3.
Yeah, continuing to look just tremendous when it comes to this icebox execution on both sides now. They've had their
Even off their fake tech pause, we still whoop their asses.
Fake tech pause.
Action continues on Haven map 3. Where we're going after this?
I just hope Knights isn't playing Viper again.
Put Knights back on Duelist, we're begging you.
He's obviously he obviously is not really familiar with when and where to use his Viper's bit.
It's tough. Honestly, both Vipers were having a similar issue, it seemed, to be fair. Like, I almost feel like the solution is just to pop it early on the site and just try to hold it down, but it sucks when you have to carry it around for so long. That's all right.
It all worked out. But instant caster curse when he says, "Looks like
Right?
Robertson got this."
It's almost like they were trying to end it so they didn't have to cast anymore. Interesting, by
instant
them.
1 bullet.
They knew what they were doing.
That was pretty crazy.
I could do this all night. Respawn by Razor. Get lost in the game.
Your cousin Helen just met the boy of her dreams. I'm sure she's got him on a tight leash.
So what's the next map?
Haven. Map 3 Haven.
Haven.
Would we rock a double Duelist? Is there a world?
Is there? It should be. We have two.
We have the guys for it.
Right? Don't you think if you have two, you should be trying to
If there's a
focus?
map where you could play 2 duelists, we should try to do it. Yeah.
It would seem like a strat.
What are microplastics anyway? Isn't that the stuff they keep finding?
Damn, we actually did it to them. 9-3 curse lives to see another day.
Anyway,
9-3 curse.
Your tap water could definitely be cleaner with Clarify by Delta. The low maintenance tankless reverse osmosis.
We did do a podcast with Aspas. I'm leaking a little bit.
Oh, you did?
Yes, we did.
Oh, yes, I do.
Aspas and Verno.
Verno came by too?
Yeah, Aspas, Verno, Neri, and Zelsis was our podcast.
And
alongside
did
myself.
did your shirtless photo card make a cameo? No, I
Wait,
wasn't there with it.
Zelsis told me he has a shirtless card, but I didn't see it.
No, I have it in my office.
Wait, can I see it? Wait.
You want me to show it to your chat? Or you want
Yeah,
me to...
can I see it? Can I see it?
Are you
There's a
watching my...
shirtless? Yeah, I'm watching you now.
Can you see it?
Wait. Let
Oh,
me see.
there's like an ad running.
What the hell?
It's
Yeah,
from.
I'm
I think
back.
it's from your. Is that from your Twitter?
Curtains closed.
It might be a photo that just like Riley took of me.
It might have been, but I feel like on your Twitter from
Or my
Cancun,
Instagram.
you had a similar.
Yeah.
Or your Instagram, you had a similar photo.
Yeah. Damn.
That was the photo. Here's the funniest thing. I sent this photo to Durka.
Oh, that's the photo you sent?
Yeah, and at first he said to me, "Wait, can I tweet that out?" And he goes, "Wait a second, I'm a little nervous." So he has yet to do anything with it. He's the only one. Me and Durka, we're the only ones who have this.
That's funny. Did they do a little touch up on my body? I'm looking quite good there.
You are. You look pretty ripped.
Thank you guys on Sun Media team for
So
doing
you
well.
can be passing out. You can be going to the bars passing that out.
Oh my god. Here's my picture. Here's my number. Here's what it looks like under my shirt. Oh my god.
You should have your Discord handle on there.
My Discord handle, yeah. DM me anytime after this time.
I keep waiting for Durka to pop up today, but
He's probably going through the 5 stages of denial.
I saw last time your
Grief.
chat was pretty. Your chat had a good handle on the 5 stages of grief.
Certainly not out of anything.
Like they were naming them?
Yeah, they were. Your chat knocked it out pretty fast in terms of what the 5 stages were. But it's 5
Yeah.
stages of grief, not denial. Denial is one of the 5 stages.
Yeah. 5 stages of grief.
But yeah, your chat was pretty good with that.
Someone said check Lev Twitter. Let's see what it is. Anything
Check
Oh,
Lev
for
Twitter.
sure. I mean, I think we looked at that first
What's
half
this?
and we're like, yo, this is a stomp high key. I know it was a 9-3 half there coming out from Winthrop. They looked insane. Roy was on point as far as, running that A simulator the entire time there for that squad.
I don't understand.
It was really great looks, I think, with the entries that we were seeing. It was the double duelists going in together. Moves only looking to go for some of those things every once in a while, but for the most part, sticking with the team like the casters were saying there. And I thought it was insane follow-up that
What the hell's
Nasi
going
had
on here?
in that first half. It wasn't
Wait.
even necessarily watching
The video
or
froze.
Infiltrator getting those first picks. It was them being that distraction tactic. You see
Don't
the
understand.
updraft dash into sight, and then Nasi's just like running in on the sidelines and getting those initial picks, and it was really great to see. But then they struggled on defense, where Qbert, I think they had really great game plans as far as cutting noise and looking.
They seem like
to
picked up Curry the
go for
player.
some of those
Is that what happened?
re-hits, starve them of a bit of that
You don't
information,
understand
and
what's
punish
happening
them
here.
really well with their utility in spades.
Yeah, I completely
I
agree.
don't know what
I think
happened. I don't know.
impressive on the attack side.
There should be a downvote option on Twitter.
Shutting down the op lane, shutting down information.
Terry, it's my birthday today. Can I get a yippee, please?
Have a lot to work with at every stage of this map, but this is basically a tale as old as time, guys. Like the most horrifying comeback.
Chat, what do you guys think?
Done on Icebox, quite literally. Like
Now think about it. If you have 11,000 people in your chat,
It's got to be at least one person's birthday.
no, it should be 11,500 divided by. It should be 30 people's birthday today.
You think the math works out that way?
Yeah, 30 people. I'm gonna say I don't think birthdays are that like seasonal. I guess they are somewhat, but still.
Whose birthday is it right now in the chat?
Okay, Winthrop, we're surely taking this to overtime, right? We believe.
All of a sudden, it's everyone's birthday.
Somehow T-Dog is just gonna pull up, get his 2, and just that kind of slipped away there a little bit for Winthrop. I'm not gonna lie, in that last round.
Not me, but it's my friend's birthday for real.
Okay, they need to hire me for this tip that I've discovered. Whenever Nismo is playing the KO, they seem to be winning. So we just needed more on the KO.
Oh, there's Nismo KO. They're saying is the key.
Wow, this
For Haven?
Like,
Or you mean
Percent,
for this map?
just
I see, I
for
see.
Kubert
Thank you so much
wins.
for your analysis. It was actually
Throw
I think Ash's analysis
Nismo on
from
the
the
KO.
show,
I just
but,
keep
Kubert
like,
wins.
you
going to say
know,
it, so
like,
it's like she's not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
you're stealing it, man. That's crazy. But I mean, when you are talking about the impact that was being made, I mean, yeah, there was definitely efforts from Infiltrator and like from Winthrop University to get this done, but you cannot deny this MVP effort coming out from Nismo. And let's talk a little bit more about this initiator, because Ash, he was the one that we did talk about at top of show, and like Nasi on the opposing end put up a hell of a performance. But yeah, Nismo, KO, good.
Hey, I mean, Nismo
Look at that.
plus KO
I like it.
already equal W.
Yeah, Nismo's popping
Nismo
off.
plus KO buff.
Nismo popping
That's
off.
all I'm saying.
I'm
I
picking
think
up what
it
you're
was
going down.
exactly. Quick math here on the desk, right, guys? Yeah, this is hella
Yes.
cerebral conversation right now. But I think that the big thing is you also look at the fact that this KO, who is now buffed within like his flash utility, is also being paired with this double controller composition where he has the opportunity to do those underhand pop flashes out, which are stronger now past those smokes, and a lot of their entries relying on those set plays, especially when you're trying to push past that Viper wall, if you're trying to take just a little bit more space and whatnot, and just so much post plant available there in spades. And I do think Nasi, we're giving him a nod as the fact that he was a huge hero here, and that's why we want to talk about this head-to-head.
Yeah, I feel like Nasi's the type of player that he's not really a mechanically weak IGL. He just doesn't really get opportunities to pop off because you quite literally have stat black holes on your team in the form of moves, in the form of Infiltrator. You got Ali, like Flare, like everybody on this team just does their job, and whenever it's whenever it's functioning, there's really not much left for Nasi to do. But on that attack hat, man, Nasi went crazy. So shout out, really nice to see that. But guys, I have some bad news here because the next map we're going into is going to be Haven, and there's really no KO on that map, unless they're planning on cooking something. But there's no KO, there's no Nismo on the KO. It's going to be a good old brawl. And the last time these two teams played that map, it was a 13-11, an 11-7 choke by Kubert Academy.
I mean, you're saying bad news, but for Winthrop University, maybe that's good news, especially too, since this is a map that, it was close, but they were able to win it out. But yeah, the fact that we get a third map in the series is certainly exciting. And with Haven, I mean, it's been a couple of weeks. You never know if there's going to be a little shift up. But, I mean, Kubert, they got a little bit of momentum now. I'm curious, Ash, if this is where they can bounce back and try and take down Winthrop University, try and get their little bit of revenge here for realsies.
Yeah, I think my question lies in the fact that they were trying a little bit of a slightly new style comp initially on the side of Kubert, where they're running like a Neon Tejo Vice. And then for like the last matchup that we saw, that was them up against Envy, was them running back the OG, bread and butter Haven comp with that Jet, the Cypher, the Breach, the Omen, and the Sova. I'm curious to see now with these role changes on the side of Kubert, if they're going to actually lean back into that just because it's like a little bit more
Be interested to see what this comp looks like.
I hope we have double duelist.
Yeah, that's honestly a really good shot because now their whole roles are scrambled. Like, are we going to be seeing the Yoru? Because that's not something that, I mean, we did see Redux on the Yoru, but it wasn't, I think it's safe to say that it was not his best agent, right? But now we have Knights who's shown the Yoru. He looked good on it. Are they going to be trying the Yoru on that map? Are they going to be sticking to the Jet? Are they going to be going on Neon? There's really a lot of questions up here for Kubert's side. And I think it's slightly confusing to what they're going to be running.
I would love to see him reprising that Yoru role that you were talking about there, Roy, because if Winthrop are going with the previous comp that they have been running, the Yoru is just so key with dealing with that Vice wall really early on and just breaking some of those setups. And I think that's going to be a really important piece of the puzzle just because it gets so easy for that Jet to be zoned from the rest of the team. So I don't want to see them going back to that stale composition. It does work. But the meta has been moving forward. We're seeing a lot of more iterations of different tempos for play, and I want to see them taking a bit of a risk here in map 3.
I mean, considering Kubert Academy is switching every which way of role going
I'll be
into
back
this
1
stage,
second.
I feel like if they're going to be playing something a little stale, a little something outdated, that's just not matching up with all of these changes that they're making. And so hopefully getting into it, we'll get to see something a little fresher, a little new. And another opportunity to show us what these rule changes are really about, because that's been the conversation. Even when we looked back at Icebox, it wasn't a Scuba then on controller, so nice to be back on Senti. It's all kind of over the place. So I think it's really interesting to see that this has been a consistent thing for the team, and I'm just so excited to learn more about it. But the agent select's ready, so let's start heading into this as we get into the third final map of this series, Haven. Again, for Winthrop, probably going to be something a little bit more of the usual, but Roy here for Sentinels. All right, Knights, Yoru, here we go.
Okay, yeah, we're seeing some changes on both teams, actually. Winthrop University opting off the Vice. They're going to the Omen as well from the Astra, so there's a couple changes on that side. And, of course, Sentinels, the Cuber side, they're finally...
What do we got? We got
we have the most traditional old school comp possible.
No Breach Tejo though, huh?
We don't have Tejo.
Yeah.
Sova. A lot of the utility, as well as having an ult that just always gets.
We have Sova, KJ, and they have Tejo, Cypher.
Interesting. T-Dog on that Sova as well. You do have a drone for both of these agents, but definitely a lot more information gathering that's possible here. For
that is true. Yoru is not the traditional comp, but the other 4 agents.
I love him on the Tejo, to be honest. I think he's always had really great impact on this agent. His salvos are great. The combinations that he has with Nasi are going to be really nice to watch. And I think it'll be interesting to see that Scuba is actually reprising this Killjoy. I think a lot of teams have fallen off the Killjoy pick here for Haven. I'm curious to see what kind of difference that's going to make here.
Winthrop University with tiny changes. You know, last time they faced... moves had the Vice instead. Ali was on the Astro, but, you know, kind of sticking to a little bit more of the norm here. But for Qbert Academy, I'm excited about this. I've been so excited about these role changes. Trying to see a little bit more of what they've got and if they have enough to take down the series, or if it's going to be Winthrop University yet again with a win over them. It's time to head into Haven, third map, and back over to your casters, Tenric and Mars.
Thanks, Sierra. 100% agreed. It's so great to see both of these teams shift these comps to where they are now. 2 comps that can really be anywhere, anytime when it comes to fighting or clearing space or even just scaring you a little bit. I know that both these teams are going to get a little disrespectful. They're going to get a little cheeky over the course of this game. Everybody's just going to throw some wanton util, and it's going to find its way. But coming into this, Mark, Qbert Academy, obviously more eyes on them, with Knights picking up this Yoru. We saw it on Split against Burger Boys, doing pretty solid, but as Roy said, it's so strong on this map at the moment, and with Knights holding on to it, I can only assume good things.
It's so funny to me, too, because I think just the general narrative for Qbert Academy was always like,
all right, here we go.
Squad, Redux building the team around him, because this guy's going to be in VCT as a duelist sometime soon. And then it's almost reminiscent of the actual Sentinels roster where, no, Tens was the duelist and then suddenly is on the Omen all the time. And it feels like that same idea is being put into place here with Redux.
The Omen duelist.
Play this Omen.
I mean, Tens basically played Omen like a duelist, so it is kind of like a double duelist.
Yeah.
Let's
go with that.
5v5 here as
that was
players
a fast
really
plant.
just haven't run into each other just quite yet.
Would be that
Trade, nice job, Knights.
He likes it that way. The Knights will get the first blood for Qbert's favor in turn. Rest of the push from Winthrop is up in
okay.
to enter right to the hands of Nasi,
Yo,
but it's another
what?
1-for-1. Now it's Winthrop that has to aggress. It's a little bit mandated at this stage.
Oh, get that.
Just a little bit better, and at this point, Scuba's wraparound might be a little too late.
Okay. The caster curse gotta shoot the guy at the spike.
No, I couldn't. Nice try. The angle was so weird.
Yeah, and just great retake coming.
Oh, nice try.
Especially too, once again, the fact that they are bringing in the Tejo. That's what we expect to see. A lot of just those salvos being used to reposition people. Nice and easy. Force them out. Force them into your crosshairs, and things are going to be good. I like how the desk also highlighted the difference between the Tejo and the Silva. Silva's like one of those mainstays that you can't really go wrong with on Haven. But when it comes to actual active, let's push in, let's take this.
What is our pistol record
Tejo
today?
is just going to get a
1 and 4,
more
2 and 3.
With the salvos being able to force the reposition.
I think we went 2 because we won the pistol on
Silva
the
does not have. However,
second half of Icebox.
Back of Icebox, yeah.
Gathering thanks to that recon bolt, which should allow a lot of these takes to be quick, especially with Knights being able to teleport this way, that way, and all over the map.
And with that gate crash, they're able to just force that aggro right
Jump him!
door instead of from the court.
Jump him!
Wait, what is happening? What is just happening? Just chaos.
To take over the site and grab the majority of the kills.
Wait.
Infiltrator flashes himself back out of this smoke that has
Oh,
been
he's
set up
stuck.
early. Will also start making his steps out, and with that Spectre can do a hell of a lot of damage. Nice turn onto Scuba to make this a 2v2. Infiltrator with this Outlaw as well can kind of just peek wherever, but a little touch and go. Tito on the way back around. Infiltrator holding this spike.
Nice try. Nice try. Nice try. Strong eco.
All right.
They'll be able to once again keep
That was the wildest start.
Yeah.
Hubert,
Chaotic.
great ideas we're seeing with this Yoru.
Yeah, I mean, already I liked how that kind of round just broke down to a fight inside a bunch of smokes on this B site. A lot of pistols flying around, shooting in all sorts of directions, just trying to make it as scrappy as possible, which was really the only way that Hubert were going to be able to win out that round, given the gun difference. So, still make it expensive for Winthrop University here. A great util dump as well. You can see a lot of those ideas starting to come to fruition. The eggs are starting to hatch, and now Hubert will have rifles across the board. So this is going to be their high impact round, and I'm excited to see what they've got cooked up. They will be going up against moves back onto the Cypher, arguably stronger than what we saw on the Reyna here. But still, if they can deal with the Cypher, then that's
C-split. Cypher's alone.
Yeah, he's back in his element, but how far can he go against an attack like this? Gets duped by the Yoru.
Nice. Holy shit.
Oh.
Oh. We didn't have a spawn smoke up yet. The trade.
Okay.
He's by himself before this blind can come through, and Sight's been handed over on top of a T2
He's out.
for that matter.
Nice cover.
By Infiltrator, but you've got
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
God.
and that's enough to get
Damn. Redux.
Yeah, snappy there.
Yeah, Ali just left it a 1v4. Does have a Spectre, but this is still just a tall order. All the people just watching all the different directions. Steps
Nice.
out there, gets shut down, and
Here we go,
I gotta
baby.
commend
Very
Redux
clean.
on that round for just staying alive on that actual C site. Gets flashed up, that's okay. Is able to somehow duck away, buy enough time there for T-Dog to be able to swing out, find another kill. The protection is immaculate coming in from Hubert Academy. And
These
once
3
again,
rounds
based
couldn't have gone
off of what
faster.
We were talking about on Icebox.
Yeah, it's been
You know, their coordination feels
pretty
really
straightforward
on point.
with the side
We've seen a
hits.
lot of
Just
those teamwork
sprint to the
elements
site.
Continue to shine through from Hubert Academy. And sure, Winthrop University, they aren't no slouches either in the teamwork department. But especially in rounds like these, it comes so much easier to highlight the work that clearly Hubert Academy
Look
has
at
Oh,
that.
we just want to go.
Jeez, Redux already stepping out into the fray, grabbing his
Boom.
first,
Nice.
and now
Redux
he's
the
on lead, forced to
2K.
encroach, and he'll fall as well.
There we go. We punished
They
him.
traded
Take
him.
that fight up and grab a piece for himself,
Like
and
I
he'll get
said,
traded
these
out as well,
rounds,
and
20
Hubert,
seconds.
they will
Yeah, we're not
Four
even getting the
people are
first kill because it's happening so quick.
of kills that Winthrop has given him.
Trade?
His turn, he won't be so easy. Aftershock to play keep away.
Ooh,
There it is.
There you go.
There it is.
Kill a 1-for-1. Hubert will keep playing this game as long as Winthrop wants to. I mean, they're perfectly content with it. Moves, heads back over to a site that he can't do too much with unless he's moves. Hint, hint.
Spawn? Yeah.
Nismo fault line. Step out.
Nice. Good util. Crossfire is looking
First to catch him.
quite promising.
Check his
Oh, yeah, baby. Good discipline. Good util.
Yeah, once again, great job from Hubert Academy. Like, they're so good when they just decide to push in there. Redux that time, really looking like the duelist.
Wait, this is the eco.
Obviously playing Omen right now.
The way that round
Losing
went, I
tons of
thought it was the
smokes, but
eco.
So far, just
Yeah,
this
that was a full
aggression
bye-bye them last
has
round,
been
yep.
So good from Hubert Academy. It's a completely different look than what we saw in their previous composition, where they wanted to play it a little bit slow. Especially bringing into a Sova on this one, to me, that's a little bit slower than if you brought a Tejo in, but it just feels like pure confidence right now from Hubert Academy, and they're rolling things forward. Winthrop University haven't really been given that many opportunities to try and even contest them, as once again, they're forced back down
sprinting
onto
C.
a half buy, saving as much as they can. Moves
There we
along
go.
the site. Does have
Oh.
the sheriff
Oh.
going up against the entire
Good stun. Oh my god, it's TP next to him. Nice.
Is the one who steps on first. That
These
is such a
rounds have
fun
been
fake-out
crazy
play.
fast.
I wonder how many times they practiced that. And Winthrop once
I'm
again
not even
locks
turning
down
my clock on.
immediately.
I'm risking the jinx.
Oh, okay.
Playing with your food,
5v2
but, I don't know, you're
against
Surely not.
with the spoon a little bit. If you're Hubert this
against a stinger and a pistol. I like my
Spoon
odds.
like that, that's crazy. That's what you meant, right?
Sure, yeah. No, that's yeah.
Oh, you got 2.
Flare. Working it a little bit. Entry from Link. Blinded away. That'll be the time. Will it be the kills? Yes,
Nice.
So yeah, I mean,
You should never get
definitely
2
confidence
there.
after an attack half like that
Yeah,
from
it is some
Icebox.
damage.
You know,
It's
this
okay.
side particularly,
That's our money.
there's gotta be a
Money's stacked.
still got some ults in the
We
bank.
got a lot of ults here. That Yoru Sova ult could be nice.
Whole lot of options to cycle through as well. I mean, this playbook has barely been opened.
Oh yeah. And so many of these rounds are just like over in a second, right? Like the first initial.
That's what I
engagement
said.
happens,
These rounds are
and
so
immediately
fast.
Winthrop University are
Yeah.
able to find some kills. Here's that really
play, dude. That's so sick.
It's so good. Like, it's
That
so
was
rehearsed
wild.
and so well
Yeah.
executed. And once again, it's just over before it even begins right now for Qbert. Like Winthrop University, they're just getting picked off and then immediately are forced into an uncomfortable position where they're down numbers trying to
Okay.
retake a site. It's so decisive.
Nice.
And
Caught
already
him.
Redux finds Infiltrator right off the bat.
Again,
Used
someone
Hunter's
dies in
Fury
the first
to scope
15
out
seconds.
the map as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Finally, Nazi's able to take
The
Nice
lurk.
Shot, but immediately
Oh,
falls down. This is what
We're
I mean,
everywhere
it's over
right
the
now.
snap.
Qbert are double dog daring Winthrop to try to fight them on their terms, and Winthrop unfortunately having to acquiesce time and again. This time thanks to that dimensional drift that'll again just make this entire
Tag.
map
Should be a save by them, to be
under the
honest.
control of Qbert.
Yeah, it should be. They have no
But
money.
Seaside is what they'll settle for.
Okay, ult?
Plant yet again.
No, he's rockets.
And 2 players that are a little annoyed.
I'm surprised they're forcing the issue
I don't
here.
know what they're doing.
But unfortunately, I think they said they're still on spring break, so they might be a little.
I don't. That made no sense.
Yeah, because
I
we
do
already
have to say,
spotted them. They got drone tagged. Time is already halfway through. A 2v4.
And a
Goodness,
2v4,
these rounds
and they
been
have
so
no money.
decisive. On to see.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we go anywhere else? You know, like we know exactly what we're going to be walking into. Moves is going to be hanging out onto the site. We've got some sick plays ready to go, fresh out the oven. Let's just run those over and over and over again until Winthrop present us something that is difficult for us to figure out. And they've already showcased that
This has been the fastest 6 rounds you can have.
Yes, they pick a site, they go to that site, they take that site.
It's not the most ideal economic situation. You got to start changing something up on this defense because
Yeah, see,
Qbert
look
are
at their
just
buy. They
completely
could have
running
used that
over it.
gun.
Like, Boobs still not really standing a chance, has been eliminated so early
Yeah.
on, which is very different than what we expected from this Cypher player. Moves usually is always good for at least 1 or 2 kills when defending.
Chat, what is the
site solo, but
technical value of a
need more
thrifty?
support this time, as
Does
Qbert
the buy
will be
have to be less than
flexing,
10K? What is the
prowess,
actual
changing things up a little bit.
Yeah, what's the mathematical
Watching just
equation
that
for
side
what
way is-
qualifies
that
as a
it's called?
thrifty?
Yeah, that it's called a thrifty.
Play a little bit more aggressive.
Up the A lane. Infiltrator's gonna sit.
I don't. Seems like they don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's like based off the equipment
Done a really good
going into
job
the
of,
rounds being.
exacting upon a site and
If
killing
I had to
players
guess
before
over
they want
5K,
to play for the retake,
is it
so they
10K?
have a really tough
I
decision
figure it was
in that
less than
immediate moment
10.
of how many
Because
players
like
do
they
we
had,
try
they
to
spent
contribute to
10
this
for
pre-plant
this,
fight,
so
and how many
Loadout
players
less
play
than
and just
2,500.
let-
Someone said.
let
No,
watch this
that's not
carnage that's
enough.
about to unfold on site. And
because even on the pistol round,
Nah,
it's
it should be more than that.
2,500.
Qubert's able to
Yeah.
twist the numbers, so Winthrop always comes up short. So Winthrop will dare to go even further forward. Now Infiltrator given a distraction with the
Nismo.
Nice.
Nismo.
Nice.
Winthrop has in hand.
Wow, this is the craziest round. Taking this line to kill somebody.
Enough this time around.
Scoop up.
Who's that?
We need to get over here and plan.
Oh my God.
Just kill them all.
Grab one more, run it on back.
This is wild.
A laundry list of around here, I think.
It feels so weird because you see Qbert like attacking from main, and yet somehow
A type of round outcome where the winning team won while possessing loadouts of at least an average of 2,500 less credit value than the enemy teams.
Oh, I got average. That makes sense.
almost 3 or 4 rounds now that we've seen moves get taken out of that position, just not looking the right way, not checking.
All right, this
barrage
is their
window.
round to win.
It feels like consistently Qbert Academy are just really in control of the map, and they're getting these little micro flanks thanks to this Yoru. Thanks to
This
this
is their
Omen.
round. They have
And of course,
4
this one just
ults.
kind of popping off here. Doesn't need to be playing KO to do that one, but there's so many just
What a kill.
weird little opportunities where Qbert are finding the timings onto Winthrop, and Winthrop, they can't even put a foot in the door at this point. Qbert now up 5-2 A lot of ultimates online for Winthrop University. This is where I expect to see a lot of them.
What a spam.
Cubert Academy still have quite a few to counter in their
Ops here.
And,
Oh, I thought that, was the clone.
Really early.
Yeah. Oh, the way it's coming out.
The way it came out is
Yeah.
Slow down Cubert. Biggest weakness, especially on this map. They're gonna send T-Dog up to check. And even a smoke to the window.
Get that.
No further
Scuba.
commitment.
Nice shot.
Hubert relying a lot on individuality in this mid-round, and it's working so far. Scuba catching the one to equalize.
Still going to be tough here. I like the defensive setup from Winthrop University. Play your 2
Got
on
breach
A, play your
ult.
2 on C. And at a moment's notice, ready to send that Armageddon out. Keep in mind as well, Nasi does have the Rolling Thunder as well, and combo together, that could be devastating here. This is going to be the Killjoy ult that gets utilized first.
They've got to let this go. Armageddon immediately going to get used on top of it, though. And so Cubert have just got to send it, I think. They will. Good util dump
Breach
on
ult.
Nasi, but he's ready with the Rolling Thunder, and that'll catch
We could breach all back.
Hubert yet again reset, and there's
Here it
15
is.
seconds on
There
the
it is, but we didn't.
Didn't get.
Oh,
and everybody avoids it.
what is happening?
Nasi's got to hold it down on side of
Oh, we
the
actually
cage.
got
10
them.
seconds. Are we gonna get the plant? Yeah.
Blinds himself
Are we?
back in, so you
No.
gotta pause the
Yes.
play.
Oh!
Somebody gonna plant? Somebody gonna plant?
You know he's there. Yeah, he is. He
Oh.
is.
Backside for the
Double peek?
2-1 reset that
What? No!
We played so well up until that point.
How does he get
Damn.
both of those?
Yeah, we did so well. We did so well.
God, I was going to applaud Cubert Academy. They get beat up, hit down, tossed around the site by all of this utility, all of these ultimates coming through. Respond with one of their own. It's not the best. It doesn't catch enough people. Redux coming alive, saving the squad, and yet still at the very end, moves, finds a double, securing the round for Winthrop University. That was one of the scrappiest rounds I've seen between these two teams. It could have gone either way, and yet it's just moves with individual gunplay to be able to win things
Wow.
out.
Damn.
Excellent job from that.
Like he knew where they were, but
player.
the second one should have got him.
Gotta shout out
Yeah.
for that stall work as well.
I think we made the right play. Just didn't get the kill.
Four members of Cubert, both on the lane and on the sewer. They were on the edge of that hitbox.
Damn.
Up in sewer. And that slowed down everything. They could have done a split push from there, maybe poked out.
Again,
with
they
a
would have
blind
had
or
no
something.
money if we won that round.
But then after that, the double kill as well. After Flare came up short, incredible work from that breach. That's now sitting on top of the scoreboard from Winthrop, which unfortunately is still lagging as they're 2 rounds behind. But, I mean, a response like that can't be asked for every single time, certainly. That early frag was a godsend that Infiltrator was able to manage with that operator that he still does hold on to. But you can't find those every time, and already, so far this attack half, I gotta say, Infiltrator's been caught far too often in these open spaces, just peeking into nothingness.
And Cubert Academy just ready to pounce on him as well when it's looking the wrong way. Regardless, though, I mean, after that one, Winthrop University has to be feeling back into this a little bit. Sure, it was very expensive. They had to use a couple ultimates there. But on the flip side, I mean, so did Cubert. And now Cubert have almost nothing in their pockets. We're even seeing just the outlaw from Redux come through. Thankfully, all
There's our
of them
timeout right there.
have those light
Let's
shields,
see.
And so it is going to be a one shot here, but a lot of damage kind of already pinging up as Nasi going to be taking point here, uses the fault line, spots one out.
Damn.
T-Dog goes down. A very different story than what we've seen on these
Yeah.
previous rounds.
The second he steps out, it was primed. That was just such incredible intuition.
They call that game sense in Valorant.
I call it good
How
old-fashioned
can you see
know-how.
that angle they were showing?
Oh, while he's close, that'll get
The
punished.
walk
but
above.
quickly traded upon.
Oh.
Flair's gotta just make it
Damn.
work, and he certainly will this time. That's a redemption on this A-side.
Oh my.
Tejo.
Yeah, he had a round.
This time.
He had a round.
Winthrop can say the same. They're only 1 round down.
Wow, excellent. And now Flair's at the top of the leaderboard. I'm noticing a trend right now with how many kills Winthrop University players have. But still, I mean, this is a rematch ever since Split 1 in the playoffs. and we got to see Winthrop go up against Qbert. Winthrop won 2-1, sending Qbert down into the lower bracket before Qbert got eliminated, and then Winthrop went on to make 3rd place in playoffs for Split 1. So this is one of those like rematches that, you know, you want a good show from, and right now we are getting that exact thing. Qbert Academy now going to go
Gotta
back
break
to
'em.
Reliable, putting a lot of pressure here onto the C site. They yield that A pressure nice and early on, but given the fact that we hear the gate crash happen, at this point, Nasi playing smart is going to be just backing things off. Dimensional Drift, though, going to be online, so that's going to call for the retreat.
This is basically a guaranteed round last time.
Sees both of them.
We'll see what Knights does with it now. He TP'd into it last time.
No way.
This time does it short flare circuits for a second.
That did not go well.
Playing damage control on the util dump onto him, which means nobody can commit to the push. Nismo can at least deal with that one.
Oh, wow.
A shot. Oh my god, wait a minute.
What just happened?
Yeah. We just made some plays right there.
The 5v3, the 3v5 suddenly not a 3v5.
Some utility available.
Okay, we saw both of those guys.
Dart still.
First shot from Infiltrator, no good. Have to find another way to open him up, otherwise almost a 2.5 man.
T-Dog's doing work.
Moob's drop down is now so crucial to this. That's the first one, and
no way.
Damn it.
He just keeps on doing it, man.
Scuba, Scuba, Stay, run, Scuba, run. Don't engage, don't engage, don't engage.
He's good.
Oh, he killed him anyway. He killed him anyway.
He played so well. Holy Scuba.
Moob's finally feeling a little bit back in control.
Scuba. Just needed to hide in that little cubby.
Yeah, he was tucking.
Fortunately, now he's back.
Because even if he had died, the guy didn't have enough time.
Fortunately, he's back onto that Cypher role, feeling a lot more comfortable. Was getting steamrolled at the beginning, but now is starting to get back.
All right, let's see what T-Dog does with his Sobalt.
Cross the finish line here. And of course, it's against
How did that happen?
Who is on a bit of a roll.
Yeah, the guy whiffed there.
Now
1 sec.
playing that Sentinel agent, but still as deadly as ever. Down to the wire there. An excellent try from Winthrop University, but still now they're forced down just onto pistols.
Another
Already
5-second in
Knights
kill.
Wide's alley. And Redux looking for a little something, has to get out there as the first shot goes wide.
You can still kind of continue toying with these opening chokes. Looks like Winthrop are just trying to slow things down, but the picks are starting to escalate.
Portal closed.
And so too will the attack inevitably. Scuba no reason to migrate just yet. As soon as this crossover happens on the door, you might see that approach a little early. Shotgun's dangerous, man. I'm sweating.
Not the Bucky.
Oh, we're winning.
Yeah. In front of the trap wire too, for that matter.
Yikes.
Big fan of that. Nobody on C-Site. The sacrifices we must make is Winthrop University.
Nice.
Yeah. That should be your one chance gone here.
Don't go in there, bro.
Winthrop. I don't think you just have enough peers.
It's not your fault.
Scuba Sim's finally taken care of by Infiltrator, but Recon Bolt will actually land on himself. Indecent health pool entering on. Good blind, but Knights has got it covered. That'll be 3 for him this round. And Qbert have a pretty easy path to 7 now after a couple picks and prods will lead to some easy map control in the long game rather than the short. Marks, we had to have a little discussion this time.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, so many of these rounds were so quick, especially in the beginning there, and now things are starting.
Yeah, again, another round where somebody died in the first 5
That's
seconds.
just both of these teams really respecting each other. We're in this last round now. In this half, Winthrop University have a couple of ultimates available to them. If
They
they're
have
able to get
3 ults,
Nasi
and
one
we're
more ultimate
Nismo just needs 1
that's going
tick
to
to
allow
have
for the Rolling
Breach
Thunder to be
Sova.
online as well. We saw how that brawl is going to play.
And they're gonna have
Nismo
Breach
was well just
Armageddon.
one away from getting that ultimate online.
He's solo A.
This is gonna be the TENS match where everything is just chaos of utility.
Yeah.
With the Yoru just kind of running Vanguard outside of A, and yeah, like until
Oh, I actually saw him.
with that, kind of clean things up, dial it back in a little bit. Qbert Academy.
Come on,
definitely feel
come on,
like they
come
are
on,
in
Scuba!
control here.
Oh.
Scuba unfortunately, just this is a couple of those shots right off the
Oh.
bat, but this is going to be tough for Nasi to stay alive.
And you got a much
Damn.
box him out
Let him
with
slip.
Fury, but
All right.
Nice.
seem to track him down. Moves tries to collapse on top of the chaos that's going on downstream, but can't manage to find anything on top of it. But Ollie now going to get on top.
Damn,
of it.
what?
Wow. That was nice. I tip the
But they
hat.
should not have dared counteract it. Ollie is staying free.
Nismo died with his breach ult.
Yeah, he.
Ace potential.
Potential. Buddy, it's written in the
Oh.
stars. Oh, T-Dog, of course
That
it's him.
was just ridiculous. How does he get
Man.
3 there?
I mean, what a display
Yeah.
to wrap up the half.
Like, we had the utility. Why did we just run out one by one with no util? Uh-oh.
Yeah, he made a play, but T-Dog's on for it though.
T-Dog, 1 down, 30 seconds to go.
Not 1 down, 2
Does he
down.
manage to stifle all of that good work that this Omen has done?
Oh, the Omen.
You can get Spike for free.
There's an actual opportunity here.
Yep.
The spike to get planted.
Okay.
T-Dog.
He has Spike and a
Run to
plan.
C. Here we go.
They hear him?
Here, so has to go loud.
They realize now, yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
but
that means
he's
that
got
this is gonna
time.
be a 2v1
Isn't he going to get it?
scenario.
Yeah.
Wouldn't count Cubert out of this one just quite yet. Although it is looking like Winthrop should be able to win.
Oh.
No. Didn't think it was that close. Nice try.
Yes, indeed.
Nice try.
Ollie's work will pay
That was
off.
that 3K by the Omen was ridiculous.
In the
That
half
was.
here.
That actually was.
But I mean, the same questions that were being asked in the beginning of
Damn.
this first half, they're going to be asked all over again. I think we're going to go at a blistering pace these first 5 or 6 rounds of the half.
I would have
here
liked to
for,
have been up
Winthrop's attack.
8-4. Got to win pistol.
Yep.
What is happening here? Why? Okay, we just kind of went in one.
Turned
by
the
one.
flash too.
What?
I mean, that one is just a spam.
He turned our flash and got the 3 kills.
Shout out to Cubert Academy for
Yeah.
making Ali almost be tied now for the top fragging on Winthrop University, I guess.
It really is a pattern, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just whoever gets the multi-kill suddenly is going to be at the top of the Winthrop University board.
They're
Yeah,
not even
kind of
doing
crazy
that
here.
bad, though. They're down 2 rounds, and that's the state their scoreboard's in.
How are the kills so
It's
off?
so weird because you look at the.
We have like
the
10 more kills.
And just in
Yeah,
general,
like how do they have 5 rounds without little kills?
Yeah.
mile ahead. And yet still Winthrop University are keeping this very competitive. So here we go. Going to be swapping sides. Cubert now on this defense.
Okay, let's see it.
Winthrop University. We saw them be so aggro, so aggressive on Icebox. And I don't think that this composition really allows for that to happen. I imagine a little bit more explosiveness once they decide where to go. But these early rounds are going to be mostly for that information, especially going up against a lot of this Sentinel utility. Scuba stuff is going to make this so annoying for them to push in, especially if they choose the site with the Killjoy.
T-Dog will get boxed away by the fault line. First entry up. Scuba holding it down on the
No
side.
way he gets the heaven
Trying
kill.
to deal with both eyes watching him. W key up the sight line. Redux
Oh.
Moves can at least
That
trade
would have been a
that
nice
away,
one there.
That was the key
Fast
one.
retake?
That was the key. The 2v3 versus the 3v2.
No.
And we're tied.
Realign and take
Oh.
this fight completely and utterly, which they will. 6-7 now.
Who else but Moobs? You know, you expect Moobs to be lurking around, all that type of stuff, but that time around it was very similar to when Moobs was on that arena. Just kind of going in there, clearing out the site. Excellent gunplay to enter in onto this. Of course, I do think that Scuba was doing a good job at least holding Vanguard. Redux coming alive, but gets
Yeah.
taken out around the corner. And so Winthrop University,
The kill on
very close
Redux.
to tying this up, should be able to, given the fact that they've got the better weaponry this time. Looks like it's going to be more of a seaside split. It's going to be, yeah, Infiltrator as well as Moobs, trying to push down onto the A side, cause a little bit of noise before a potential gate crash. And I imagine it's going to be all hands on deck when they do end up storming that C site.
Somewhere around the boat, at least, for when the spike goes boom. Certainly 7-7 in the cards here after that pistol round.
Definitely a different pace from them.
Exactly.
We want to turn this into
Oh.
kind of that.
We're all sitting
Background
A.
check after background check.
Yeah, no luck on that one.
Continuing to challenge Kubert's
Knights in the
know-how,
1v3.
ability to just
Knights give us one. I'll be happy. Thank you.
Last time.
Okay.
That's my boy.
Knights, good turn to actually grab a quick dink dink and net a trade on top of the C site. But that doesn't necessarily establish any hope for Kubert this round with all the trekking they'll have to do back over.
Top of that too, like Moobs didn't have a gun there, and so now that outlaw can very easily be recovered. Moobs can play the long angle, got plenty of Cypher traps to watch that back there. It's more or less just a guarantee that we've completely zoned out Hubert Academy from doing anything onto this retake.
Who was it that didn't get close enough to die last week?
Oh yeah, I think it was Aspas.
Oh, it was Aspas. It was Aspas.
Yeah. He like TP'd away from Waylay, and then like he couldn't get to the spike. He tried running it down.
He tried running it down. It's like, wait, come back. Hey, Redux got one. Okay. We got two. Redux got two, died to spike. Okay.
Yeah,
not bad.
Satisfied with how Kubert chose to respond to it. Not too much in your way there. And even here, you'll see T-Dog can't even grab that Vandal or Phantom. So Winthrop continuing to try to trip him up here. We'll see how they decide to play out this round and how far Kubert stack into it. But again, this slightly
at this point, the rounds were going so
them.
fast, you can't tell between the replay and the round starting.
It allows you to switch up that.
It's like here, they come back and immediately we're in a
even
gunfight.
higher and crazier extent, and throttling Kubert University or Kubert Academy.
Kubert University. I like it.
Kubert University.
Start one.
Oh no.
Is a fantastic way to wear them out. Oh, nice.
Boom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, uses the gate crash as well, able to just get out of there. Completely scot-free moves. A little bit of a weird spot here, but
all
you
right.
find Ismo just watching from the back here.
Yeah, Kubert perfectly content with not taking this fight from beyond the doors. They know Winthrop's going to have to util dump when they make the approach onto that. I'm going to let bygones be bygones till the post plant. C-site, they may not be so keen. But Winthrop is setting their sights on it, at least with a couple pieces of util. Remarkably indecisive they continue to be with 40 seconds on the clock and some util starting to run dry. Nismo completely unaffected here in the back of B-site as well. Where do you go from here if you're Winthrop? Waiting for a perfect opportunity, a frag back, and Kubert, crazily enough, haven't handed one to them on a silver platter.
Like, look at that. Like, look, Kubert right now is like set up in like a nice arc around the map, completely boxing in Winthrop University, and they're slowly creeping forward here. So
okay, here we go.
Time ticking down. This has to work out
Nice.
perfectly for Winthrop.
Good stun by T-Dog. Nice shot, Scuba.
Nice.
Oh, wow. They got collapsed on. Nice
They were a little
stun.
late getting to the site.
Yeah, we had the info.
Very easy round taken up by Kubert Academy there. No problems at the moment, but of course, now the full buy comes in from Winthrop University.
All right, here we go.
A couple more confident decisions.
The match basically
Perhaps
starts
they will
now.
util dump that B site. Thank you very much. They certainly have the power to at this point. But yeah, I mean, if Knights is able to get around that way, if T-Dog can come back through spawn there, then, you know, at slow tempo, gotta find a moment for Infiltrator to start making this team go crazy soon enough.
Oh, damage.
Yeah.
Definite opportunity there. That last round felt so labored from Winthrop University, and nothing really even happened after that first kill. This time, injecting a little bit more confidence, injecting a little bit more speed.
Oh, saw his barrel.
Nismo just showcase the gun.
Saw his
for a
barrel
second,
for sure.
moves, aware that could happen, but I like this from Kubert. They've been doing a much better job at keeping this cipher in check. Flank watch has been a little bit more on point.
All right, T-Dog, get one. T-Dog, no!
Again,
Nice.
amazing reaction.
Nice try.
Knights has to solo hold and
Nismo's turn.
will grab his one, no more. Nismo.
Kind of feel like
Clone.
Knights should have had that one. Or T-Dog should have got one.
T-Dog, yeah. He had a, like the guy looked away for a
They
second.
take the wide angle and go for the next fight that has already begun. Nismo will migrate up top,
Redux,
already
okay.
giving himself away, but Redux, the opener shot on the flank watch, means that He's rushing on over to what is a 2v3 as
Oh.
long as Nismo stays alive, but he can't.
Redux shot there from Flare.
Should get walled out here. The end of time. But Redux will, of course, give it a go. Certainly. Able to make moments
What? 15 seconds. No, damn it. He just was aiming the wrong way.
Like the wrong route.
Still keeping it fun, though. We're tied at 8.
Oh, my heart rate. My poor heart right now is just like, oh yeah, this one's done. Let's close up the book. This is going to be easy. And then suddenly, like, a collat happens. And you're like, hold up a minute. This could be very much alive. Except not going to be the case. I feel like that has happened actually quite frequently throughout all 3 of these maps.
See, right here, I feel like T-Dog should have started as soon as he saw the
Should have
gun
peeked
barrel.
sooner, maybe. He saw the barrel. He had like a heads up.
They tried to hold on to things.
That
What
was
a kill there.
Quite work out because Winthrop University just
So
do their
close.
due diligence this time to clear through
Again,
all
these
different
rounds are
areas. So
crazy.
we're tied back up at 8-8 between these 2 teams. And now Knights.
Oh,
okay.
damn
So
it.
far forward,
Tough,
Flair
tough.
finds that first kill, and this looks like it should be an easier round for Winthrop University to win it out, especially with the neural theft online.
You can see how scared Nismo is. The fact
Are they really coming A? We have 3 here.
right up at this lane.
I know, but the caster just tried to curse him, so I like our chances.
Oh, Hoops just kind of rushing
Oh.
it down, and Nismo has a world of time to deal with it.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Is it that
He
easy
was
to
blind, I
contain? No,
think.
thanks to the blind and entry infiltrator.
Oh, that angle's not it.
Okay.
Okay, we should pause probably. Their momentum is starting to build.
I'm going to say.
And Redux, I think he will abandon ship this time.
And great execution coming in from Winthrop University. Like, you could tell Cubert Academy, they had a couple of ideas. You know, also, too, the Armageddon does an excellent job at clearing things out, pushing people away. And it's just an easy site for them to take. Like, they just kind of waltz in there. They look around. Oh, hey, here's somebody. Kill. Here's somebody. Kill. The utility was fantastic, making sure that all the blinds were coming through as well. Just very clean and very tidy Valorant coming through from Winthrop.
Yeah, we're looking for a
University on that round.
timeout call.
Cubert honestly
I'm going to
really
run to
Yeah.
have a
the
chance
kitchen and get a Red Bull for the
to
finish.
Okay.
that type of stuff. And yeah, like at this point, Winthrop University, they're really starting to pick up a lot of momentum here as they are going to be taking the lead now. Once again, this is map number 3, so whoever wins this one is going to take the series. And Cubert Academy, their economy is not looking so hot. As this
Oh, we
will
may
be
go
a
for the
save
wait
coming
till
through
the
for
gun
them.
round. Let's
Not
see.
even really having
Okay.
any ultimates online to really compensate for that fact.
Yeah.
You might have to just go for the long haul here if you're Cubert.
Here we go. We're all A again.
And again on A lane. It's been a great place to find these easy pieces of prey. Knights did get caught out last time, but
Okay, Knights has a hero vandal? Yeah.
sort of
Wow, this is tough though. They're going C.
Redux is going to be the one to creep up there. Heavy dimensional drift that'll be able to easily crunch.
How the hell is he still alive though? Wow.
That was
Thought he would have
wild.
died like 10 years ago.
Another easy C site here guaranteed. Rest of Cubert has already manually cleared all of A
They're
and
pushing
C
spawn?
site, though. So they know there are no lurkers, know there are no flankers. They can take this fight completely head on with what little they have left.
Yeah.
Knights on that
Oh,
rifle, first to peek,
there goes
first to
the-
die.
Yeah.
That's
There,
okay.
It's basically curtains.
All right. Now let's call a
Again, a shred
timeout.
of a chance
Maybe a
this time
timeout here,
around.
yeah.
Cubert
Yeah.
will come to terms with it inevitably here. Nismo's going to try and extend it, get a kill on the way out, but cannot. A flawless round 18 for Winthrop University.
Okay, this is good. This is like the game determining round, in my opinion. If this continues to go further, Cubert Academy, they have to win this one. Because if Winthrop
This one I
picks
need
up
to
this
call
round,
that timeout.
be put out at
I need
11,
to-
Cubert Academy are gonna
Is the
have
coach
a really
sleeping?
tough buy.
Oh,
It's gonna
coach
be
fell
so
asleep.
much
Coach didn't get a
easier.
Red Bull
Coach!
either.
Some of these ultimates
Coach!
getting
Coach.
closer to being on the line for Winthrop University.
We need
Cubert
that
Academy
Styles
are able to turn
timeout.
things
What?
into their
What?
favor.
No! No!
At least that Hunter series, Scuba is one away from the
He
line.
Hold on, I guess-
This
Yeah, I
can
don't
still be a
know.
very hotly
Have we
contested
used a timeout this map?
Have to
No.
really keep
I think we used one
in
first
control right
right?
now, because
Did we? Because we were up
finding
5.
finding
No.
those isolations onto one of those.
Maybe.
and they're doing a great job at
I'm a
setting them
little
up, making sure
confounded.
that they can secure the kill and just steamroll in onto site. It's almost like a death ball whenever Winthrop decides
Team's
to
got
get in there,
different plans.
and unless Kubert
Exactly. They got to get their 4:30
it's
reservation.
just going to continue to punish them over and over again.
I guess it's 6:30 in Austin.
All
right.
Knights.
Redox.
Redox got
Now,
one.
come on. Knights, make me proud. Knights, make me proud. Make me proud. Knights, make me proud. Nice. Nice. Who needs a timeout when you can just
Wait,
kill
what?
everybody?
Salvos do catch Scuba on the escape, though, and Sight is still Winthrop's. It's
Good
just,
shock.
Unfortunately, a 2v4. 45 seconds on the clock, though, so Flare is going to plant
He's gonna get
immediately
the
here.
point.
Watch out for this breach.
Interesting. He can now.
There it is, T-Dog.
Ducks into T-Dog. That should be all she wrote. The stabilization round.
Oh, nice
Nice.
flash. Good job.
Everybody firing on all cylinders that time around. It's 10-9.
Yeah, and just
It
some
is
very
10-9.
instrumental picks coming through. First of all, Moobs goes down on the other side of the map, and then just in front of here, Infiltrator gets cut down, somehow picking the right person, because the Yoru clone was just in front. I guess that kind of makes sense, but still only getting the Yoru and not even touching the clone to make sure that the flash doesn't happen, allowing for Knights to escape as well.
They call
So
timeout.
Cupid Academy,
I
they
can
find
get my
two
Red Bull.
very instrumental picks just as the engagement happens, and then the rest of the
Honestly,
round-
I'm glad they called it because we could use it too.
We're seeing now Winthrop University. They will be calling this timeout, try and group themselves back together, because a lot of those advantages I talked about, if Cubert Academy won it, are coming to fruition. A lot of ultimates are going to be online here, and if they use them, then it's very possible right now that we're seeing Cubert Academy get to 11 and start to really disrupt the economy from Winthrop University. And if you're Winthrop, you don't want to make sure that happens. You've got the lead right now. You fought so valiantly to get back. To let it slip away at the very end has gotta hurt.
Such a huge issue with, you know, being able to use those ultimates and being able to kind of death ball back is that so much of this Cubert defense, so much of the prowess that they've shown is their ability to purely receive and purely just take whatever swing is coming at the moment, react to it so appropriately, and then deal swiftly with the frag. That's what's gotten Cubert over the line on this defense, the 2 rounds that they've won it so far. And I fear that maybe how it has to continue. I fear they won't be able to rely heavily on the post.
All right, I made it back.
Continue to, like you said,
There we
go
go.
for these steamrolls, these rototillers up sites that just continue to plow and plow and plow and plant these players as you go.
All right,
It
Nismo
is
one off ult.
Really tough
We
to
have
try
the-
to take that land back. And so instead, Cubert
Whoa.
continue to have these people
Oh,
posted
that was a
up front
kill.
like Knights. He's still up here. Rolling thunder
They
on
breach
top.
ulted?
Such a beautiful trap.
Get out!
Then Redux takes with ease.
Yes!
And then Sova ult. Nice.
T-Dog!
Fury
Good
and
Sova ult.
Cubert are once again alive and kicking.
More than kicking. Right now, they're kicking Winthrop down. Hunter's Fury as well. T-Dog doesn't have to worry about saving it to try and counter any Killjoy, because Winthrop University simply don't have it. Now it's going to be a dry 3-man push into this A side already. Knights gets the spot as well.
Knights prepared with this ricochet.
Nice,
Yes,
Nismo.
Nismo. Yes.
Nice,
Shot
Knights.
Knights somehow
Clean.
kill onto that running away flare. Don't know how you maintain that spray. And it is yet again complete restabilization, and this time they do win the round in an entirely different way. They do find the way to bring the fight to Winthrop before Winthrop can bring the fight to them.
I didn't notice that Ali has the Sentinels gun buddy.
Oh yeah, I see it now too.
Like it's so good for Hubert on this round. They only expend one of their own as well. It's just T-Dog with the Hunter's Fury, so they've got a lot to work off of. And suddenly, it really feels like Winthrop University are going to be the ones
Oop, he got the op.
on the back heel.
Scuba get him.
Could potentially also make sure
Will we
that
get him?
Ali's not able to carry
Aw.
this operator forwards, as the time will finally tick down here. A flawless round.
We're keeping our money up.
Hubert Academy.
Truly in every way there for me. And now, again, Hubert
All right, here we go.
can reopen that playbook, start going for the angles they like going for on any defensive angle, on any defaulting round. They can adjust their responses to what they would normally do to a degree after the kinds of psychological games that they've been playing on these past couple rounds. Winthrop's here and there aggression can no longer work when the executions are becoming as fragmented as Hubert was
Okay.
earlier.
What do we got? We got a lot of ults actually. 2 ults, 3 ults, yeah.
From like a little bit of psychological damage at play, huh?
Yeah, it took some psychic damage.
We got to use that KJ ult before he gets his Armageddon online.
Is it enough to get Qbert over the line, though?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was.
That's
gonna
valid.
Say. Like, if you're Winthrop University, you
All right, Nismo. All right, Nismo.
to continue to keep yourself into this.
We'll breach ult.
Excellent job being
Off the alarm bot. Oh.
Almost able to find one, but it's actually Moves who comes out on top. And somehow, despite all of that utility,
Damn, I thought we had him set up.
Not even finding
Yeah.
a single kill.
Yeah, Nismo just unfortunately a little indecisive on that gap in time, just really scared of who could open it back up from lobby. Only saw 2 flee back behind those boxes. And that's just such a short window of time at that point to work with. Really could have launched that aftershock in and maybe grabbed one, but again, really tough gap that he's gonna pay for.
Nismo.
By just taking
Okay.
an infiltrator up and clone to the
Nismo.
face.
Nismo.
Some more on top of it.
Nismo for
A
2.
lockdown to help defend him at this point.
Stay
And he
C.
doesn't need it. 4v3 as Winthrop scurries back over to the C site. But T-Dog is
All right,
T-Dog, you're
T-Dog, you
up.
got to get the first one. You got to get one.
This log hold. Wide swings from both ends. And
Or 2.
Beautiful.
not one damn
Nice.
bit.
They're good for it. Nice round, Nismo.
Are we so bad?
Wow, Nismo. They, by the way, did you hear the reverse caster curse?
Yeah.
They were trash talking Nismo for whiffing on after the breach ult,
But I really think that the
and then he went
They
off
were.
for the 3K.
utility from Nismo on this reach has been immaculate. And of course, we get to see a couple of pop-off moments like that. Being able to
It feels like the casters are happier when we're winning.
Like,
Yes.
It's just so good coming in from
There's
the
some
breach.
subtle bias
And
there.
once again, I really do have to highlight that a lot of the utility
All right,
is doing
Moobs doesn't
very
have a
good job
gun.
at deterring Winthrop University or disrupting how they want to be moving things through, allowing the rest of the team to make sure that they can find those opportunities to find those kills. Qbert Academy now take the lead 11 to 10. Winthrop University, you can feel the tension in the air. They don't have proper weaponry on.
They do have Armageddon.
Simply down
Oh.
onto Shiro.
Wow.
Still gonna be good for one.
Every time he
Classic
thinks
T-Dog
he's done,
trying to get the orb, and they're like,
connections
we're
on
going
the
to
flank.
shoot you.
Don't do it.
Ay,
Back
ay,
up with
ay,
the
ay.
lead. And he's just gonna keep. He's continuing to walk up A lane. By the way, he's not
Oh.
backed out.
Oh, I saw him.
Team that is at the front
I think
door.
he got spotted. He did.
He's still walking around looking.
Wow,
What?
his teammate flashed him.
What?
Scuba able to
How
That was a
does-
team flash, I think.
I was going to say, how did Scuba get the kill there?
How is Scuba alive?
How is
How
he-
the
How was he
fuck?
alive that long? They knew exactly where he was. There was 3 people with him.
Oh, moves.
Wait.
Are you joking? That'll be a free ace site.
Move's got a gun along the way. All right.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to go in.
That was the craziest
scot-free,
start
get that
of a
spike
round.
down. 2v3 here. Armageddon's still online for Flare as well. There's a real opportunity that a bunch of wishes are going to be made. Winthrop University could potentially win out
Flank.
this round and make it that 11-11 scoreline.
He's going back around.
Hot shots up top. Aware that Nismo's here. Ready for the inevitable collapse.
Oh.
Top of
Oh,
the
nice try.
paranoia moves.
Save it. Actually, our money's good.
For it.
Yeah,
No longer
Let's
the
go
one that
for
needs
it.
to take the fight. But I think he wants to. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll try.
Flare the trade out. And once again, we stand 11-11.
Man, this is such a close match, and I'm so glad that we get treated to like this level of Valorant where it's so competitive, because this is like the funnest type of Valorant.
11-11 again. Holy fuck.
Wait, and out of nowhere, Knights has an op.
Once again, like this is just a
Ooh.
very classic Winthrop University round.
Could be the adjustment.
Specifically Relying on moves to take so much space, able to find so many kills.
That was so
and then
crazy
just
that
open up the
Scuba
site completely for the
shot
rest of
that
Winthrop
kill, but it
University
didn't matter.
to
Then
make
they
that
turned it
mid-round
around
call,
fast.
just flooded onto the site,
Yeah,
get
we
themselves
shouldn't
in.
have.
And once
Yeah,
again,
we got
started
with murder.
on a little bit of an economic decline on the start of that round, so
And
the
they
fact
still
that
have
they're
their
able to turn it
Armageddon.
around makes it that
Ooh, they have
much
Armageddon
better.
and they have
Time around, we're
KJ.
seeing
ult.
an
I mean,
eventual drift get
Euro.
ripped
ult.
right off the
There it
bat.
goes.
Infiltrator
We should play retake for
potential
sure.
Opening here, scouts out a lot of this kill
Oh, actually?
utility and spots out one in the back of sight being Redux. Let's see how Winthrop University want to play off of it. They will be running
Oh.
through as Nismo catches moves.
Be able to walk in and meet with the rest of the
Well, they have
team.
garage.
Closer up on the steps. How is this fight executed? Kubert ready for the collapse on top of the blind. First peek out to the
Scuba.
window. Scuba the first pick off from the window. Infiltrator still
Oh
playing.
my god, it's scary.
So is moves. Armageddon onto the site here. That'll get absolutely nobody.
Wow, the patience. Didn't expect the second.
All right, but they used their Armageddon. T-Dog, get half,
Half.
And then Knight's got to kill. Oh, come on, guys. Come on.
Hold
Somebody
it!
shoot this guy.
Hold it!
Yes.
Nice.
He's got it. He's got it. He had
Good
plenty of
job,
time.
good job. Oh my god. That patience from Scuba was nice. In Garage? He sat there forever.
Yeah, both these last rounds, Scuba managed to get kills where you're like, seemed unlikely.
Yeah, just tucked in the corner.
I was looking at the minimap when that happened, and I'm like, there's no way they just got away with that. That's crazy. And immediately, too, you see that they're just able to waltz right back in. You know, they were so ready for that Armageddon play to happen. They had everything ready to go that they were just like, oh, yeah, there we go. All right, all according to business. Now let's go in and win the rest
All right,
of the
they
round.
don't have a
Almost
great
like
buy
it was
here.
Scripted from the beginning. Kubert Academy, 1 round away. A half buy coming in from Winthrop University.
All right, Knights, pop somebody with that.
Knights takes forward angle. It's going to be a fast hit onto the speed site. Winthrop looking for at least 1 more round to take us to OT.
Fast
Will not find
plan.
anything on his search, but Kubert will not find anything in the passive trading throughout these doors.
This was one off his ult.
We need Nisma to get a kill, and then
Yeah.
stop it.
ready as Redux.
Oh.
But with this B-site plan, it's really hard to
Ooh.
Damn
effectively
it.
use it. Ali on the Spectre deals with
Scuba?
Scuba,
There
Nisma.
it is,
Now
there it is.
Nisma's got it.
entry of the blind Knights to open
There
us
it
up.
comes. Oh,
Melted!
no! Okay, 3v1.
1-3.
We have 15 seconds. 2 on 1. No! What?
Are you out of your mind, moves? An impossible clutch to bring us to an impossible overtime. Winthrop University keeps the comeback story going.
Oh, where are my Stinger gamers at? Oh my, there's no way. A triple
There's
kill
no
with a
way,
Stinger?
actually.
That is, oh my word. That's unbelievable. What a way for us to now go to overtime. Winthrop University still somehow in
No,
it,
no,
despite the
no,
fact
no,
that
no.
so
We
many
had
games
that.
was
It was
over.
over.
It was
Feels
over.
like they may have overheated just a
It was
smidge.
done.
It's
And Winthrop
fucking.
taking
That's
advantage of that
unlosable.
completely. What a round.
I need to see what happens here.
Now they're gonna replay the whole half to us.
Could
Oh,
go either
they're
way.
not going to just show us that
One of these
round.
teams has to come out
Right.
the victor. Just need to find a defensive
Damn.
and an attack.
I'm so
deciding
confused.
round. Honestly, Tydrak, like this could go either way. I have no idea who's gonna come out on top.
This has been such a deadlock for the entire
Okay,
of the match.
it's the next round.
And for the
Yeah.
pinnacle of it to be here, it's only
Here it
so
is.
appropriate.
Okay.
Who's this round?
Yeah.
The
Okay.
endurance that these teams are able
So
to attain at this point
we're
is
right here. Oh, come on! Look at how you
Cut
can
it off! No way, dude!
L production
Oh my
L.
God.
Production
Actual for L production.
It's
Oh
like
my
it's literally
God.
2 seconds away from showing his clutch, and,
And
they
the
got
worst, the funny part is they've been missing the start of the round for replays all game. This
all
time
game.
there was 20 seconds left and they cut it off.
That was so dumb.
That is wild work.
That's a big production L.
Infiltrator's just a glass cannon this time
Oh no! Look out! He knows where you are. Oh, Knights!
We're good, we're good.
Wow! How did Knights get that kill? He knew where we
Yeah, he got him from
were.
inside. He got him
That
from
was
inside.
so lucky. That was so lucky. All
Nice.
right, trade it.
Nope, easily traded away, and Kubert, they've got the mental gymnastics down pat on this attack. I think.
Oosh. By the way, the
One more guy inside.
This moves already making so much headway.
Uh-oh.
But might be a little bit too late for Nasi. Has to back off onto the site.
There it is.
Aftershock did
Not
do
a-
a good job.
Chill.
3v1.
Oh,
We've seen this. We've seen this 3v1 loss. And it's moves. No. No. It's the same guy. It's the same guy who just got the 1v3. And here he goes. He's going to get one. Hey!
What a leap! What a leap! Holy shit!
Certainly not a possibility this time around. Another match point for Cubert Academy. Hey, surely they get it done this time, right? Surely they managed to not let go of it this time, right?
My guy, why
Damn.
did you say that out loud?
By the way, look at the kill scores.
What can I say?
You know,
Yeah, we're so far ahead, right?
We're so far ahead. Like, I don't understand that. It's something's confused. Like when you look at this plus 12, plus 2, plus 3, plus 2, minus 1, plus 1, minus 2, minus 2, minus 9. What the?
Yeah, the map is not mapping.
The math is not working out. All right, come on, Redux. Come on.
Do it now.
Do it.
Oh.
Do it. Match up right with him.
Do it. Do
Line
it.
up
Do
good
it.
for 3 on the paranoia. If his time is right.
No. He's just going to die.
It's more risky to do.
What? How did it work? Oh,
Wow.
he got traded.
I'll take a 1-for-1. That seems so risky.
I was going to say, I thought he was just going to die there. Ooh.
Nismo spotted by moves on the lurk.
Nismo.
Deals with it.
Okay, come on. Where are they going?
Look at this. With
It's just going for a long pause.
Well, they're going C actually, and we left it.
Oh, yeah.
This properly. Looking at that C site, Cubert Academy, they've spread themselves out, but I think that everything should be
Damn.
right. They do have plenty of utility here, potentially, to get that retake underway.
30
Still, though, I wouldn't count Winthrop University out of this just quite
Well,
yet.
they're using a lot of utility for nobody here, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Some team damage.
This is their bread and butter site.
So they don't have those. All right, come on, Nismo. Make us proud.
Smoked out long ways. Got to double clear the link. Full send with the stack. Cubert's gonna try and make it work. So split the diff.
Oh.
Curveball back.
Yes.
Nice
Yes,
neutral,
nice!
nice neutral.
Nice! Okay, if
Neutral,
we lose
so
this,
that-
I'm leaving.
Nasi's got to clutch up against 4.
It's a 1v4!
Oh my god, looks like they lined up for a second
I know,
there, but
they did line up for
oh,
a second.
oh my god. There it is. Wait. Hubert kind of like went the distance today.
They went the complete
They
distance.
put on a show for us.
They really did. By the way, that last map though, that was as fun as it gets in terms of just constant action. Like every round, there was somebody dying in the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, especially first half.
Yeah, it was wild.
Leading to Cubert's elimination. This time
I was a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were gonna get 2-0 for a second. I mean, rightfully so.
Well,
But
when we were down 9-3 and
Yeah.
down 9-3,
on Icebox, yeah.
that was pretty good.
And really, it felt like Winthrop University were
Hubert
relying
fans
on
showed
some
up.
more of those hero plays to really make sure that they could get across. the
Hubert
finish
fans
line
are
for that
here to
next tier
stay.
of moves. But at the end of the day, when you just kind of rely on things, keep it calm first of all.
Now
and
we're
just
in the
go back to
2-0,
fundamentals of teamwork and friendship. Then you know that Cubert Academy are going to be the
2-0
ones
side
to
of the
come out on
Swiss.
top. So great showing from them, especially too given all the role swapping we saw.
Maybe
Is that
we'll
the
finally.
first team to go 2-0?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, I
yes.
see.
Yeah, because we're the first ones to play that second
Yeah.
match, I think.
Their ceiling continues
Right?
to go sky.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Not seen the
Yeah.
last of Hubert, certainly not the last of Winthrop. We'll get to talk to the
I want to
winners
play
and
Shopify. We haven't played them this year.
Oh
so-
yeah, that'd be good.
Don't go anywhere.
That'd be good.
Shopify or Envy? That's my goal for the next round. I'm not trying to duck the best teams. I want to play the best teams.
I think those two would be the most hype as well.
Yeah, it'll be fun to play them. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they had us sweating there.
Who do you think they're interviewing?
I'm thinking it's gonna be either Nismo or could be Redux.
It is
Wouldn't be
still
surprised.
it is still the craziest thing that all day, considering how many times there were bullets in the air when they ended the replay. That the replay of
Yes.
the day, when the
Yes.
guy wins a 1v3 to keep the match going, they cut off before the 2 kills.
That was impressive work out of them.
20 seconds left before the round starts. That was pretty wild.
$6 never tasted
They are definitely messing with us. I'm convinced.
Featuring IHOP's world famous buttermilk pancakes, crispy hickory smoked bacon, and 2 eggs cooked to order your way.
all for just $6. Part of the new $6 House Faves menu.
I'm gonna pee fast 1 sec.
Turning daydreams into days off. The fabric of
If you
long
were
weekends.
sent the wrong jersey, just DM me on Twitter with your order confirmation number.
With a deal on a different sub every day of the week. Fresh baked bread, fresh sliced meat, fresh chopped veggies, vinaigrette, plus chips and a drink.
Redux is not the IGL. T-Dog is the IGL.
Your coworker went with the $17 salad. Get it together, Stan. Find your fresh with the all-new $6.99 meal of the day at Subway. Or make it a foot long for just $3 more.
That was a crazy win, but it was fun. That 1v3 at match point, that was brutal. Redux was more about letting Knights get back to playing some Duelist. Man United? Come on. Man
United, get out of here.
By the
buddy.
way, by the way, I said this earlier today. Man United season is like Sentinels 2022. That's the Man United season this year is like Sentinels 2022. If you had to pay a fee on your prizes, just DM me the receipt, and I'll figure out a way to. I'll PayPal you. We'll PayPal you the money. Arsenal winning Champions League would be wild. Well, like I said, you watch Tarek. Mark my words. Watch Real Madrid. The Real Madrid comeback will be.
That sounds like it'll be too insane. I don't know. So have to win 4-0 or 4-1. Go OT or whatever.
Well, if they go 3-0, then they go OT.
The heroics in the end, Cubert Academy to end off strong. And I mean, I say end up strong, but like they played strong.
Man United's having. When's the last time Man United had this bad of a year?
I mean, it was a
I'm just asking.
battle from start to finish. I think we can all pretty much agree on that, right? But yeah, we saw a lot. I feel like
Let's see what's their standing.
Different ways. We saw the Redux controller. We saw the Knights duelist. We saw the role swaps. We saw level of play like was Winthrop University fluked their win against Cooper last time. Like I think it's safe.
Man United is in 13th place.
This could have gone either way at any point in time, and I think the level of competition has most definitely leveled up.
Although weirdly, somehow they took Tottenham down there with them.
But of course, with Cubert Academy closing up that series, getting their revenge, that must feel nice.
Someone believes in the Real Madrid comeback.
It's Real Madrid. They're like bizarre in their ability to win in Champions League when they shouldn't.
I mean, Ash, I don't know how long this has been cooking, but it hasn't been too long since we've seen Cubert Academy in the playoffs where
Somebody give me a hard time for calling them Tottenham instead of Spurs. But when they're 14th place, I don't have to know their name.
Yeah, it's definitely impressive. I think we did see, some of what needs to be worked through with those rule swaps, but I think it's a really
See, the Real Madrid fans do not give up. I got to give them credit, Tarek.
so far. I know we're going to talk about
Yeah.
That the Real Madrid fans always have hope.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's not happening.
Well, but did you see how they got here in the first place? Where there was this whole crazy free kick against Atletico.
Is a second free kick or something
where the
like
guy, he slipped and his first foot barely nicked the ball. And he kicked it in, and it was ruled no good because he had double kicked.
You're telling me about that. You're telling
and
me about
that's
that.
how Real Madrid made it here. So it's that kind of voodoo magic.
Right. They have like an extra player.
Yeah, Real Madrid has voodoo magic in the Champions League. So I would definitely not count Real Madrid out.
And even their own heroics. I mean, there is the
It was a penalty. I thought I said penalty. It was in the shootout, penalty shootout. I was watching.
Yeah, that was nice. But Roy, in the end, I mean, Cubert Academy really being able to step up when needed.
Yeah, this is
Well, if we don't call it soccer, no one else in America knows what we're talking about.
Exactly.
the talent. It's there. It's on the table. They really just need to find their identity, find their flow, and kind of get into the rhythm. And it really does feel like they should have.
And it would be easier if the rest of the world called it soccer too.
They have good players. They have good closers.
Might be a stretch though.
Oh, see, other people are trying to claim that Rice had a double touch. That's the classic. See, I'm still confused. Their MVP was 19 and 19 in an overtime.
And it was a hard-fought battle, but shout out to Redux.
And T-Dog was the worst player at -1. That's just the weirdest stat line for an overtime.
Yeah.
Mosh's third map, but he honestly had a Mosh's series.
How they get that far?
Yeah, I mean,
22. We were positive 21 on KD. That's not possible.
And I mean,
Yeah.
They had a -10 and a -7.
Whatever you want, but still, what the message remains, he's coming out here, being able
That means they must have got a lot of like exit frags, right? Like after we won the rounds. Or like
No,
that
I
we
guess.
got? No, we got a lot of exit
You're
frags.
looking at the stats here.
Yes, I don't know.
Round looks great. His KD
No, it
is
was
popping off.
they were winning like at the last. They only had one guy alive, and we won rounds where we had 5 guys alive.
Oh yeah, our round ones were more convincing. That's
Yeah.
right.
14 and
That's right.
3 on first kills and first deaths, which is actually just crazy from your controller player. The fact that he's playing that aggressively to be in those initial engagements.
Yeah, Redux was channeling
And then
tens.
the fact that he's also playing so well off of his own trap plays that's set up with the rest of the team as well, and at most of the time able to get out afterwards too is just wild to see.
it's been cool to see too, because obviously they play.
I do think Madrid's gonna make the comeback. That's what I was saying.
When is that match?
It's in Madrid.
When is it taking place?
Oh,
Like,
when? Is
yeah.
it next week?
Oh, it's next week.
Is
I
it next
see.
week or the week after, chat?
The 15th, someone said. 16th.
Oh, so it is next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think we kind of laugh about it.
I can't believe people are trying to get you to become a Man United fan while they're in like having the worst year ever.
I'm Real Madrid or Liverpool.
There you go. You're gonna root that Real Madrid comeback against Arsenal.
I mean, that would be awesome. But I don't think that's gonna happen. And I don't really exactly know, but there's no way. 4-0 is too insane in soccer.
But they lost 3-0.
Yeah, but that was a fluke for sure.
On that controller role is impressive for such a short amount of time that he's been playing it.
Yeah, so definitely a great way for Qbert Academy to be starting off this stage too, with not 1 but 2 wins under their belt. But now we have none other than newly formed controller player on the line for the post-match interview.
Oh, it's Redux. Here we go.
More congratulations on the win. New looks coming out from the team. We're seeing so many role swaps across the board. What kind of caused this from this look that we had back in stage 1?
Yeah, so just thinking about the roles, like I think the roles like they don't really matter like too much, but it just like depends on like the team you have. Like I feel like Scuba is just like such a hard to punish player, and I feel like Sentinel fits him like perfectly. And then I could play like double dive, double entry with Knights, and Knights and Redux on the entry. It's kind of ridiculous. So we have Nismo and T-Dog throwing God util.
I mean, with all of these role changes and stuff, everything as well, it's only been like 2 weeks since we've seen you guys in playoffs. And I know that at the end, it's a gun game, shooting, whatnot. But how has it been behind the scenes kind of adjusting to all of these changes? Or is these things that just kind of clicked pretty quick?
Well, I played Omen before, so it wasn't like a hard switch for me. It just like sometimes I'm still getting caught on like timings with like smokes and stuff, just because like I'm a little new to the Adrian. I just need reps. I mean, Knights loves to duel, so putting him on duelist is like it's a no-brainer. And Scuba also, he just likes that that lurky, like really playing very annoying playstyle. So I think it it fit pretty perfectly.
Glad to hear everybody on ages that really just kind of suit what they're about. And talking about this revitalized look of Qbert Academy, then how are you feeling heading into this entire stage? Because I know that this is a team with so much potential, and 4th place in the playoffs isn't necessarily where you would have wanted to end up.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Split 1 was like a little bit of like a wake-up call. We realized that we gotta like put in, you know, the work and show up and do that consistently every time. And I think, you know, losing early on, it was probably very good for us, because it shifts us out of like that mindset of you know, complacency or whatever. But we're definitely gonna carry on this flame. You know, we're gonna keep working hard. We're gonna own the next few matches, hopefully. And yeah, I mean, we're just here to play. We're here to have fun.
Glad to hear. And last but not least, I mean, Hubert Academy, like this was something that way back, it was kind of just you playing with a couple of other guys, and then it turned into this, I mean, this whole new identity. When we're looking at on Twitter these engagements, like Hubert Academy is like one of the most talked about teams and everything else. So how does that feel to just go from, yeah, it's just this team playing, to what is involved into now the plushie shirts, like everything?
Well, it's great, honestly, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without like my teammates, as well as like the guys from Sentinels. Rob was the one who made this happen, so shout out to Rob.
Shout out Rob.
The social media posters have been like doing amazing on the engagements. Like, where I saw like a graph that were like top 3 out of like the VCT teams, and I was like, that's kind of crazy. So shout out to the Sen guys.
It's been crazy, and it's been so cool to see. And then with the team with the winning ways as well. I mean, you guys got everything right now. So Redux, congratulations.
Look at Redux with the Qbert in the shot.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, I see him in the back. Yeah.
Thank you. Take care.
I think Tarek lost his Qbert along the way.
I left my Qbert at Shrouds.
Not just the team, but of all the players themselves, and definitely
I have to get you a new one.
Yeah.
We sold 100 Qberts last week.
Don't go anywhere.
Oh, just on release?
Yeah, well, because we just got them back in the shop and immediately sold 100 of them.
Yeah, people love Qbert. I'm not gonna lie. He's quite the celebrity around these parts.
So that was the key to our win last week.
Shout out to the 100.
Having Qberts at the venue was key. All right, well, that was a fun match.
Good dub for Qbert Academy today. Winthrop University, nice try, but not really. Just kidding. You had us sweating there. Thank you for putting on a good show as well. Moves, especially with the 1v3 towards the end, could have gone either way. So, you know, well played to everybody.
Now you can entertain your chat with some actual ranked play.
Some ranked gameplay. It's my turn to step in the server, show these guys how it's done.
And then VCT tomorrow.
VCT tomorrow. Absolutely. Rob Duo? We're still training, Rob. Be a Rob Duo one day.
I'm going to get this summer.
This summer, we're coming to you soon. Coming to you.
This summer.
Theaters near you.
There you go. This summer. All right.
Hello, quick.
All right, Rob. Sounds good. I'll talk to you.
All right.
With some more
All right.
Valorant.
See ya.
One more match ending off our week here, and it's between TSM and Ambrosia. I mean, starting off at this stage, Ash, there's so many questions.